Finally.
Oh, my goodness.
The wait is over.
Righto, buckle up.
Now is back.
Wow.
We're back.
Friday night footy.
Oh, it's on. Oh, unbelievable.
We're back.
The continuous call team.
Legends never die. We've been gone for so long.
Shut the gate.
Nothing now can keep us down. Yeah, we're back on track and we're on attack. Can't hold us back. No.
Oh, don't argue.
David Morrow.
He hits it hard. He hits it strongly. He hits a hole. It scored the opening try.
Daryl Broman.
He absolutely steved onto it. Ran into a gap. Scored next to the post.
Mark Riddell.
We only spoke minutes ago about him coming back on the field and being the right player for this situation.
And Mark Levy.
That's a brilliant tackle. Give yourself a pat on the back. Stand up, take a bow. He knows how important it is.
The continuous call team. Thanks to McDonald's, Harvey Norman, Pilot, Catch Fitness, Ram Trucks, Gulf Western Oil, Lowe's and Ampol.
Dodgers, please, dive, score, right.
Tonight, Brisbane Broncos
Quick hands to David Mead. Mead gets inside one, outside another to score the opening try for the Broncos.
versus South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Going for dummy half. Cook throws the dummy. Cook goes straight through. Cook scores the try.
And now, right across Australia, Mark Levy.
Yeah, we've waited 5 months for the footy and it's back tonight with a bang. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to the 2022 NRL Telstra Premiership with the continuous call team as we celebrate our 36th year of fun, footy and plenty of laughs over the course of the weekend. It's Mark Levy in the driver's seat for the season ahead, and we'll be with you every Friday, Saturday and Sunday for the best coverage of rugby league anywhere in the world. Daryl Broman, Mark Piggy Riddell, Paul Gallen, Shane Flanagan, David Morrow, Jamie Sow, just a few of the names who make up the continuous call team, and we'll be introducing you to a few new faces this year as well. As you know, we're all about entertainment on this program, and boy, haven't we got some excitement to look forward to over the coming months. And it starts tonight with Brisbane and South Sydney at a packed Suncorp Stadium, which only a couple of weeks ago was flooded because of this wild weather that's lashed the east coast. We're certainly thinking about all those people who are waiting for the floods to subside, and I know the massive clean-up operation is already underway in some parts of southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales and even in the Sydney Basin. We'll tell you more about the fundraising efforts across the weekend, including a massive flood appeal which will be happening tomorrow night, involving the major television networks who are uniting to help these communities left devastated in both states. In the meantime, let's sink our teeth into this game in Brisbane, where the only way's up for the Broncos after another tough season. It's disappointing their new recruit and captain Adam Reynolds won't be out there after the halfback contracted COVID last week. Kevin Walters handing his son Billy the playmaking duties with Albert Kelly. These COVID cases are going to be an ongoing problem for the clubs, and I was only saying to someone earlier this week, no longer is it survival of the fittest in the NRL. It's the team that stays the healthiest who will probably end up lifting the Probyn Summons Trophy. Big question mark hanging over the Rabbitohs, who have lost Reynolds, Dane Gagai, Benji Marshall and the super coach Wayne Bennett. Jason Demetriou takes over the reins after serving a lengthy apprenticeship, and he's relying on some youngsters this year. Latrell Mitchell, the name on everyone's lips at Redfern, but the fullback won't return from suspension until next week. Now in team news, we do that thanks to KO. The Broncos will line up 1 to 17 as per the program. The 18th man, Branko Lee. For the Rabbitohs, Blake Taff, he was ruled out this afternoon after failing a late fitness test on his ankle. Alex Johnston moves to fullback, with Josh Mansour coming onto the wing in 19. The 18th man is Davey Moali. The referee, Ashley Klein, Alan Shortall assisting him in the bunker. I'll welcome the team in just a moment. We've also got this game underway in Canberra, with the Raiders taking on the Cronulla Sharks in their season opener. It's the Green Machine leading 18 points to 6 over the Cronulla Sharks after 7 minutes of play in that second half. Canberra 18, Cronulla 6. There has been a knee injury suffered by Josh Hodgson. The Raiders are telling us that he has been cleared of a serious ACL problem. We're told it's just a knee strain, so that's some good news, but he won't be back for the Raiders tonight. And of course, last night, what about the start of the season? And Penrith kicking off its premiership defence with an impressive 28 points to 6 win over Manly, and that's even without Nathan Cleary. As always, we'd love to hear from you throughout season 2022, whether it's a comment on the footy or one of the random topics we discuss, or if you'd like just to let us know where you're tuning into the coverage. I'll read as many of them as I can throughout the night. We'll open the lines to chat to you after the game on 131873. Otherwise, you can shoot through an email at 2gb.com or 4bc.com.au, where you click onto the feedback icon, and there's the text line as well, 0460 873 873. And can I also thank the sponsors who are back with us and those who are joining us for the first time. We've all invested heavily in McDonald's drive-thrus over the years, and McDonald's is on board as our naming rights partner in 2022. Dinner's sorted, dine-in, drive-through or delivery. We've also got Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Ram Trucks, Gulf Western Oil, Ampol, Pilot, KO, Bluebet, Catch Fitness and Mitsubishi Alpolic Fire Safe Cladding. To our sponsors, we salute you. That's enough from me. Let's welcome the continuous call team, who I might say are looking refreshed and ready for a big year ahead. Darryl Broman is alongside me here in the interactive studio. Mr. Entertainment, wonder from down under. He is the big man. Darryl Broman, a very good evening to you.
Well, Mark, it's been a long 5 or 6 months, hasn't it? Good evening to you, to David, who looks extremely thin now that he's got no gallbladder, and Piggy, of course. Welcome to you, welcome to all our listeners. What a first round of football we've got coming up. It's awfully difficult to tip, and I think last night's game, I've got to say, Penrith were magnificent. Spoke to David a little bit before. It's hard to believe that that was the first game of the season. I mean, these blokes are now just robotic almost. Their fitness level is incredible. Penrith hardly made a mistake. I didn't think the Sea Eagles were that bad. I just think Penrith absolutely just overwhelmed them with their defence and the speed of the play of the ball. They were brilliant last night, the Panthers. And based on that effort, they're going to be awfully difficult to beat this year. I mean, we all knew that at the start, but even without their champion halfback and their number one man, Nathan Cleary, they still managed to demolish a very good Sea Eagles side. So they were great last night. We've been watching the Sharks play. They've just scored a try, by the way, so they're climbing back into it. They were down 18-6. It's 18-10 with a kick to come. But this game we've got here tonight is a really, really interesting game, like for both sides. The Bunnies, of course, no Adam Reynolds, and they'll miss him. There's no Latrell Mitchell. They'll certainly miss him tonight as well. I've got to say, I think their backline looks just a little bit thin, but when I look at their backline, the name that sticks out for me is Cody Walker, top 5 player in the game, in my opinion. I think he's a superstar. I think tonight he'll take control of the match. Broncos, I saw them in the trials. They're okay. I think they've still got a bit of work to do. They're a work in progress.
Big man, that is one of the best introductions to a season I've heard from you.
Some skin.
Job well done, big man. That's Darryl Broman, ladies and gentlemen, back bigger and better than ever. But Darryl, it pains me to announce this, and I know Ray confirmed the news earlier today.
What's that?
There's a member of our team who's gone soft.
David, I know. He's not in our tipping competition.
Well, did you mention he's got no gallbladder? Yes. You often say that God did a good job with the human body.
Well,
what is the point of the gallbladder?
Well, this is my point. He's taken it out, but he doesn't look any different.
I don't know too many people that have attractive gallbladders.
Well, what do gallbladders do?
I don't know, Darryl.
No idea.
Well, it took it out and it hasn't affected him.
We'll find out from the great man in just a second. But ladies and gentlemen, Mark Piggy Riddell has decided that he will not be working on Saturdays with the continuous call team because he's coaching junior football. He's become the boss, proprietor and owner-operator of a childcare empire. And I asked him when he walked in tonight after having not seen him for 5 months, Piggy, are you richer than David Morrow? To which he declared, well, I will be leaving. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Piggy Riddell, a very good evening to you.
Good evening, Levy. Good evening, Darryl, David, and to our listeners. It's great to be back here, but yes, I won't be working on Saturdays. I'm having a little family time, I'm calling it.
Fair enough.
I'm
Mummy and Daddy time. You know, we're off for 6.5 hours.
Hey, Harry, get the little brother or sister,
Big age.
No, but I'm coaching both of the football teams of my boys. So I've got the Shellharbour Stingrays under 11s and under 8s. So I needed to have a day off. I'm working through the week these days, so I'm pretty busy and looking forward to it. But I will be here back refreshed and ready to go on Sunday.
Well, there'll be no nodding off at 5 o'clock on a Sunday like usual. You need to be refreshed.
That's right, I will be. Well,
what time are you booked in for the Ocean Beach tomorrow out of interest?
Yeah, yeah.
We've already found him out.
Yeah, early afternoon. I haven't run it past Carly yet, but I'll be down there at some stage.
I'm just thinking, with your boys, their ages, their footy's out of the way early. We're on at 1 o'clock. There's no reason why you couldn't work tomorrow.
No, well, I'm a busy boy. I need that rest.
Thank you, Piggy. We'll get stuck into the footy shortly. Text messages coming through 0460 873 873. Your emails as well, 2gb.com, 4bc.com.au. I note there's one there from Phil who's been, well, sunning himself in Fiji, which we'll get to shortly. 18 plays 12, Canberra leading Cronulla. That's after 12 minutes of play in the second half. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, his 137th year covering the greatest game of all rugby league, and he's gallbladderless, if that's the correct terminology. There's the customary cough to start 2022. David Morrow, a very good evening to you.
Hello, Mark, and Daryl, and all the listeners. Yeah, it's been an interesting start to 2022, but I'm here. And thanks to the doctors and
you look good, mate.
All the staff that helped me out, especially during the middle of January when I wasn't 100%. Yeah, but I've no longer got a gallbladder, that's true. But, well, gee, I can't help but just back up exactly what Daryl said last night. That was 1,000,000 miles an hour. The Penrith defence was unbelievable. And last year they conceded fewer than 12 points a game. The year before they conceded fewer than 12 points a game. And looking at last night, they're going to do it again. And if you concede fewer than 12 points a game, you're pretty close to winning the premiership.
Yeah, they're a good side, aren't they? They're a very good side.
It's considering their superstar wasn't playing. Well, young Sean did have a good game, didn't he?
It was a great start to the season. David, I just noticed a text message that's come through from one of our listeners, Gary, and I think it's a great text to read out to start off the year, given that the announcement's been made that you don't have a gallbladder anymore. Gary writes, boys, once again, Big Man is right. It has been a long 5 months. Davey without a gallbladder, eh? I thought the liver that would have been the first to give up. Great to have the boys back. What does the gallbladder do, Davey?
Yeah, thanks for that, because I think that was a problem at one stage there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, the gallbladder and the liver do something similar. I think that's the basic thing I get, but the liver does more than the gallbladder. It's but they can take the gallbladder out. There's a lot of people survive without a gallbladder.
Well, what's the point of having it?
Oh, well, I suppose it's there. It gets rid of a bit of the trash out of the system.
Did you self-diagnose that? Like, did you go to your doctor and say,
Daryl,
"G'day, doctor.
Daryl.
Doctor, no. I think my gallbladder's gone. Take it out, please."
Karen tell you the pain I was going through, and anyone who's gone through gallstones or something similar can tell you, the pain is excruciating.
Did they take the stones out as well?
Well, in the end, my man told me that he wasn't sure they had gallstones. I had like a sand in there. So anyway, the end of the day is it caused me a lot of pain, and now it's out. I am pain-free. I'm very happy.
The pool filter wasn't working.
That was the filter, mate. That sand was the filter.
That's the pool, you fool.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Anyway.
We're underway for season 2022.
Oh,
see, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, we're all about entertainment, and that's exactly what you're going to get for the next 6 months here on the continuous call team. The Cronulla Sharks lining up a conversion attempt from out wide to level things up, and Nico Hines has nailed it. 18 all. 18 all Canberra and Cronulla, and that's after 15 minutes of play in the second half. Let us know where you're tuning in. Great to have you back with us as well. Listeners, 0460 873 873, and you can email us at 2gb.com or 4bc.com.au. Getting ready for Friday night football as South Sydney takes on Brisbane. We're off to a break, back with plenty more.
Kick off the footy season and score a great deal at Dan Murphy's. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Now, Aussies love having a crack, and our mates at Bluebet have a ripper for you to kick off the footy season. For the first 4 rounds of the NRL, take a head-to-head bet on Bluebet, and if your team leads by 4 points or more at half-time, Bluebet will pay out your bet straight away. Lead by 4 at half-time, you win. The new Bluebet app is quicker, slicker, faster and easier to use than ever before, so why not have a crack and download the Bluebet app for iPhone and Android from the app stores today. Bet Australian this NRL season. Bet with Bluebet, proud partner of the continuous call team. T's and C's apply. See website for details, and remember to always gamble responsibly. I'll tell you what, I can attest to the fact that the new app is absolutely faster. I was having a punt last weekend and thought, hello, I found my new betting company, Bluebet.
Here at Gulf Western, our oil is that good.
it speaks for itself. It's even good enough for the lone rider. Check him out at golfwestern.com.au. Gulf Western Oil. Go the distance.
Come on, mate, you can't do an ad for Pilot, Australia's biggest men's health platform, treating ED, PE, obesity, hair loss and more using only footy puns.
Oh yeah, want to bet?
Go on.
If you need some help fooing your moi-moi, if you flop just as bad as Hindmarsh did, if your Wendell isn't sailing,
All right.
if you're battling to get wet up.
Okay, please stop now.
For easy, safe and confidential healthcare from the comfort of home, visit pilot.com.au today. Pilot, level up your health.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Harvey Norman, Pilot and Catch Fitness.
Mark Levy, David Morrow, Daryl Broman and Mark Piggy Riddell as we do it from the McDonald's Interactive Studio. Great to have McDonald's on board as our naming rights partner in season 2022. Dinner sorted, dine in, drive through or delivery. As we take you around the grounds, we'll keep an eye on what's happening in the nation's capital in this early game. Locked up at 18 all. Teague Wilton scored that try for Cronulla and it was converted by Nico Hines, one of the new recruits at the Sharkies. 18 all, Canberra and Cronulla. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the night as we build up to kick off the Friday night game you'll hear with the continuous call team, Brisbane and South Sydney. Just recapping that team news for you, thanks to KO. Broncos 1-17, no changes. Their 18th man, Brenko Lee for the Rabbitohs. Blake Taffer's out after suffering an ankle injury at training. Alex Johnston moves to fullback. Josh Mansour comes onto the wing in 19. And Davey Moali is the 18th man for the Rabbitohs. And you'll hear that game as we broadcast it from the McDonald's Interactive Studio. Well, fellas, some great news. We've got a brand new betting partner with us here on the continuous call team. It's bluebet.com.au, of course. The boss, Michael Sullivan, you're here with Ray Hadley on a Friday. And Bluebet have jumped on board for the rugby league season. And you know what that means, boys. We get to catch up with our great mate, Duncan McRae, who joins us on the line right now. G'day, Dunky.
Mark, good evening, all the team, all the listeners. I hope everyone's well. Thanks for having us on board.
Well, mate, it's great to have you on board. We love bluebet.com.au, and as we always say, please gamble responsibly. Mate, we'll get to some charity bets in just a second because you're going to give us some money across the weekend to have some same-game multis, which are always a very popular option with the betting organisations, in particular bluebet.com.au. But let's first start off with the game tonight, Brisbane and South Sydney. What are the prices doing at the moment, Duncan?
Yeah, Mark, $1.33 the Bunnies in the head-to-head, $3.35 the Broncos, in from $3.50. The start's 10.5. Good money for the Broncos at the plus 10.5 mark. They're $1.80 and minus 10.5 the Bunnies. Good money for the Broncos with the 10.5 start with the Blue Bet punters.
All right, we'll get to the premiership betting and have a look at some racing in just a second, Duncan. But, boys, Blue Bet is giving us $100 to spend on the games that we're calling this weekend. We'll have $100 on a Friday night, a Saturday and a Sunday. And, Big Man, I'm going to nominate you to kick things off this year because we're going to try and raise some money, thanks to Blue Bet, for not only the Starlight Children's Foundation, but for Men of League as well, two charities that we're proud to support. So, Daryl, I need you to come up with the same game multi on the Brisbane-South Sydney game.
All right, well, I'm going to go. And by the way, hello, Dunky. Good to talk to you again.
Big man, great to be back with you.
You know, Dunky and I used to work together at another organisation.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Duncan worked.
We were employed.
Friday lunches.
Well, I'm worried about Dunky's ability to, come on air at 7 o'clock on a Friday after a long lunch. You're not doing them anymore.
Just like you, big man, just keep giving.
Yeah, giving. Well, let's talk about the same game multi. I'm going to make it short and sweet tonight. I'm going to go Bunnies 13 plus. I think they'll win, and hopefully they'll win by a decent margin. I'm going to go anytime try scorer, Cody Walker. I think he'll score one tonight.
Yeah, big man, $4.10, so $100 there, hopefully. $410 into the kick for the charity for the boys. So a bit of pressure early for round one, big man.
No pressure.
I don't mind that bet, Daryl. I think you're on a winner there.
I was tossing. I think the Bunnies will win, but I'm looking at the side. I'm just a little bit worried about the 13 plus, but I'll go that way. So we'll see what happens.
We'll get Paul Gallen a chance tomorrow, and Piggy, you can back up and have a go on Sunday, and Davey, you and I can have a crack next weekend in round two, but we'll put the pressure on these blokes in round one. What about that premiership betting, Duncan, for the season ahead at Blue Bet? Off the back of Penrith's win last night at the foot of the mountains, have they firmed in the Panthers?
Yeah, they sure have, Mark, and what a performance it was out at Bluebet Stadium. Into joint favourites now, Melbourne Storm and the Panthers at $5. Panthers were $6 going into that round. $6 the Chooks, the Eagles at 9, the Bunnies at 11, and the Eels at 13. But just trimmed up a bit after that great performance without Nathan Cleary. Into $5 equal favourites, the Panthers, Mark.
All right, and later tonight, boys, I've told David, but Piggy, I haven't told you or Daryl, in our final hour after 10 o'clock, in between 10 and 11, we're going to have a look at some racing, right? So I'm going to put the pressure on you blokes, because over previous years, we always attack one another for tipping horses after the event. Well, in fact, we attack David because that's usually what he does. So I thought what we'd do is lock in a tip for the punters on a Friday night. We'll just pick a horse. Obviously, Piggy, we hear yours with race. You can repeat that one. Daryl, myself and Davey will come up with a horse on the races, and we'll get the odds at bluebet.com.au. Speaking of racing, Dunky, some group racing, Group 1s anyway, in Sydney and Melbourne tomorrow at Rosehill and Flemington.
Yeah, Mark, just thought I'd mention the Coolmore Classic. Big day out there at Rosehill, 10-race program. And the Coolmore Classic, SB owners a $3.60 favourite at Bluebet, $6 for Lighthouse and Expat. And the best back runner, Promise of Success, John O'Shea and Rachel King, $8 into $6.50, boys. Great stuff. Hey, Duncan, look after yourself, mate. We'll check in tomorrow. I will. Thanks, lads. Take care. Good on you, buddy. There he is, Duncan McRae from bluebet.com.au, our betting partner in season 2022. And as we always say, please gamble responsibly. And hopefully, fellas, we can raise some money for not only the Starlight Children's Foundation, of which, Daryl, you're an ambassador, but for the Men of League as well. And we should acknowledge the passing, boys, of Johnny Raper, one of the original immortals, Davey, a man who you knew and obviously followed in his time at the St George Dragons.
No, I knew people, as I remember the day that he passed away. We spoke, Mark, and there were people, say 20 years older than me, my dad's age, and that they talked about John Raper being the greatest player of all time, and that's probably the best way to in short, that's the best way to describe John Raper. But off the field, he's a larrikin. But he was just great fun to be with. I mean, he was just one of those guys that you couldn't help but like, but loved the game. And I thought, I think Aaron and some of the boys that did eulogies at the memorial service at the cricket ground, but were very. They said it, You never saw him poorly dressed. Yeah. I think Carol said that, didn't he? She said he went through his suits one day. He had 26 suits, 137 pairs of shoes. He made them Elder Marcos look like a nobody. But
that's the best line you've ever used.
Davey's on fire.
How long have you been? That's a good one.
Where's this been for 7 years?
But I loved Aaron talking about John and his loyalty. Yeah. And Aaron, talking about one of the things he had to weigh up, being a Cronulla player and being, where he was going to play during the Super League war. And in the end, he had to decide on ARL. He said he just couldn't upset his dad. John was that was John to a T. But he was, look, mate, you talk about blokes that are 90 and over that saw him as a great player in the late 50s and into the 60s and even partially into the 70s up when he went to Curry to finish his career. They'll tell you he was the best player ever. Whether he was, that's just a personal opinion, but he was a great player. Big man, we've lost some legends, haven't we, over the last 12 months? You and I were talking during the week. Of course, last year, Bob Fulton, the immortal and proud member of the continuous call team. We lost Tommy Radonicus. And then over the last week, Rod Marsh and Shane Warne, which just left everybody in shock.
All larrikins, weren't they? You think about them, they were all larrikins, and that's probably the part of the appeal of them. Rod Marsh, terrible news. To lose him, I think we lost Rod on the Thursday. And then I went to bed on the Friday and woke up Saturday morning, turned my phone on, and Shane Warne dead at 52. Couldn't believe it, and I think we're all the same. I thought Warne had lived forever. Yeah. He looked fantastic. He looked like he had his life in order off the paddock. He was doing great stuff on television, on Fox with his cricket coverage and coaching, and he's just so everyone respected him, even though he was a larrikin. Everyone respected him, and he was smart. Cricket-wise, he was really smart. And I'd imagine off the paddock he was pretty smart too, because he looked like he was doing reasonably well for himself. To wake up and hear that he died of a heart attack at 52, you just think, it it can't happen. And then we lost that politician today in the same age.
Kimberley
Terrible.
Terrible
It's just
news.
terrible.
And Piggy, a lovely tribute, I think, naming the Great Southern stand at the MCG, the SK Warne stand. Some are saying it should be the Shane Warne stand, but just to have his name up there is fitting, I think, because that was that Coliseum where he provided so much entertainment and joy for cricket fans.
Well, he provided the entertainment, but also the memories. We all grew up watching him play and following the cricket. And, I think it was Tomo in our text group. He sent through the text message about Warnie's passing. I couldn't believe it. And I know all my mates that I was texting, we were all in shock. We don't know Warnie personally, but because we've grown up with him, we've watched his cricket and followed him, and as the big man said, a bit of a larrikin, and everyone loved him. And then to hear that news, in the past week was just terrible.
Yeah, March 30 will be the public memorial. I think it's a Wednesday night, and from all reports, they're going to stream it at the SCG as well. So
it's a
cricket
day nighter, which is
can pay their respects.
That's Shane Warne to a T. I mean, he was an incredible human being in many ways. I mean, everyone has stories about Shane, but mate, when he walked through that picket fence, if there was a smarter cricket brain, there possibly has been. But gee, those that played with him, they all talk about his cricket brain.
He was my favourite, Davey. I had a poster of Shane Warne up on my bedroom wall when I was a kid toiling around for the Ramsgate RSL 12Ds. I wanted to be Shane Warne.
Mate, you know what? I said this during the week, and David would have an opinion on this. He could be the greatest cricketer of all time. He could be. What he did, not just on the field. I know statistically he's probably not, but he's not far off it. And his commentary and coaching, and you put it all together, and his ability to pull a crowd and an audience. I mean, he could be the greatest cricketer of all time.
And what about his contact book? Elton John, Chris Martin from Coldplay, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
I mean, was engaged to Elizabeth Hurley. I mean, he lived the life Shane Warne, and I'm sure there'll be some lovely tributes and stories shared at the public memorial on March 30. Just getting some vision through from Nine's Wide World of Sports of the South Sydney Rabbitohs arriving. Sam Burgess actually presented Cam Murray with his jersey yesterday at the captain's run. Of course, Cam being the new captain in the absence of Adam Reynolds. And, a late change today with Blake Taff ruled out. A late fitness test on his ankle, which he rolled yesterday at the captain's run, has meant that he is out. Alex Johnston to fullback, Josh Mansour onto the wing for the Rabbitohs in jumper number 19. Back around the ground, still no change, 18 all. Canberra and Cronulla, 14 minutes left in the second half. 18 all, Canberra and Cronulla are breaking back with more Friday night football here on the Continuous Call Team.
What makes us Australian? Well, for starters, we're a resourceful lot. We live in a hot, dry country, so we invented ice-cold beer. We love to travel, so we invented the esky. Luckily, having a crack is in our DNA.
For rounds 1 to 4 of the NRL, place a head-to-head bet. If your team leads by 4 points or more at halftime, get your bet paid out up to $100.
So when we bet with Bluebet.
Stay in control. Lead before you lose. Gamble responsibly.
When my kids' plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with the 40 chicken McNugget pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. With delivery available at select locations.
Kick off the footy season and score a great deal at Dan Murphy's. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Whether it's work or play, the Ram 1500 pickup makes light work of any challenge. Legendary capability meets luxury sports utility vehicle, taking your driving experience to the next level. Move more, tow more, do more, and enjoy more. The unrivaled Ram 1500 pickup range eats more than just utes. Visit ramtrucks.com.au.
Sometimes a home loan feels more like a home load. Can't a home loan feel a little lighter? Refinance your home loan to Bankwest for less home load with a low rate plus $2,000 cashback for eligible customers. To find out how much you could save, search Bankwest Refinance. Bankwest, bank less. Apply by 30th of June 22. Cashback eligibility criterion, terms and conditions apply and are available at bankwest.com.au. Home loan lending criteria, terms and conditions, fees and charges also apply.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Ram Trucks, Gulf West Western Oil, Lowe's and Ampol.
Around the grounds to the nation's capital we go. 18-all Cronulla and Canberra at GIO Stadium. 18-all, 12 minutes left in the second half as we take you around the grounds. Crowd building at Suncorp, South Sydney and Brisbane in Friday night football. Last night, Penrith too strong for Manly. We need to get you a Pilot medical update, an injury report. Men, level up your health with Pilot. Head to pilot.com.au today. Penrith Panthers, Moses Leota suffered a shoulder injury late in the club's win over Manly. He'll go for scans to determine the extent of it. And for the Sea Eagles, Carl Lawton was taken from the field late in the first half with a head knock. He failed his HIA and didn't return for the second half. Boys, stack of texts and emails coming through. I wanted to share with you Phil he's in Albury these days, isn't he? Originally from Melbourne. He says
he's moved to Fiji, I think.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Evening, Levy, Big Pig and Thirsty. Wonderful to have me back for round one. Just magnificent. Coming in loud and clear. You're right, from Fiji.
Yeah, he's been there for about a month and a half.
Yeah, he lives there now.
I think he's found a wife over there.
I've been in Fiji since mid-January. If Phil gets a wife before me,
I'll
launch a Jeff Tuvey-style investigation.
I'm pretty sure he sent me photos of him with a beautiful young lady, and I'm tipping that matrimonial blessings will be happening. Is that a right way of putting it?
He's got 3 kids.
Are you suggesting they're making love?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm suggesting she's already got 3 kids. That's how lazy he is.
Well, if the weather gets bad in Fiji, they can hide under his nose.
Do we know where he is in Fiji?
He's told me he's had 30 bowls of kava today already.
Is it Labassa?
Because I'm going there in October.
The hunt for David, Morrow.
He'll hang around for you, David.
The hunt is back underway. Anyway, he says, great to have me back. Been in Fiji since mid-January. Have another 3 weeks to go before coming home. Oh, please. Picked up a few darlings. I mean, I'm huge here. Just finished a big carver session, knocked back about 30 bowls. That's been about the daily average. Piggy and Davey, it's round one. I'm expecting platinum levels of gold this weekend. Big man, are you with me here?
Yeah, I'm with you. Phil Fritz does some great stuff, Phil.
Well done, Phil. DJ's been in touch. Welcome back, boys, for another great year of fun and frivolity. Also to Marty. Thank God you're back, boys, from listening to us as well in Australia. We've got Andrew tuning in from the UK, people listening here, there and everywhere. And Darryl, just before we get to another break, we'll be welcoming in our network stations in the next 8 or so minutes. Can you please run through our long list of loyal sponsors on deck for 2022?
Well, I'd like to think the people out there would be very interested in this. Our naming rights partner, McDonald's, you know what they do? Dinner's sorted, dine in, drive through or delivery. All options covered. Interactive Studio, McDonald's, dine in, dinner's sorted, drive through or delivery. I won't go through every one of these. Match review, match preview, McDonald's. I love McDonald's. They're a great company. Player to watch, McDonald's. Scoreboard, Lowe's. Lowe's are back. Lowe's, you know, they've got menswear, great menswear, great range, great value and great service. Special comments, Mitsubishi. Get this one, David. Could you say it, please? Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi Alpolic Fire Safe Cladding.
Correct. Video replay bunker, Harvey Norman. You can get furniture, bedding, electrical and computers in-store or online. Captain's Challenge, Davey. Harvey Norman. Ditto, same stuff. And who's back for tough tackles?
I haven't seen the tough tackles.
Ram Trucks! They were here last year. Australia's
I wanted to double check first if I got the wrong sponsor.
I just said that. Who's back for tough tackles? So you had to check for the wrong sponsor.
You don't listen.
Ram Trucks, Australia's unrivaled range of pickup
ram
trucks.
something in you in a minute.
Hey!
What
Wow.
about this one, David? Line breaks, Gulf Western Oil. Go Gulf Western Oil. Great
How
work.
appropriate. They do lubricants.
Go the distance. Try assist. What a delivery. McDonald's. Good work, McDonald's. I love them so much. Medical update. That's an injury report. Pilot. Now, Pilot, that's for men. Level up your health with Pilot. Head to pilot.com.au today, Davey. Team news. KO. You love KO, don't you?
KO.
And our wagering partner, Bluebet, Dunky McRae. Beautiful man. And player of the match, who else but Harvey Norman, the great people. Everything you want for your house, go to Harvey Norman.
To our sponsors, boys, we salute you. We're off to a break. Back with more continuous call time.
What makes us Australian? Well, for starters, we're a resourceful lot. We live in a hot, dry country, so we invented ice-cold beer. We love to travel, so we invented the esky. Luckily, having a crack is in our DNA.
For rounds 1 to 4 of the NRL, place a head-to-head bet, and if your team leads by 4 points or more at halftime, get your bet paid out up to $100.
So when we bet with Bluebet.
Stay in control. Lead before you lose. Gamble responsibly.
Over 49,000 Australians are getting fitter, stronger and healthier with Catch Fitness equipment in their home. Now it's your turn. If you want to get in shape, get stronger and faster, you need to act now. Catch Fitness can help you set up a home gym customised to your needs. And with Lift Now and Pay Later options with Afterpay and Zip Pay, you can catch your fitness now. Catchfitness.com.au. Type in catchfitness.com.au now. T's and C's apply.
Update your laundry with great deals on now at Harvey Norman. Save up to $400 on Miele laundry packages. Miele 7kg front loader and heat pump dryer pack now $2,848, save $400. Refresh your clothes with steam. Higher 7.5kg front load washer is great value at $599. Or for a king size load, get the stylish LG 10kg front loader with steam, only $1,299. Update your laundry with great deals on now at Harvey Norman.
Beloved Eels, it's true. I haven't watched every single Para game. I didn't even know it was possible. But I have KO now, and it's opened my eyes to Gutho! Every game of every round with no ad breaks in play. Finally, I see what I've been missing. Junior! Please forgive me. Your biggest fan, Gary.
Never miss a moment of the team you love with KO Sports.
Go Para!
The continuous call team, thanks to McDonald's. Get the McValue bundle today. All your favourites in one simple order for just $24.95. Available in-store, drive-through or delivery.
Matt Moylan's broken the deadlock for the Cronulla Sharks. They now lead 19-18. He's kicked a field goal, 19-18. Still 5.5 minutes left in the second half in the nation's capital. Cronulla leading Canberra 19-18. Big man, you're a Sharkies man. They're new recruits. How do you think they'll go this year?
Well, they'll make the 8 in my opinion. This is a vital game for them though. They've gone in heavily, well, not heavily favoured, but as the week went on, a lot of people jumped on board the Sharks here, but they've given away a penalty from a bomb here, and it's rightly so. I think the winger was taken out. But look, I think they'll run 8 in the top 8. I'm not expecting them to run top 4. Like every club, Mark, if their good players can stay fit and healthy, they'll do very well. And that applies just about every side. I think Nico Hines is doing a pretty good job at halfback. I'm not convinced about him as a halfback, but time will tell. He'll tell you what he does do. He gives his heart and soul every game.
He's an impressive young bloke. We had him on Wide World of Sports during the week. Good talker, and there's a real buzz about the Sharks in the Shire. You and I are residents of the Shire, and we'll see what they've got at the moment. They lead 19-18 over the Canberra Raiders with 5 minutes left in the second half. And, of course, tonight the Brisbane Broncos take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Kurt Capewell is captaining the Brisbane Broncos. He's caught up with Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Are you and the team ready to go tonight against the might of South Sydney?
Yeah, mate. We've had a great pre-season, and the boys have put in a lot of work to get us to where we are, and we'll be going out there to put in our best effort. That's for sure.
Well, you've got obviously premiership experience, Kurt, and no doubt tonight without Adam Reynolds, you'll be obviously the leader. So it's a matter for you just to go forward and get them to follow.
Yeah, I'll just obviously concentrate on doing my own job right to the best of my ability as well. And hopefully the boys will follow those actions. We've got some other leaders in the team as well, so I won't be out there by myself, that's for sure.
Have you captained a team before?
Never captained a team before, no.
Oh, well, good luck. Congratulations.
Yes.
There he is, Kurt Capewell with Nine's Wide World of Sports. Piggy, the Canberra Raiders have scored a try. They lead 22-19 over Cronulla. 4 minutes left. Kick to come, Green Machine.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out who it was. Was it Hudson Young that went over
I thought
in top
it was
of him?
number 4. I'm not sure exactly here.
It's a beautiful line there. Back to Hudson Young. Yeah, Hudson Young. Straight over the top of Will Kennedy. Gets to the line. Yeah, it's a try. He's over for a try. Puts him in front.
He's awarded it, and he looks pretty happy on the sideline. Ricky Stewart as well. There's been a bit of criticism around team selections from a player's partner, which has been called out this week. But, the Canberra Raiders are back in front. 22-19, kick to come for the Green Machine. We'll check that kick in just a moment. We will be going to a break shortly and welcoming back our network stations for the big game at Suncorp Stadium where the crowd is building. And, of course, we'll tell you more about the fundraising initiatives for all of the flood victims over the course of the weekend, including a television special tomorrow night with 9, 7 and 10 uniting to raise money for these affected communities in southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales and even those in the Sydney Basin, because we've had a hell of a lot of rain. And when we say a hell of a lot of rain, for those that have seen the pictures in New South Wales and Queensland, I'm sure you've seen it on the news. It has been just extraordinary, Piggy. I know there was some flooding down near you. Have you been all right down there?
Yeah, no, we've been okay. Look, obviously a lot of the roads and that down the south coast, a little bit further south, I think they were more affected at St George's Basin and Sussex Inlet and all that, but luckily we've been okay.
Well, we're thinking of everybody that's affected by it, and obviously you get some entertainment tonight with some rugby league as the Canberra Raiders line up this conversion attempt from the Hudson Young try. It's 22 points to 19. The Raiders leading the Cronulla Sharks with 3 minutes 45 left in the second half. Will the Raiders go on and post their first victory of 2022, or have the Cronulla Sharks got something left in the dying minutes at GIO Stadium in Canberra in front of a pretty good crowd as well? We've got to get to a network break. We'll come back and check that kick. We'll welcome our network stations from 4BC, 2CC and all of those stations across Australia. Here's the conversion attempt. It's successful. 24-19. The Canberra Raiders lead Cronulla. 3.5 minutes left in the second half.
Kick off the footy season and score a great deal at Dan Murphy's. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Beloved Bulldogs, it's true. I haven't seen every minute of every Doggies game. I didn't even know it was possible. To watch every game live with no ad breaks in play. No ads. I mean, wow. But I have KO now. KO! And finally I see what I've been missing. Jackson! Please forgive me. Your biggest fan, Gary.
Never miss a moment of the team you love with KO Sports.
I just love you guys.
Heading off. Loading up.
Yeah, mate. Put it over here.
Eating up.
Sauce? Yeah, go on.
Heading home. At home.
Who's a good boy? Come here.
Truckies fit a lot into a day. Whatever your journey, we're the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Sometimes a home loan feels more like a home load. Can't a home loan feel a little lighter? Refinance your home loan to Bankwest for less home load with a low rate plus $2,000 cashback for eligible customers. To find out how much you could save, search Bankwest Refinance. Bankwest, bank less. Apply by 30th of June 22. Cashback eligibility criterion, terms and conditions apply and are available at bankwest.com.au. Home loan lending criteria, terms and conditions, fees and charges also apply.
Kick off the footy season and score a great deal at Dan Murphy's. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Harvey Norman, Pilot and Catch Fitness.
And a very good evening to our network stations. Joining us for the first time in 2022, Mark Levy and the Continuous Call Team. How good is it to have some football back? The Rugby League returns. What a start last night with the Penrith Panthers beating the Manly Seagulls. We've got a game underway in the nation's capital right now. The Raiders leading the Cronulla Sharks 24-19 with a minute and a half left in that second half at GIO Stadium, and the big one tonight at Suncorp Stadium where the crowd is building, the Brisbane Broncos taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Team news thanks to KO. Broncos 1-17. Branko Lee is the 18th man, and for the Rabbitohs, Blake Taff is out after suffering an ankle injury at the captain's run yesterday. He failed a late fitness test this afternoon, so Alex Johnston moves to fullback. Josh Mansour comes onto the wing in 19 with the 18th man, Davey Moali. Let's welcome the Continuous Call Team for the second time tonight. Big man, you're a proud Queenslander. Our Queensland listeners are with us now and looking forward to watching their beloved Broncos take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs in round number 1.
Yeah, it's a big game for the Broncos, isn't it? They need to be good tonight. They've got to be better because last year was a disaster for them. I think the year before wasn't good either. They need to start competing against some of the better sides. And South Sydney, of course, last year's beaten grand finalists. I know they're a different side. Adam Reynolds is the big talking point. It would have been lovely for him to have played tonight against his former club, but that's not the case due to COVID. I think if they're ever going to beat the Bunnies, tonight could be the night, because for mine, the Bunnies are under strength. He's gone, of course. Blake Taft's a late. He's in a late out. Of course, the fullback's out as well. He's a good player. I think they are a little bit vulnerable, even though I have tipped them 13 plus, because they can get on a roll. To me, when I look at the two sides, I look at Cody Walker, and I think that's class. He is a class player, and I think he'll be the difference tonight. I think the Bunnies will win. The Broncos will give a reasonable account of themselves.
You're pretty classy too, big man.
Yeah,
you ready for a big year ahead?
You betcha. I've been counting the seconds since October the 15th.
What was on that date?
That was the day I thought about this year.
Well, I've just looked up at the screen, big man. Sorry to butt in. We're going to the video referee here with 8 seconds left on the clock. Ben Cummins says no try. Is this a potential try to the Cronulla Sharks? It may be, but the on-field official says no try. Mark Piggy-Riddell, I welcome you in and say a very good evening to you for the second time tonight. You've got the monitor here in front of you. We'll have a look, but the Cronulla Sharks body language would suggest that this is no try. Let's have a look at the replay right now. Piggy, good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Levy. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, just seeing there's 3 Canberra Raiders defenders there with the Sharks player. Does he get the ball down? I don't think so. Raiders' hands underneath it. He gets his body over the top. You cannot give that. I don't think you can give that at all. You don't see the ball touch the try line or in the goal.
He might have put a foot out prior to it too, Peggy, when he's
just
rolling
as his legs
here.
come over.
You can't really see it, but maybe his left leg may have brushed the touch line here. No, it didn't. There it might have.
Maybe, yep.
Just out of the picture.
Oh,
I don't think it's a try.
He touches it there, big man, anyway, you're right.
Well, given the on-field official has said no try, I think that's the way it'll probably go. And the score will remain 24-19. The Raiders leading the Sharks, and that's with 8 seconds left on the clock. So Canberra and Ricky Stewart, if this is disallowed, look like they've won their first game for season 2022 in the nation's capital. As we await that decision from the bunker, and that, of course, will come through thanks to Harvey Norman, our video replay and bunker sponsors, as we do it from the McDonald's Interactive Studio. David Morrow is here Thursday. Looking forward to getting back into some rugby league with the Broncos and the Rabbitohs.
I am, yeah, and of course we go back a couple of seasons, Darryl. We talk about 2020. You and I called a lot of the Broncos games. The first time they met South Sydney was the last game we had before we closed the comp down for COVID. And Brisbane won that match 22-18. They won their first 2 games of the season. Then COVID came and they didn't look like as if they would beat time, let alone anything else for about the rest of the season, and they finished with the wooden spoon. Last year, not much better. South flogged them 35-6 and 46-0. They've got to do some improving, but it's a big ask to say two halves, Kelly and Walters, to try and get them around the field. Big plus for me is Staggs is back. Yep. Gee, they missed him big time last year when he wasn't there. But in saying that, the Rabbitohs made the grand final. Yep, there's no Adam Reynolds. There's huge raps on young Ilias, but whether he's ready yet, and if Cody Walker can produce the type of football that we saw him produce so often last year, which of course saw him almost take the Dally M. He was almost going to get that. Then he didn't play a game, did he? And then Tom Trbojevic went past him. But he was that close to winning it last year. If he produces the sort of form that we know he can, he could win this game on his own. So I expect Souths to win, just because they've probably got a bit more experience out there. But, you know, funny things happen at Suncorp.
We'll lock your tips in shortly, boys. With kick-off about 10 minutes away, the full-time siren is sound off the back of that decision coming back as no try by the bunker. And the Canberra Raiders have beaten the Cronulla Sharks by 24 points to 19 in front of a good crowd at GIO Stadium. 24-19, Canberra beating Cronulla. And Piggy, congratulations to Jack White, and a nice way to notch up 200 games with a win to start the season.
Yeah, 200 NRL games, and from what I saw, he was having a really good evening as well. He's had a really good start to the year. It's nice to get off to a good start, and he was instrumental tonight in that victory. So a nice way to cap 200 games in the NRL.
Of course, we'd love to hear from you folks throughout season 22 on a Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. You can text us 0460 873 873. You can email us at 2gb.com or 4bc.com.au, where you click onto the feedback icon. And, of course, you can give us a ring throughout the night as well. Later on in our final hour, the number to call, 131 873. G'day, boys. Good to hear you all back again. G'day, Thirsty from Wolfie and Glenda tuning in Perth. There's one here from Craig. Big man, it's probably one for you to investigate over the course of the weekend.
Yep.
Welcome back, boys. Why haven't players got hairy legs anymore?
Well, they get a lot of strapping and they like to have shiny legs without hair.
Shiny.
Yeah.
You really
Well, mate, it's because, you know why? Because they're on, in the old days, they didn't play a lot of nighttime football. So now they're playing nighttime football. They like to have shiny legs. When the lights hit them, radiates more light.
Out of interest, how does that improve them as a footballer?
Did I say it improves them as a footballer?
Oh, so they just want it for looks, do they?
It's for looks.
Right.
Mate, don't you know the modern footballer? They go to even David goes to a hairdresser. You had a haircut today. He goes to hairdressers. They go to hairdressers. They go to beauticians. They go and get their toenails cut.
Speaking of David and haircuts.
What's wrong with getting your toenails cut?
You have to use a chainsaw to cut yours.
There's been a startling revelation, ladies and gentlemen, to start the program. For those listeners who have just joined us, David Morrow has 2 new hips and no gallbladder. That'll be getting a run over the course of the weekend. What's the point of the gallbladder? But on closer inspection, David, I've often suggested that you colour your hair.
He does.
When I came up to give you a cuddle earlier tonight and say, welcome back, Davey, I noticed a few grey hairs. You're no longer colouring your hair.
Well, maybe he missed them. You do colour it. You do. You mate, you're 68 or something.
Have a close look, Darryl. Are you with me on that?
Well, considering his age, it's pretty good. He does colour his hair.
It looks lighter tonight.
Would you look? Let's go around the Do you think he colours his hair?
Every week it looks
Possibly.
lighter. Oh, it looks lighter.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
There's 3 of us think you colour it.
No.
You're the only one who thinks you know. What do you think happens when you're asleep and they wrap a towel around your face and then rub stuff in your hair? What do you think that's about?
Sleep.
That's when you're having
a good time.
Is that what happens when I've been under the effects of the anaesthetic in recent times? Thank you, Darryl.
That was one of the great comments from last year that I've just had a flashback to when Davey was wheeled in for the hip operation. Piggy suggested that Davey put the anaesthetist to sleep with one of his stories. 0460 873 873, and you can email us 2gb.com, 4bc.com.au, where you click onto the feedback icon. The Raiders beating the Sharks 24 points to 19 last night. Penrith over Manly 28 points to 6. And of course tonight's game that you'll hear with the continuous call team comes to you from the McDonald's Interactive Studio. Dinner's sorted, dine-in, drive-through or delivery. Big man, I'm really intrigued as to how the COVID situation will pan out this year, and I'm at pains to mention the word because I think everybody's sick and tired of talking about it, but we've seen Craig Fitzgibbon forced to watch his first game as Sharks coach from home in quarantine. Jesse Bromwich won't be out there for the Melbourne Storm this weekend after being deemed a close contact. This is going to be something that clubs are going to have to juggle, and the NRL, throughout 2022.
Well, they had to do it last year as well. Adam Reynolds, of course, out because of COVID as well. So, you know, there's some high-profile, absentees because of it. You know what I'm finding with COVID, and it's going to be a continuous problem. There's no doubt about that. But since all the dramas happened with the floods and all that sort of stuff, and I hate to say it, maybe the death of Shane Warne, we haven't heard much about COVID.
You mentioned Ukraine and Russia as well, Darryl.
Exactly, yeah. All the stuff that's happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been very little said about COVID. I noticed they expect to have 100,000 in Melbourne for the Warne funeral, don't they?
Yep, that's right.
At the MCG.
And then what they get at the SCG as well for the telecast.
There's horses.
This is Darryl.
Darryl Broman.
Breakaway. Have a listen. Suncorp Stadium's rocking. He's there live too, the great man.
Yeah.
And to think that Suncorp Stadium, the playing surface, was underwater a couple of weeks ago, they've done a remarkable job to get it ready for round 1. And well done to the ground staff, not only at Suncorp but around the competition, who do a magnificent job. And of course, we're seeing some highlights at the moment from the grand final of last year. The Panthers, Piggy Riddell off the back of last night. They're looking really strong, and that was a pretty comprehensive victory without their number 7 and the Clive Churchill medalist Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, it was a great performance. Off the back, we saw them a couple of weeks ago play the Parramatta Eels, and the Eels give them a bit of a touch-up. So we didn't know what we were going to get from the Penrith Panthers, for round 1, but the performance they put in was phenomenal for a round 1 game. And I think Big Man mentioned it earlier. The fact that the physical condition that all those players are in and the way they played with the minimal errors was just phenomenal for a round 1 game.
It's hard to think that they can get a lot better than that. If they get better than that, they'll just lap the teams in this competition. They were phenomenal. The halfback did a great job last night. But Cleary back there just gives them he gives them authority, gives them direction. He gives them everything. He's a superstar. And they're a very good team. If they can go through with minimal injuries, they'll be awfully hard to beat.
Good crowd last night too, 16,901, 28 points to 6. Penrith over Manly, and the game that's just completed, Canberra over Cronulla, 24 points to 19. Not far away from kick-off at Suncorp, where you can hear in the background Daryl Braithwaite performing Horses for the crowd at Suncorp Stadium. Brisbane and South Sydney. No Adam Reynolds for the Bunnies this year, so Cody Walker, he needs to step up. Here he is with Danica Mason.
Cody Walker, a new season, a new halves partner. How much extra responsibilities on you this year?
No, I don't think so. I reckon we can allow him to play his natural game as well. He's got quite a good temperament for a young guy, and he's handled the pressure at the moment really, really well with the pre-season he's had. So we're just excited to be a part of his journey, to be fair.
And a late withdrawal, Blake Taff injured himself yesterday at training. How did it all come about?
Yeah, well, we thought he'd be right, but obviously the pressure in the airplane swelled it up a little bit, so it was a little bit worse for wear when he got up here. But you know, we had a player like Josh Mansour and Alex Johnson, who are very experienced players, to into the fold, and you know, nothing changed for us. Get our game plan in order, and hopefully we get the 2 points.
Thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
That's Danica Mason on Wide World of Sports. Here's Daryl Braithwaite. Oh, they just turned him down. Suncorp Stadium playing funny buggers on me, but that's okay. We've all heard the song about 427,000 times.
I've been to the Cox Play.
Hey, racing tips later too in the last hour. We're all going to nominate a winner. We know Piggies. We heard that with Ray earlier, so you can repeat that. Daryl, you'll have to talk to your mailman.
Yeah, no, I'll make mine up.
Davey's under pressure. He's going to have to tip something before the races run.
Can you get... Is your bloke from England giving you a call yet? Your bookie from England?
No. But I might tip one in the size produce in Melbourne tomorrow at a very big price.
All right.
Because a good friend of mine's got one in there, as you
Joe?
know. Joe.
Yeah.
And
Joe Neal, you can say.
All right, save it for later on, boys. Leon says, great to hear you guys back on air. Can't wait for the fantastic year ahead. Go you mighty Dragons. Well, Hook Griffin will be getting them ready for a big year ahead. And, well, speaking of the Dragons, I was going to mention the NRLW competition. Jamie Soward, a member of our team, 2 from 2. As the NRLW coach, the Dragons will play Brisbane on Sunday at CommBank Stadium, followed by Parramatta and the Gold Coast. And tomorrow, the NRLW match at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the Roosters and the Knights. And, of course, the Broncos and the Dragons, the 2 unbeaten teams to start the NRL competition, the NRLW competition for 2022. Boys, let's lock in your tips. I need a tip, a first try scorer and a player to watch thanks to McDonald's. Dinner's sorted, dine-in, drive-through or delivery. Big Mum, we'll start with you.
I'm tipping the Bunnies. I think they will win and win by a reasonable margin. First try scorer, I'm going Cody Walker as per our bet for Blue Bet. And player to watch tonight, I want to see Michael Cheekham. I've always had a bit of a rap on Michael Cheekham. He's left the Tigers and he's going to go to the Bunnies. I know he won't probably play a lot of minutes, but I think he's a good player.
All right, out they come, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Mark Pickett-Riddell for Maccas.
Yeah, I'm tipping the South Sydney Rabbitohs to win in a tight one. My player to watch and first try scorer, I love watching this bloke play, Katoni Staggs.
All right, and David Morrow, just quickly, thanks to McDonald's.
I've got to go the Rabbitohs to win. I think they'll win and win very comfortably. Player to watch, the new captain, young Cameron Murray, first try scorer. You can't go past Alex Johnson, can you?
Yep. All right, thank you, boys. The South Sydney Rabbitohs make their way out onto Suncorp Stadium. If you're just joining us on the continuous call team, earlier tonight, the Green Machine, the Canberra Raiders beat Cronulla by 24 points to 19. Last night, Penrith over Manly, 28 points to 6. And out they come, the Brisbane Broncos. What does this year have in store for them? Will there be signs of improvement? Could they play finals football this year under Kevin Walters, who's been re-signed as coach? We get ready for a big game tonight. Ashley Klein, our video referee, and we broadcast it tonight from the McDonald's Interactive Studio. Dinner's sorted, dine-in, drive-through and delivery. David Morrow, it's all yours for South Sydney and Brisbane in the opening round of the Telstra Premiership for 2022.
Thank you very much, Mark Levy, and focusing at the moment on Payne Haas as he goes out onto the field, and no doubt they'll be hoping that Payne Haas can just continue where he has over the last 2 years. Albert Kelly, a little bit of pressure on this kid. He's not a kid anymore. I suppose I remember him when he first came to Sydney, and of course he's been overseas and back again. It's just that he's got so much talent, and a bit like Cody Walker, he was a late starter into first grade in Sydney. Maybe Albert Kelly on the second visit he's going to produce
He's
the
a good
goods.
player. He's a
And
good
maybe
player.
the club that he's at now might be where he produces it.
Yep.
Could be worth watching that tonight. Anyway, there's the kick-off. They're defending the Gold Coast end, the southern end, and the Brisbane Broncos are bringing the ball back strongly. Here is Palacia, and he's tackled around about 20-odd metres out from his own goal line. They go back the right side, and Corrigan, has he got a new hairdo? He looks
He's
like
got long hair now, Carrigan.
looks like he's... he looks like one of the Sims brothers with that hair all tucked back.
Well, that's the way youngsters go these days, Davo.
It's a strange one anyway. Haas on his second gallop, takes the ball almost back to the halfway. Turpin out of acting half. He goes one way, goes back to the right, and bringing the ball back now, Carrigan. Carrigan's tackle over the halfway. Turpin's in at dummy half. He'll go back the right side. Fed to Kelly. Kelly, the halfback, pumps it high in the air. It's got a long way in the air, and Johnson makes his way across to the eastern side of the field. He takes it well before he's collared across there by Ricky. Ricky just got him by the shirt collar and flung him around, and into the ground he went. The South bring it back. Gee, I reckon they look better in those white shorts.
Yeah, they do. I've got to say that was a reasonable set from the Broncos, and I just thought from the South's perspective, the fact on the last play, Albert Kelly had all the time in the world to kick that ball. There was no pressure, no forward pressure on him at all after he kicked that ball. For mine, that's a bad sign from the Bunnies.
Nichols brings the ball back, and he's going to play the ball out towards the 30-metre line as they go back to the right to Tola down the centre. Gee, that's a good tackle. Ricky low and Carrigan over the top. They go back to the left side, and running with the ball is Walker. He gets to the stage where he wants to put the kick in. He sends it downfield. Asako catches on the full. He offloads the ball and brings it back as Cobbo, and Cobbo is tackled about 30 metres out from his own goal line. He'll play the ball. Open side they come, and he is. This is Herbie, isn't it? Or is it? I think it's Herbie.
It's Oates.
It's Oates, is it?
Yep.
Trying to work out
Big
which one.
Corey Oates.
And he's come in to go for a run as they work the ball back within 9 of the halfway line. Broncos with the ball, and they're going to play the ball as they go back to the left side. Haas goes for another big run. He's a monster, isn't he?
He's a good player. What about this oval? It was underwater, wasn't it, about 3 or 4 days ago? And now it just looks fantastic. He's had a great start to the game, Patrick Carrigan.
Has he? What, he's had a lot of carries, hasn't he? Again. There's another kick. High in the air, they're coming through to Johnson. He gets the ball, catches it on the full, and hits the ground running. He's sprinting downfield. He gets back to the halfway. Great catch, great run, and he gets it back to within 45 metres of the Broncos line.
What a take from him. He took it beautifully. Unfortunately for the Broncos chasers, they didn't go for the man. They only had eyes for the ball. He just ran straight through a plethora of them there, ran into a bit of space. Great tackle in the end from the halfback, Albert Kelly.
Tola brings the ball back, and a good run from him. They're on the attack though, South Sydney. We've had about 3 minutes play, and of course the scoreboard brought to you by Lowe's is 0-0 at the moment. Short ball to Murray, who's hammered in a great ball and all tackle, and the force of the tackle jolts the ball free. Gee, that was a beauty.
Was a good tackle. I thought the pass was, well, close to forward. It might have been flat at best, but it was always under pressure. They're just showing a replay here of the great take from Alex Johnston. He's been a great player for them for a long time, hasn't he? He can fill in at fullback. He's clearly a better winger, but it was a tackle. Once again, Albert Kelly up at his face, makes the tackle, and the captain puts it down.
I think you could fairly say, Mark Figueredel, that was a tackle for Ram Trucks.
Yeah, it was a tough tackle, wasn't it? It needed to be made. Cameron Murray was running a really nice line, a short ball. Did put him under pressure. Broncos now with the football.
And Mark Figueredel and Daryl Broman, of course, bring you all these special comments. And they're brought to you by Mitsubishi Alpolic Fire Safe Cladding.
You betcha. That's if you want fire safe cladding, it's Mitsubishi Alpolic.
How does Malcolm Johnson pronounce it?
Mitsubishi.
As the ball is fed back to the left side of the field, and Asako, good gallop from him, takes it over the halfway. Kolomatungi and Totola there to bring him down. Turpin goes back the outside. Carrigan, and tucks it back on the inside. Haas is there. Haas is set upon by 3, but he got his pass away through the hands. It goes!
No.
And would you believe it's been knocked on by the Broncos straight into the hands of Walker, and Walker brings it back.
It was a Jordan Ricky. He was in half a gap then, Jordan Ricky. It was a lovely bit of work, an offload there from Carrigan, an offload from Haas. Got it on the fringes. He was put into a bit of space and just he took his eyes off the ball. Bad mistake there from Jordan Ricky.
Nichols brings the ball back now for the South Sydney side over the halfway as they go back to the left side. Walker gets it out the back door and going for a bit of a run there. There's Jackson Paulo. He's tackled 30-odd metres out. Mansour goes out of acting half. Good run, good chase puts him down. Cobbo, good tackle, out of acting half. And Cook, I think he's trying to catch Cobbo short there. He was neither the marker or back to 10. I'm certain Cook thought that maybe they should have got a penalty, and they've got 6 to go
got
here.
it twice in a row. In the last minute, they've got 2 of them.
Now the ball fed to Nichols. Here they come, the South Sydney side, as they take it back to within 5 metres of the Broncos line. Southern end of the field. They'll play the ball with plenty of tackles up their sleeve. Cook goes back to left. It comes from Murray. Walker. Lovely cut-out pass. It goes to Johnson. Got away from one. Can't get away from Kelly. It brings up another tackle.
Defending great, isn't he? He's a good player, but he's more... I think the fans know him more for his attack, but his defence tonight's been tremendous.
Murray takes it back. The captain of South Sydney within 9 metres of the goal line. They go back, and Cook decides to go from dummy half, goes on his own. At the last minute, slips a pass to Totola. He almost runs into the goalpost bumper bar there. He's only that close to the goal line. Quick hands, the ball comes out to Campbell, and Campbell's knocked over in a ball and all tackle. Ball's gone loose. And the referee's going to ping the South Sydney side for an incorrect play the ball.
Yeah, Totola are close to the line there. They had plenty of opportunities there, the Bunnies, but great defence from the Broncos. Kurt Capewell, I think, is their captain tonight, and he's never captained them before. He just rolled the ball through his legs, didn't play it, didn't even attempt to touch it with his foot, and that's the right decision from the ref. He called it a changeover. I thought it would have been a penalty.
Oh, it was a penalty. Anyway. He just cocked his leg, didn't he?
Why was it a play the ball?
Eh?
Why was it a play the ball?
I thought it was a penalty.
So did I.
Anyway.
But that's all he did.
It's your man, Kelvin. He's still refereeing, David. You've called for him to retire the last 5 years, but he's still there.
He's still there. Ball goes back to the right. Carrigan, Kelly, cut out ball goes across the far side. Through the hands it goes. Here's Cobbo. Oh, he gets him in and away. He sprints down the right side of the field. He's got Kelly back on the inside. Shut the gate. Forward pass. Oh, no. Gee, what about the in and away from this kid, Selwyn Cobbo?
Oh, he looks a player. He does look a player. I've got to say.
See, Kelly's talking about you there, Darryl.
I think I'm smaller, David. I think there's nothing in that pass. So look, it may well have been forward. They let it go. I reckon 9 out of 10 times they let that go. That is line ball, but they've called it forward. Once again, they got on the outside. As you said, great footwork from Selwyn Cobbo, he does look a player. And the player on the inside again, Albert Kelly, who's had a fantastic impact on this game early. Lucky to survive that, the Bunnies.
Gee, I love that. Yeah, Cobbo. I love watching a winger with an in and away that can it's using your speed and your knowledge of where the sideline is.
He gets, the Greg Inglis comparisons sometimes are wrong, but I think it's pretty right with this kid. He looks a really good player.
Graham goes for a gallop and now acting half. Gee, here's Cook, another darting run. Don't think I've seen him run this often in the first 20 minutes of a game for a long while.
It's a good side for him and the Bunnies.
Now, out of acting half, this is Ilias. He threw the dummy one way. Then he found Johnson. Offload to Colomatungi. And he is tackled by Billy Walters. Around about 30 metres out on the southern goal line. Played. Ilias offloads out to the left side of the field. Totola takes the head. Now, we'll just have to watch here. Make sure that he uses his foot to play the ball. I think he did. Ilias gets the ball. Up goes the first attacking bomb from South for the night. Coming down a metre in the field of play. Oates takes it superbly before he's taken by Campbell Graham close to the goal line.
Yeah, he did take that well, didn't he? It was a nice kick, but there wasn't a great deal of pressure there on Corey Oates. He's a professional. Penalty. They get a penalty here, the Bronx. They've had a little bit go their way. I'm not saying from any specific decisions from the referee, but the Bunnies have struggled to sort of get into the game. They're making a couple of errors, the Bunnies.
See, last year this would have been 6 to go, but it's a penalty inside the 40-metre line. So
I like it. I like that change, because last year we had, sometimes in a game of football we had 36 to goes. I think you had to decrease them a little bit, and they have.
And we had all of them picking, nearly every side gave away one to set their defensive line in that situation.
Yeah, they'd kick it on the last play and make sure they gave one away on the first tackle when they were, defending the kick return. So it's a good move to go back to what we used to do.
Good run from Haas, sets it up. Here's another good run again from Carrigan. Gee, hit the ball. He got past a couple of defenders. Turpin goes back to the left. Billy Walters goes for a gallop. He's almost through. He's tackled.
Good tackle. Cameron Murray just got there. Last line of defence.
No, Kelly gets the ball. Kelly goes to within 12 metres of the goal line. He offloads the ball on the outside to Ricky. Ricky goes one way, and Ricky's put down about 8 metres out on the goal line. Broncos with a great opportunity to open the scoring here. Little grubber kick. It came off South Sydney's legs. It went across to the eastern side of the field. Mansour fell on it. They all looked at the referee and said, play on.
I'll tell you what, if that gets through the South Sydney line, they score. That was a brilliant little kick. Was it Walters? I'm not sure who put the kick in. Unfortunately, it hit the fullback's legs. It hit Alex Johnston's legs and ricocheted back to Mansour. If it got past Johnson, that's a try. There were Broncos everywhere chasing that ball.
As they bring the ball back to about 10 metres out in their own goal line here. They're struggling at the moment as the ball goes back to the right side of the field and they work it out to the 30. That's a better run. And they're going to play the ball South Sydney, and they're getting up to play it over here through Tane Mill. They go back to the right side. Ilias puts a kick in. It's a wobbly old kick. It's a horrible bouncing ball that in the end DeSarko did well to get to on the bounce. He throws a 20-metre pass to Cobbo. Cobbo runs across field, and he's taken in good defence there by Paulo. Mansour was there as well as they go back to the right side, and they make some ground across here. Here's Staggs trying to get away from Walker. He almost did. Loses the ball. Now, did he lose the ball because of a second attempt at tackle by Walker? Referee said yes, penalty to the Broncos.
Yeah, I think the linesman might have helped the referee out there. He had a best view of it there. In the end, it was a good tackle from Walker. He almost got around him there, Staggs, and Walker was all over him. I think that's warranted that penalty. Staggs was trying to get to his feet to play the ball. Walker had his hand in there on the ball, flicks it out. That's right. Penalty to the Broncos. They've started solidly here, the Broncos. They actually look pretty good.
12 minutes gone, low scoreboard. Broncos 0, Rabbitohs 0. And all of those special comments brought to you by Mitsubishi Alpolic Fire Safe Cladding. All played 35 metres out, open side, Carrigan, Hart. Gee, they've been working together, those two down the middle, haven't they?
I think it's a nice combination. He's got a bit of ball work. Carrigan, he can run hard. He's just in the game.
Ball comes away to Billy Walters. He throws a dummy, goes on his own. He looked a bit like his dad there.
He's playing pretty good, Billy Walters.
Ball comes away. There's 6 to go in all of this too, mind you, as the Broncos through Herbie Farnworth a tackle about a metre out on the goal line. Full set on the goal line, the northern end of the field. Broncos great chance to open the scoring. Open side, Haas. Haas goes one way. He'll be hard to stop, but gee, Johnson did a great job. In the end, Johnson was one-on-one. In the end, Nichols came in to help, but he did most of the work to the fullback. It's fed now to Carrigan. Carrigan goes one way, then goes the other. He'll get penalised if he keeps going because Big Payne Haas was standing in the defensive line. He put his hands up, and the referee said, I think the referee basically said, you better not take another step, and he didn't. Haas's tackle. Close to the goalpost, northern end of the field. Broncos on the attack. Turpin, long pass. Kelly, even longer pass comes to Cobbo. Cobbo flying,
brilliant.
Gets there, scored. Try, 4-0. Broncos lead the Rabbitohs thanks to Lowe's.
Brilliant work, and I'm pretty sure it was the halfback, Albert Kelly, who threw a beautiful pass on the outside there. This has been coming for a little while here. The Broncos have looked good, and it's been really on the back of Carrigan, Payne Haas, Albert Kelly. The pass from Kelly was a beauty on the outside to Cobbo. Paulo got there. I think he's got this down. I think they will have a look at it. Beautiful pass on the outside. Mansour about 3 in. He's in the air. I think the ball goes down there. I reckon that's a try. Cobbo, what a player he looks like. Well, the Broncos have got on their hands here. He looks a real good player to me.
Mark Piggy Riddell. Mansour came in and missed his man, missed the target.
Yeah, well, he did, and he didn't need to come in. That was the big thing. I think if he stayed out on his wing, they would have been able to solve it. Looks like the bunker's going to have a look at it.
Yeah, it'll be the knees.
Was it the knee touching the sideline?
The knees were out and the ball went down. It just depends on which hit the turf first. Here's a head-on view. You'll get a good view of it here. Cobbo's there. Paulo's coming across. Paulo does a pretty good job. Cobbo jumps from miles out and no try.
Prior to Selwyn, Cobbo grounding the ball in goal. His foot goes into touch. We have a decision.
They've been all over him, the Broncos.
They've been good.
They have.
They've been really good. And it's been on the back of Carrigan, Haas and Albert Kelly.
Yep.
And the other player, Katoni Staggs, every time he gets the ball, he's creating problems for Paulo.
Well, you've got Cobbo on the outside of Staggs as well. So that right edge for the Brisbane Broncos tonight should see plenty of football, especially with seeing what Josh Mansour did just then in coming off his wing. they've got to go back there and target that edge.
Got to give Jackson Paulo a rap there because that wasn't his man.
No.
He just covered behind where Mansour was, and it was his effort that forced the error.
They've got a penalty here, the Bunnies, and I don't know how many penalties they've got, but that could well be their first. But, geez, they needed that because they've been under duress here. They have been absolutely pulverised by the Broncos. The Broncos have had most of the ball, and they've looked good with it. They've somehow managed to keep them out, and now they're a chance here. They get a kick. They don't make a great deal of ground. They're up to their 40-metre mark here, but they're slowing it down a bit here, the Broncos. They're trying, the Bunnies, I should say, they're just sucking the big ones in at the moment.
Yeah, that was their first penalty.
That's a good run.
Broncos got two. That's Campbell
good
Graham.
run.
He plays the ball just inside the opposition's half, and a short pass from Cook found Totola onto the ball. He's tackled about 37, 38 metres out on the southern goal line. They go back to the left. Murray goes for a run. He runs into his opposite, and Patrick Carrigan's there to put him down. Another defender came in to help. About 30 metres out now from the goalpost. The southern end of the field. Ilias goes on his own, and Walker gets out of the first attempt and tackle. Gets out of the second attempt, and he almost got round the man over here, Farnworth, but he's tackled about 15 metres out. And Tane Mill goes from acting half. He goes for a gallop, and he's tackled 11 metres short of the goal line. Last tackle coming up for South Sydney. About 15 metres in from touch. He struggles. He gets to his feet. He plays it. They go back to Walker. Walker puts a grubber kick in. It comes off feet. It comes off legs. May have come off hands, but in the end, the ball just bobbled around, and the Broncos have got it 5 out in their own goal line.
No, I wasn't sure whether that Broncos player was offside. I'm not sure what happened then. There was a bit of a pinball action with the ball. It ended up in a Broncos hand. Referee said, play on. I'm happy to go with it.
Farnworth goes for a gallop for the Bronx. He's tackled 15 out from the southern goal line. 15 minutes gone. A low scoreboard. Broncos 0, Rabbitohs 0. As it is fed across to the big number 8, bringing the ball back now as Palacia. It's not that he's not in the game, it's just that they've been using Carrigan and Haas so much down in the middle. Kelly, a wobbling kick, it bounces one way. It's a corkscrew sort of action as the ball took, and then it finally followed the normal course for football, and Johnson picked it up. But he had to go almost back to his goal line. In the end, didn't look that great a kick off the boot, but it finished up being very good.
Well, who was first player down? Carrigan. He's having a super game, Patrick Carrigan. He's been with the Broncos for a few years and always been a good, solid first grader, but tonight he's been outstanding tonight for them.
Well, so they've had some raps on him, Darryl, because they made him captain at a very young age, so he's obviously got something. I know he's not captain tonight, but since he's been there, I remember he was very young, 5 or 6 games into his career, I think they made him captain. As the ball is fed now to Cook, and he offloads to Burgess. Big Thomas has gone out there, and he's tackled just over the halfway line. Cook goes back to the left, and now Walker runs to within 40 metres of the goal line, puts up a high bomb. There was a player taken out in that chase downfield. Cobbo takes it on the full, and Cobbo will play it about 15 out from his own goal line, and going for a run as Asako. He runs across field, taken by Ilias. Another defender in there is Kolomatangi. And he's tackled about 20 metres out. They'll come this side of the field. Making the good tackle is Totola. Cook's involved, so is Ilias. They'll go back to the right side, and Carrigan again comes down the centre. Arrow involved in the tackle, so is Murray. Over the top is Ilias. Solidly built kid, this Ilias, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He looks
Three
like
trunk legs. Gee, there's a high shot.
Late in the tackle count too. I think that was tackle 5. Comes in, innocuous tackle. Totola there, but he did hit him high. Yep, it's a penalty.
Well, Totola's
it's a penalty every
horrible
day.
Play the ball on attack underneath the goalpost. And now he's conceded that.
He might be offshore, but he might have a Veely out there soon.
He might be off.
He's already out there. I'll tell you, what about the great look of the great Thomas Burgess? The short haircut. I haven't seen him with the short hair like that before, have you?
Yeah, well, how about the soothsayer here?
Well, he's off, but I don't know who's on. Well, he's made a couple of blues, and it's 17 minutes into the first half. He's blowing pretty hard out there. Here come the Broncos. They deserve to score. They've been good.
Farnworth gets the ball. He offloads the ball, and they take it ahead. And bringing the ball back is Palacia. Trying to think who he looks like. Is it Suamaliawi?
Yeah, it does. He does.
It just every time I see him playing, I get trapped with his name because he He does look, that's who he looks like. Ball goes back to the right. Kelly, inside ball. Carrigan takes the head. And those big legs drive and keep driving. There's 3 defenders there, and he took them a good 7 metres. Ball comes back the right side. It's fed to Kelly. A cut-out ball. Goes across then to Asako. Good defence brings him down. And it's Jacob Host who's there to effect the tackle. 6 metres out, open side to Kelly, away then to Carrigan, throws a dummy, goes on his own, one-hander out the back door, found Walters, Campbell, Graham and Murray are in there to effect the tackle. 15 metres out, last tackle, Turpin, Kelly, he'll go to the air, here comes Cobbo, there's Mansour, Cobbo got there first, knocks it on.
Well, he flew through the air, his arms outstretched, he didn't actually jump as high as I thought he might have there, he was sort of almost nailed to the ground there, and I think that made the catch almost impossible for him. He did get first crack at it, knocked it down. Bunnies didn't make it easy for him, as you would expect, but he got 2 hands on that and caught it. He scores.
Gee, Piggy, it looked too easy for him too.
Yeah, I think there was just a late bump from Jackson Paulo that just did enough to put him off the catch, because he positioned himself pretty well. Cobbo.
Colin Matangi brings the ball down this right side, the western side of the field, taken by Turpin and Walters. He'll play the ball. Johnson, open side. It's fed now to Ilias. Away it goes from Murray to Walker. Walker feeds the front man, Jacob Host. He's tackled only about 15 metres out, should say 25 metres out. They go back to left to Walker. Walker puts a grubbing kick in. Asako gets the good bounce and he falls on the ball. Metre inside the field of play. Kelly gets it. Hammered on a great tackle 5 metres out from his own goal line. Good tackle from Jai Arrow.
Well, that famous left side of the Bunnies is starting to warm up a little bit, but it's not the same without Reynolds there and without the fullback, Alex Johnston there as well on the wing. It's just a little bit
Didn't have
slower.
A Gagai over there too.
Yeah, it's just a little bit slower than what we've seen in the past. So it's not perfect. It's pretty good, but it's not as good as it was.
Good defensive set here from the Rabbitohs. Have kept the Broncos within 20 metres of their goal line. Kelly is forced to kick, and the wobbles along the ground, picked up by Johnson, and Johnson will play it almost back to the halfway line. 20 minutes gone, 20 to go on the first half. Low scoreboard. Broncos 0, Rabbitohs 0 as they work it back to the halfway. Good run. That's your man Piggy, that's Tane, isn't it?
Yeah, Tane Mill off the wing for the Bunnies to get a carry. He's had a few tonight.
Strong fellow, isn't he? Ball fed across to Arrow. Arrow, as you'd expect, goes straight. He's tackled about 39 metres out.
You've got a million of them, Davey.
Played to Cook. Ilias runs to the line. Walker short ball to Host. Great tackle. And there was a tackle made over on the far side by Stagg. Now they go left side. Oh, intercept. Shut the gate. Taking the ball is Kelly. Kelly, has he got the pace? They're flying everywhere to catch him, but I don't think they will. They're sprinting downfield. 70 metres he's gone. Raises his finger in the air. And I think you'll find we'll score the opening try of the night. And it won't be denied this time.
Well, he's had a great start to the game, Albert Kelly. And he's just such an instinctive footballer. He always has been. But I think he's been a great buy for the Broncos. He looks good tonight. They were under pressure here. He went to Cody Walker. Geez, memories of the grand final. Cody Walker, last 2 games, he's thrown 2 intercepts. On this occasion, it's the halfback who catches it there, Albert Kelly, and he just sprints away. There was only really forwards there chasing him. Everyone else had just jumped into the 2-finger salute on the outside from one of the Broncos supporters there, but I think they deserve to be in front, and he's been as significant, I think, as probably Patrick Carrigan has been in this start for the Broncos. What a good player he is, Albert Kelly. Read it beautifully, one hand out, right hand, caught it one-handed, sprinted away. They were never going to get anywhere near him. In the end, he just slowed down, got as close to the post as he could. Scores just about under the sticks.
They didn't have that in your day, did you?
The double finger salute?
No. when you took an intercept, you could look up at the big scoreboard and see how close the opposition was to getting it.
I don't know.
Never in that situation.
No, I did take one once. I was talking about the other day, and Olsen Filipina, the great Olsen Filipina, was chasing me. And I reckon I made 15 metres before I may have slowed down, let him get me before he was going to smash me anyway. Scored a try. We didn't score, but I took one. I did have 95 metres to run, Davo.
Kelly scores the try after, of course, being denied early. Forward pass ruled, and then Cobbo denied early when the foot was correctly, deemed to have touched the ground before he forced it. Asako comes in at the extras, and the Broncos have opened the scoring here with a try, which is converted. 22.5 minutes gone, and the Broncos lead on the low scoreboard by 6 points to 0. And just remember that you're listening to the Continuous Call Team.
McDonald's. Dinner's sorted. Dine in, drive through or delivery.
Now, speaking of McDonald's...
Yeah, I love McDonald's.
One of my little nephews, in fact grandnephew, little Pip, she's part of Buddy Champion and Mate.
Oh, which one's she?
She's the middle one.
Oh, so she's
Pippa
champion.
Buddy.
She turns 13 today.
Oh, Pippa.
But when she was very young, she was actually eating some McDonald's one day, and Uncle David came around the blind side, and she spotted Uncle David as he was about to pinch a chip. You've never seen a 3-year-old move so quickly, hid the chips, asked someone to make sure that I wasn't allowed in the room. Anyway, happy birthday, Pippa.
Good on you, Pippa.
Happy birthday.
The champion.
Champion, Buddy and Mate. As we see another change out here with the Broncos. Ryan James is out there now.
I think he's a good buy for them, Ryan James. He's a good, solid player, and just gives them that little bit more experience in the middle of the ruck. Geez, Payne Haas is doing a great job. So's Carrigan. He's been tremendous. And
Capewell, the captain, brings the ball back, brings it down the left side of the field, taken by Graham and Ilias. Another player on the ground here is Arrow. Is he all right? I think they were thinking for a second. He might have. Yeah, that's what I think they were looking at. Payne Haas, another run. Good run from good tackle there from Murray, and over the top was Burgess. He looks different, doesn't he, with crew cut. Liverpool had one of those when he was in the north of England. The kick downfield that Mansour, tell you what, while that ball was in the air, he was a shade of 100 to 1 to catch that, but somehow he caught it. The way his legs were moving, in fact, they weren't moving. And he just gave you the impression, oh, not me. Ball brought back by Graham. He plays the ball. They lead 6-0 the Broncos. Johnson goes for a gallop out of backing half, and it's going to be a penalty for Shepherd. Penalty for obstruction.
There's two things wrong, right? So Campbell actually crawls forward. You've got two players out of play.
Oh yeah, he's probably right, you know.
Yeah, Jake Turpin was the player who was obstructed. So the penalty's given. As long as they're consistent, David, we've been saying it for years. As long as they're consistent, they're under a bit of pressure here, the Bunnies. 30 metres out here, the Broncos, full set. They look dangerous.
Walters gets it. Oh, big hit! Arrow lined up Ryan James, and the moment he got the ball, he was hit with a Ram truck special. Ball comes out to Kelly, and there's a horrible pass. It goes away to Cobbo, and Cobbo did well to pick it up, but all it needed was a little shove, and the shove was enough to put him over the sideline. Badly put together there from the Broncos. And you see a little shot of Kevy on the sideline.
See, David, those things can just change games. They're leading 6-0. They had a set of 6 in the 30, opposition's 30-metre zone. They could have started putting a bit of pressure on them. They do a backline movement, and just a stray pass goes behind everybody. Nothing Cobbo could do about it. And that just relieves the pressure and gives the Bunnies, a chance, a big sigh of relief, thinking, how lucky are we there? And they were lucky.
Colin Matungi brings the ball back. Just got a shot there, Piggy, of Alan Langer and Kevy Walters on the sideline together. Gee, a lot of clubs would like that half and 5-8 pairing. Won a couple of premierships with the Broncos. And the ball goes across to the left side to Jackson Paulo, who tries to get a pass away in an impossible situation. The ball's gone loose. Picked up by Cobbo. I think he loses the ball in the tackle, and the referee Calvin, I reckon, is going to play the first infringement, which will be, well, now when you have a look at that, Cobbo pulled that ball out, but they won't go to the video ref to determine that.
Katoni Staggs is having a hell of a game out wide as well.
Was a loose carry by Jackson Paulo.
They're going to have a look at this.
Then led into a double knock-on.
Yeah, well, I reckon they're right. They're right to challenge this, because this will be ruled that the ball was taken out of his arm by Cobbo in a two-man tackle. This should be a penalty to South, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't this a strip?
Yeah. Cobbo strips the ball out, then pretends that he didn't do anything.
Yep, I agree. His hand's on the ball. The ball starts sort of turning over, and he just pulls his hand out and pretends he had nothing to do with it.
There's no intent to strip by Sal Cobbo. It's a loose carry. The challenge is unsuccessful.
What? Alan Shaw's go and get some
That
glass.
is ridiculous.
It's a knock-on, loose carry. No intent to strip.
Oh, what a load
No
of
intent
rubbish.
to strip.
There's a lot of words you could use for that decision, Alan Shaw's all. but dreadful is probably the word. That was a disgraceful decision.
Yeah, I think the fact that there was 2 in there, I think most reasonably minded people would agree that that is a strip.
You didn't have to be reasonably minded, Darryl. You just have to have half a brain.
Okay, so Alan Shorter, you want him to retire too?
Oh.
It's the first game of the year. We've got
Send him. Come on, send him.
How did you handle last night? I know you didn't have any financial interest in the game, but last night those 2 no tries to the Panthers early on.
I thought the Torto try was a try. But Calvin was adjudicating last night. He's out in the middle. And that was a dreadful. That was a strip for certain.
I think it was. I think we all do.
No intention to strip.
It's official.
Well, he put his hand on the ball and reefed it out. No intention. Anyway, Broncos probably dodged a bit of a bullet there. They've got the ball. They lead 6 points still thanks to Lowe's. And here's a great run from Carrigan. There's a tackle that almost went over the horizontal. As the ball goes back to the right and Haas again charges down the middle. One armour out the back door. Ryan James has it. He's knocked over near the halfway line. About 13 to go in the first half. Broncos lead 6-0. 5 offloads so far by the Broncos. None by the Rabbitohs. But they've just dominated the game, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And it's been Carrigan and Haas who have been the ones offloading.
Here's a kick from Kelly. High in the air. No pressure on Johnson. He's got half an hour to catch the ball. Then brings it back. Great chase from Cobbo. Johnson, I think, thought, well, I'm going to get on the outside of this kid, and the kid gave him no room, and now affects another tackle as Paulo goes from acting half. Going from a little run now as Mansour.
He's made another one. He's in there for 3.
3 in a row.
He's a talent. There's no doubt he's a real talent. Broncos will do well to keep him, I reckon.
He's a New South Welshman too, isn't he?
I doubt it.
Ball goes back to the right, and a good run here.
If he is, he won't be for long.
Havili over the halfway line. That's really what they need. It's one of the best runs they produced all night. Lovely pass, Jackson Paulo. Through the hands it goes to Mansour. Inside kick. And who's back there to collect the ball for the Broncos? Payne Haas. You're not allowed as a prop board to get back and do that.
I'm not
thinking it's a penalty. It's a penalty to South.
About 30 something.
But gee, Payne Haas. You've got to give him. How does he get back there?
Well, he was only chasing Josh Mansour. Had the ball. He looked like he had gumboots on when he was running. Seriously, he got the ball. He looked slow as a wet week. He needed to have some pace there. If that was Alex Johnston on the outside, he would have sprinted away, I reckon, and scored.
It's a penalty. Pat
Which is where he would normally play, of course, Darryl, if the fullback, well, like when Latrell's back.
He was struggling here. As soon as he got it, he just was struggling. He decided to put a kick in, and as you said, Payne Haas was there. He took it easily. But they got a penalty here. Probably need to see their halfback just get a little bit more involved, Ilias. I don't know a lot about him. He's only a boy. He's only his second first-grade game, I think.
And now Payne Haas, after getting back there to take that catch, he did take a bit of time to get up. He's going through an assessment now from the trainer to see whether he has to go to the head bin. I think he's okay.
Well, what have we had, 28 minutes of this first half, 6-0 to the Broncos. I think a lot of people thought that we might see a few points scored in this game, but at the moment it's been a real battle, particularly for the Bunnies. Here's their opportunity.
Did you ever bet on the overs, did you?
No way. Just a lot of people I spoke to did.
As the Burgess brings the ball back now for South Sydney. Well, here's their chance to post some points. A full set. Very close to the Broncos line, 15 metres out, going for a gallop as Havili, and Havili's first run was an absolute cracker. This one's a pretty good one too. He's got to within 5 metres of the southern goal line, back to the left, away it goes, Arrow, Ilias, Walker, it goes through the hands of Wingate, it goes to Mansour, did he get it down? He thinks he's got it down, he's jumping around as if he got it down. He'll look like an absolute idiot if he hasn't, but he's dead set. I think he's got the ball down before he finished up in touch. But for a moment I thought they were going to slaughter at South Sydney, but there were some good hands in this, Darryl.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, that's a magical left side. And again, it's on the back of the 5'8", Cody Walker. What a good player he is. He times the passes normally beautifully, even though he has thrown an intercept tonight. On this occasion, second man ball to Paulo. Paulo gave it on the outside. I actually thought Paulo should have gone himself. Gave it on the outside to Mansour. And he just crashes his way over, had a bit of momentum up, head down, bum up, down, try. Did well there. Cobbo was trying to put him into touch. Mansour too solid. He's built close to the ground, man, so he got the ball, he head down, bum up, scores.
Well, experienced old head too, Piggy. He knew exactly what he had to do to score.
Yeah, he got himself in a really good position, didn't he? He created enough space between the sideline and the Broncos covered defence just to give himself time to plant the football down. And they needed it, the Bunnies. They haven't been in the game. The opportunities have all been with the Brisbane Broncos. But the Broncos were only able to get one try. And off the back of this, nice play, again, as Darryl said, going to the left edge, hitting Cody Walker. The South Sydney Rabbitohs, they strike back.
Yeah, well, you could say that was, a try assist. What a delivery for McDonald's, but I'm not sure who we give it to. Is it Walker, Ilias, or is it Paulo? In the end, Mansour scored the try.
Yeah, probably Paulo. He got the ball in a position. The pass, I wouldn't say was perfect to Mansour. He did well to take it, but he just head down. He just had the momentum up, scored in the corner. It's not the fluent South Sydney left side that we saw last year, where they just scored try after try after try. Now, who's going to take the kicks tonight? Okay, it's Paulo. Is he a renowned kicker, Davo?
Oh, well, we'll have a look at this after this, I'll tell you. In comes Paulo. Kick looks no good at all because it started to the left of the uprights and went further left. 6-4, that is. That's not 10-4, that's 6-4. 30 minutes and 33 seconds gone in the first half thanks to Lowe's. And, that was a pretty good try in the end.
Oh, it was an excellent try. It was a backline movement. They sucked in the outside defenders. In general, the Broncos have defended brilliantly on that side. Staggs, Albert Kelly have been on that side, and also Cobbo on the outside. But on this occasion, they did manage to get on the outside of their man, the Bunnies. Gave a little bit of room there for Mansour, and he finished it off.
Because we've seen a few video replays tonight, thanks to Harvey Norman. But the one thing, line breaks. We've really seen any line breaks because Gulf Western Oil are now sponsoring our line breaks this year. Well, Gulf Western Oil, go the distance. Well, cost you a bit, but you can get there. You see that today? Someone said, what happened? It was a lovely little couple of lines I got sent today. March 2020, you weren't allowed to go more than 5 miles. March 2022, can't afford to go 5 miles.
David, can you stop saying that about our sponsor, please?
No, it's not their fault. No,
actually, don't worry about that. I went in to buy some bread today at one of the shops. How expensive is bread now? I'm outraged.
I don't know, Darryl. I don't buy it. Ask the Prime Minister.
You don't buy bread. Don't you ever eat bread?
No, my wife was.
Well, don't you help her out sometimes? She's a nurse.
There's a kick from Walker. High kick downfield. It's going to be taken. No, I don't necessarily buy the bread, Darryl, as Sarko
what
has
would
taken.
You buy if you were buying it? What sort?
What sort of bread?
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's fresh.
Fresh bread. What about rye? Wholemeal?
Hey, there's nothing better than the nice fresh white bread with hot chips and butter.
Oh, Piggy, now you...
Tomato sauce.
Not sure I'm allowed that at the moment, but that sounds great. Remember when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, here they come, the Broncos bringing the ball back strongly. Another replacement's gone out there, Reece Kennedy. He gets the ball away to James. James fended off one, brings it back within the shadows of halfway. It's about 8 minutes to go in the first half, and the Broncos lead 6 points to 4 thanks to Lowe's. Up goes another kick from Kelly. Again, it wobbles in the air. You see the way that just goes all over the place in the air, and you get underneath it and you think, what's it going to do? Well, Tane Mill got underneath it, both arms around it, caught it well, and he runs into some solid defence. And I reckon this is going to be a penalty against Herbie Farnworth. He just went on with the tackle.
And I think they need to penalise it more. We've seen that on in every game you see players just pushing and shoving and not letting players play the ball. I know it's the way the modern game is, to play the ball down as possible, but he went over the top there, Herbie Farnworth. And your man, Tane Milne, he got very aggressive there for a short moment.
He was cranky there, wasn't he? He wanted to quick play the ball.
Well, when Piggy was coaching, he said, mate, if you do that, just put one on his jaw. Oh, I'm not allowed to do that.
Can't do that anymore.
The momentum's changed here. The Broncos had all the momentum for the opening half hour. The Bunnies are on top here now. I know they're down by 6 points to 4. I think they'll score before half-time. I think they'll go to half-time in front. I'm Darryl Broden.
Burgess plays the ball and Cook offloads the ball to Arrow, and Arrow straightens up and he's tackled about 35 metres out. I'm not being a pun there. That's exactly what he did, as the ball goes to Cook. Ilias out the back door to Walker, playing on the right side. Short ball found Colin Matangi. A flick pass out the back door, and Campbell Grove can't handle it. It was a really optimistic play. If Graham had held on to that, they score probably. But there was some good footy and all of that, though.
There's a couple of nice passes. They're just starting to get their mojo back here, the Bunnies. Their interaction of passes in the last 10 minutes or so has been pretty good. If he'd called that a knock on, it should have been an offside call because the ball went forward. It came off the knee of Cody Walker. So I would have thought if that was a knock on, Cody Walker's offside.
Well, we saw one in the early game tonight, the Canberra one, remember? Yes. You and I both said that's been offside ever since 1908. But these days, 99% of the time, Darryl, they call it a knock on.
Yeah, I think they might have got away with one there too. I think Corey Oates may have just fumbled that ball on the ground as he was trying to play it, but they probably deserve a bit of luck. The Broncos haven't had much for the last couple of years.
Palacia brings the ball back and in turn it goes through the hands of Kennedy. He might have lost that ball as he went to ground. I think he give him the benefit of the doubt, but there was a bit of a bobble, but maybe the bobble from the arm to the fingers to the body, it didn't touch the ground as they work it back towards the halfway line. Ricky plays the ball to Turpin. They go back the right side to Kelly. And Kelly's manhandled here by Cook and Paulo. They pick him up and they drive him back 5 or 6 metres. I'll play the ball close to the halfway of the Broncos, leading 6-4 on the low scoreboard. Asako, across field it goes to Walters, and Billy Walters puts it high in the air. It's a horrible ball again. I'm not sure what they've been doing, the Broncos kickers. Every time they put a kick up, they're not a normal spiralling bomb, Darryl. That's what I'm saying. It looks awkward in the air.
Well, I thought that was a really poor set from the Broncos. They didn't do much with it, and they just, in the end, they had to kick from inside their half. It was an average set from them. The last 10 minutes or so, the Rabbitohs have certainly started to look the better side here. Now here's Havili, he's offloaded. They're starting to offload in the middle of the ruck. That spells danger for the Broncos.
He cooked just for a moment. They were swinging him around, They let him go. He would have come out the other side and ran away from them. Arrow brings it down the centre of the field. Good, strong run from Arrow. He flicks the pass out. It goes to Havili. Havili throws the pass back on the infield. It went past the intended receiver. Brilliantly half-volleyed by Cook. In turn, it goes through the hands of Burgess to Ilias. Now it comes across to Colin Matangi. Matangi's tackled about 25 metres or so out from the goal line. He'll play the ball 10 in from touch. Last play. It's fed now to Ilias. Up goes the bomb. It's coming down on the goal line and taking the ball superbly is Asako. There might have been a case that a South Sydney player was impeded to get to Asako, but you don't have to move where you are, do you, Darryl? No, they were standing in front of him as a wall.
It was actually a strange last tackle play. I'm not sure Ilias was the player who was supposed to get the ball. In the end, they gave it to him. He put a bomb up that was okay, but there were no chasers. There was one chaser. Ruled a knock on here. See, this just opens the door. Once again, they're imploding the Broncos. This is what we've seen from them over the last couple of years, and the pressure is now mounting on them. We've only got about 3 minutes to go till half-time. I don't know what they've ruled here.
Well, he's ruled that he hasn't tried to use his foot to play the ball, the same as the one earlier when we saw Totola, when they just handed the ball over. It's no penalty.
Well, if you don't play it correctly, I thought it was a penalty. If they changed the rules,
this is the same ruling that we saw earlier. You're right.
It's right.
But it's just a changeover.
He just cocked his leg in the air, rolled the ball between his legs, and the referee said, no, hand over. Burgess brings it back. Here they come, South Sydney. 3 minutes to go on the clock for the first half. Broncos lead 6-4 thanks to Lowe. Back to the left. Havili. Gee, he's made an impact since he's gone out there.
He's been good. He was good for the Raiders too, wasn't he?
And the Dragons. Went round a bit. And the Warriors. Ball played through the hand. And throwing the dummy and almost going all the way through is Arrow. Great tackle, Ryan James. He's tackled close to the goal line as Arrow. Plays it to Cook. And Cook offloads. And they're almost over the line.
Havili again, I think.
Havili coming short onto Cook. Plays it to Cook. Cook throws the dummy. Picked up there by Ilias. Ilias goes one way. Goes the other. And he throws a couple of dummies. And he's put down about 5 metres out on the goal line. He's not going to get through there. That was
6 again. They've got 6 again.
6 again.
Took him an age to
ball
work
goes
it out.
to Walker. Walker offloads the ball on the outside to Host. And Host is taken in good defence there by Ricky and Ryan. And he's tackled around about 5. Ryan James, that is. About 5 metres out on the goal line. Open side to Burgess. Burgess winds up. Burgess still goes. Burgess is tackled half a metre out on the goal line. He'll play the ball to Cook. Cook will go back to the left side. Where's Walker? He's got the ball. Quick hands then to Paulo. Paulo didn't get a great pass. It was in front of him and below him. When he was off balance, he couldn't catch it and get it away to Mansour. Otherwise, they might have scored. Havili goes into the line. He offloads back to Cook. Cook goes back to the left side. An attempted intercept by Cobbo will see the ball go to ground, and South get another opportunity because it'll be ruled a knock-on against the Broncos.
Cody Walker in a bit of trouble here too, I think, in the background here. He's copped a knock. I don't know if it's his knee or what it is here. Oh, please, if you're a South Sydney supporter, please don't let this be a knee. But he's in a little bit of trouble here, Cody Walker.
Well, he wasn't in that attacking setup, was it?
It might be a cork.
Yep.
Might be a cork. Player came into him knee on knee, and they hurt.
Well, it was the pass that he threw to Jackson Paulo, the one that I said wasn't quite. Well, there's probably a reason for it. He probably got hammered at the same time as he threw the pass.
Here's a really important minute for both sides.
Oh, Cook's knocked it on at the base of the scrum. Referee's blown the whistle. Ryan James was off. Darryl, he thought he was you. Thought he was going to race 95 metres and score.
Geez, that's a bad mistake. Based on what we're seeing here tonight, Bunnies are really in need of a couple of handy players. Latrell Mitchell will make a massive difference for them, but I think you can already say they're missing out on Riddle big time here. I just think his cool-headedness, his combination with Cody Walker, it's hard to replace that. I know it's only early days, but they are missing him here.
As the ball, we're getting close towards half-time, about 2 plays left perhaps in the first half. Herbie Farnworth goes for a gallop back to the centre of the field. He's taken by Host and Cook, about 30 metres out in the Broncos line, left side, and bringing it up now. Here's this big Phil Palacia, I should say. He's tackled 9 short of the halfway, gets to his feet, whistle goes, siren goes. Well, I think the whistle's gone. The referee's still there pointing to something. But I'm certainly going to see the referee wants to bet the football. Give me the football. I want to play with it at half-time. Anyway, the Broncos lead 6 points to 4 at half-time, thanks to Lowe's. And, of course, half-time, TBC. That's
the People's Champion? The People's Champion!
TBC.
To be confirmed, David.
Oh, is that right?
It's available for anyone out there who'd like to pay hardly anything for half-time. Give us a call, 131873.
What are you talking about, hardly anything? #1 rating coverage in radio, Darryl. You pay a mozza.
It's good value.
Got to pay your exorbitant salary. And yours, Davey. Don't look shocked.
The People's Champion.
By the way, what's doing with your new glasses, Davey? They look beautiful.
Sexy. Where'd you get them?
I'll probably wear another pair out there on...
2 for 1.
I was about to say Elton John called. He wants them back.
Isn't it harsh? I mean, all I've done is defend you tonight, David.
Oh, yeah, please. Half-time, fellas. 6-4 the score. 6-4 the score. Brisbane leading South Sydney at Suncorp Stadium. Earlier tonight, he's blowing up, Davey. Earlier tonight, Canberra beat Cronulla 24 points to 19 in what was a spirited game of football, thrilling finish. And last night, Penrith over Manly by 28 points to 6. Keep those emails coming. As you know, Big Mum, we've got people listening all over the world. Hippie says, loving the call, guys. So good to have the footy back. Better than the bloody soccer they have over here in Glasgow. Great to watch you guys enjoying the call. And I could see the grey hairs from here on David Morrow's head, so Hippie spotted it as well. Samuel's listening. Welcome back, dear gentlemen. How wonderful to hear Davey in full flight calling Ram Trucks big hits. May the doggies have a better year than last year. Well, that won't be too difficult, Samuel, given where they finished. And a stack of text messages coming through as well. 0460 873 873. And you can log on to the websites 2gb.com or 4bc.com.au, where you click onto the feedback icon. It's 6-4, Broncos leading the Rabbitohs. We'll come back and look at the first half action with Darryl Broman and Mark Piggy Riddell.
Big man, what's your favourite day of the week? That's easy. It's the 20% off Zero and Rewards event for 3 days only at Lowe's. Save 20% off everything in store and online today, including schoolwear, workwear, big men's and everything else. But it's only for holders of a Lowe's Zero or Rewards card. If you don't have a card, it's easy to apply in store or online today to receive the discount. Don't miss the 20% off Zero and Rewards event for 3 days only at Lowe's.
Hey, you look good. Now you're smiling. Now you're smiling. You're looking so good.
Dr. Ned Reston here, founder of the Australasian Implant Academy. Our new Smile On clinics are leaders in implant and cosmetic dentistry. Everyone deserves to love their smile, but missing or failing teeth can affect your confidence to smile. Our implant system offers a permanent solution using the world's leading state-of-the-art equipment and techniques. The procedure can be completed under sleep sedation in our clinics or general anaesthetics in a private hospital. To create your beautiful smile, call Smile On Clinics on 13 30 50 or visit smileon.com.au. That's 13 30 50 or visit smileon.com.au.
Hey, you look good, now you're smiling. Smile on, smile on.
All right, lads, look, it's been a bloody soft first half. Johnson, mate, you're asleep out there. Stand up straight. Belly, you're looking absolutely stretched. Hairline, where's the staying power? Stop going backwards.
Treating common men's health problems shouldn't be hard. Pilot connects men in Australia with real doctors online for best-in-class treatments for common health issues. For easy, safe and confidential healthcare from the comfort of home, visit pilot.com.au today. Pilot, level up your health.
And Pecker, try making it to the siren this time.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Ram Trucks, Gulf Western Oil, Lowe's and Ampol.
Now they go left side. Oh, intercept! Jumping gate, taking the ball is Kelly. Kelly, has he got the pace? They're flying everywhere to catch him, but I don't think they will. They're sprinting downfield. 70 metres he's gone, raises his finger in the air and score the opening try of the night. Adds the extras back to the left. Noah Walker, it goes through the hands of Wenger, goes to Mansour. Mansour, did he get it down? He thinks he's got it down. He's jumping around as if he got it down. He'll look like an absolute idiot if he hasn't. The Broncos lead 6 points to 4 at half time.
Yeah, the first half highlights here on the Continuous Call Team. 6-4, Brisbane leading South Sydney at half-time at Suncorp Stadium. Darryl Broman and Mark Piggy-Riddell are with me to look at the first half action, and only 2 points in it. Darryl, as you know, I'm a Bunnies man. They haven't looked all that impressive in the first half, but it's Brisbane in front, 6 points to 4.
There's just no fluency in what they're doing, Mark. You know, last year, we saw, particularly the latter half of the season, just some of the best tries you want to see from the Bunnies, but they're obviously a few short when it comes to class, and that's showing here tonight. They're only completing it, 68%, 13 of 19. The Broncos aren't much better. They're 16 of 21. They're completing at 76%, and that's probably why they're in front. But I think, even though the Broncos are in front, my instincts tell me that the Rabbitohs are still going to win this game, but it all depends on Cody Walker. I'm not sure how badly he injured that knee late in that first half. Now, if he has it looked like a cork to me in there. You get a cork on the knee or around that area, it's very difficult to run that out. I'm not sure whether he'd be able to, but we'll find out after half time. If he's off in the second half, I think the Broncos will go on with it. I thought the Broncos lost their way a little bit when they made some changes. I think both Haas and Carrigan went off around the same time, and the other boys came on and did their best, but those two fellows were doing a great job in the middle of the ruck. I thought Albert Kelly's been good for them. I think Billy Walters has been okay at times for them as well. Look, I'd be lying if I said it's a good game of football, because it's not. It's a slog, it's a battle, it's not very skillful, and you're just seeing some of the... Well, I'm concerned about the Bunnies based on what I'm seeing here tonight.
6 points to 4, Brisbane leading South Sydney. Mark Piggy-Riddell. The Broncos' first 2 tries were denied by the video referee. They involved Selwyn Cobbo and Albert Kelly, but Albert Kelly, he wasn't denied on the third occasion.
No, he wasn't, and I think they've been the better side in that first half. The Broncos have created more opportunities, as you mentioned, Levy. They had 2 tries disallowed. There was that period towards the back end of the first half where the Bunnies started to get a little bit of momentum. A couple of calls went their way, but the Broncos still take a 2-point lead into half-time. I think they deserved a bigger lead than what they've got. They're only 2 points ahead. I thought they should be at least up by a couple of tries, but the big question mark for the Broncos is they've got to keep doing that for another 40 minutes. Big Man mentioned Albert Kelly. He's been great, especially when he links with that right edge, and those middle forwards, Payne Haas and Carrigan. They need to play some long minutes in this second half, because you did notice it drop a little bit, their go forward, when they weren't on the field. But all in all, I thought it was an impressive start for the Brisbane Broncos in that first half. But as I said, they've got to go on with it. Chalk and cheese game from last night to this game tonight. This is a typical round one game in the NRL.
Of course, you boys touched on some of the stats at halftime thanks to one of our new sponsors in 2022, Gulf Western Oil. Great to have Gulf Western Oil on board the continuous call team as we do it from the McDonald's Interactive Studio. Dinner's sorted, dine-in, drive-through or delivery. Daryl, just on the South Sydney Rabbitohs at 6-4, the Broncos in front. One of the concerns leading into this year from South Sydney supporters who I've spoken to throughout the off-season is the fact that they are relying on these youngsters who haven't played any football over the last couple of years because of the pandemic.
Yep.
How long, in your view, will it take for them to find their feet and to gel as a football team this year, given the lack of experience in the NRL?
Well, they're in vital positions, though, Mark. That's the problem. We're talking about Lachlan Ilias, I think. That's the main one.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't noticed him tonight. I don't know. He's kicked the ball on a couple of occasions. He's thrown some passes. I want to see him take the line on. I want to see what he's got. He's obviously a talented boy. I'm not sure how old he is. Is he 21 years of age? I think he's 21. And he's only played, I think, one game in first grade prior to this. But he's got to reach that level and reach it very quickly because it's such a vital position.
Yeah.
It is such a vital position. He can't let Cody Walker do all the stuff because they're reading it really well. Tony Staggs has shut down most of their attack on their left side, and that's where they're lethal. Get the fullback, Latrell Mitchell, back there. It's going to make a hell of a difference. You can get Johnston on the wing. Paulo's been okay in the centres, but he's not Dane Gagai.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Daryl. 6-4, Brisbane leading South Sydney. We need to get to a break. David says, boys, welcome back. Listening in the car, stuck in 40-kilometre traffic jam on the Great Western Highway. Left Penrith at 6 o'clock, trying to get home to North Richmond. Just got to Blackheath, only way home for us as the bridges are flooded. Go the Eels from David. Well, David, you're one of the people we're certainly thinking of after what's been an extremely challenging and difficult couple of weeks off the back of this wild weather and the flooding in northern New South Wales, the Sydney Basin, and of course in southeast Queensland. For those of you listening through 4BC, your team, the Brisbane Broncos, have a 2-point advantage. It's 6-4, the Broncos leading South Sydney. We're back with David Morrow in the second half right after this.
Over 49,000 Australians are getting fitter, stronger and healthier with Catch Fitness equipment in their home. Now it's your turn. If you want to get in shape, get stronger and faster, you need to act now. Catch Fitness can help you set up a home gym customised to your needs. And with Lift Now and Pay Later options with Afterpay and Zip Pay, you can catch your fitness now. Catchfitness.com.au. Type in catchfitness.com.au now. T's and C's apply.
Heading off. Loading up. Eating up.
Sauce. Yeah, gone.
Heading home. At home.
Who's a good boy? Come here.
Truckies fit a lot into a day. Whatever your journey, we're the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Bonus gift cards on selected tech, now at Harvey Norman. Save $200 on HP laptop. Perfect for on the go, now $798 plus bonus $100 gift card. Unfold your world with a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G. Now $2,498 plus bonus $500 gift card. Get creative with the Cricket Maker 3, now $658 plus $100 gift card. Conditions apply, see store for details. Limited time, bonus gift cards on selected tech, now at Harvey Norman.
Big man, what's your favourite day of the week? That's easy. It's the 20% off Zero and Rewards event for 3 days only at Lowe's. Save 20% off everything in store and online today, including schoolwear, workwear, big men's and everything else. But it's only for holders of a Lowe's Zero or Rewards card. If you don't have a card, it's easy to apply in store or online today to receive the discount. Don't miss the 20% off Zero and Rewards event for 3 days only at Lowe's.
The continuous call team, thanks to McDonald's. Get the McValue bundle today. All your favourites in one simple order for just $24.95. Available in-store, drive-through or delivery.
Welcome back, continuous call team. Mark Levy, David Morrow, Daryl Broman and Mark Piggy Riddell. Great to be back in season 2022. And of course, we're returning tomorrow from 1 o'clock daylight saving time, midday in Queensland, and then of course on Sunday as well. So looking forward to all of the action, the excitement and all of the other random rubbish we dish up each and every weekend. We're all about entertainment, big man, aren't we?
Well, there's no doubt about that. And if you want entertainment 131873. Give us a call.
Thank you.
You want to click on the feedback icon?
Click on the feedback icon as well. Send us some.
Not tonight. Tomorrow. Give us something.
Well, guess what? We're on air till 11 o'clock, 10 in Queensland tonight.
Yeah.
So you know what that means at full time?
We're done 2
Friday, free for all.
Friday,
we're
free for
throwing
all.
the lines open. We're talking to listeners. Rubbish, discussing gallbladders now that Davey hasn't got one. I mean, we're just going to delve into all the random rubbish we've been thinking about for 5 months. And I might say, well done, fellas. You've put in plenty of preparation over the last 5 months. I don't know what you've been preparing for, but you've obviously dished up the gold so far.
Have you got a file for random stuff, like the random file?
Oh, do we? What?
Do we have a segment called the random file?
What do you mean? We've got a show called the Random File.
It's our whole show, isn't it?
Out they come for the second half. 6-4, the Brisbane Broncos lead the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Earlier, Canberra beat Cronulla 24 points to 19. Just some news coming through from the Raiders coach Ricky Stewart in relation to Josh Hodgson. He limped off in that first half, and there were fears that it was a serious injury. He said at the press conference that it's a meniscus problem. So a meniscus problem is what we're told with Josh Hodgson. And when you see players limp off in round one with knee problems, you automatically think the worst, but that's better news than what the original fears were. And last night, Penrith beat Manly by 28 points to 6. We'll have the 5:30 and 7:30 games covered for you tomorrow, and we're at Parramatta on Sunday to bring you the action between Parramatta and the Gold Coast Titans. Here we go for the second half. Broncos leading Rabbitohs 6 points to 4. Davey, it's all yours. Second half coming through from Suncorp Stadium as we do it from the McDonald's Interactive Studio.
Thank you very much, Mark Levy. Now, Mark Piggy Riddell, what's a meniscus problem?
Meniscus problem, that's in your knee.
Oh, you know what? Since I've had my prostate out, I miss my kisses as well. You with me, Davey?
Yeah. Well, there's no meniscus problems out there at the moment because South Sydney have got the ball about 15 metres out. Well, we hope not for Walker. We saw him go down. Let's got to keep an eye out to make sure he's out there. There he is. And he's walking quite freely too, I noticed, Darryl.
Well, they need him, Dave. They need a better performance. They've just got to go and complete some sets here. They need to hold the ball. This bloke's been good for them. Avili since he's been out there.
Well, again, he goes for a gallop and makes a good 15 metres, which he's done nearly every time he's touched the ball. Cook running out of acting half. Gee, I tell you what, Turpin's lucky he wasn't penalised there. Cook ran straight to him. He wasn't a marker. He wasn't getting back to 10, but I suppose the referee allowed Cook to get to the 10-metre line, and he didn't get stopped from doing so, but he could have penalised him straight away.
Well, they've got to assert some dominance in the middle of the ruck. They're not doing it. There's no dominance there from the Bunnies. At the moment, I mean, the Broncos have probably been the more dominant pack in this game, and that shows you the scoreline, 6-4. I know the try they scored was off an intercept, but they had 2 disallowed, let's not forget.
Before that, the Broncos bring the ball back after a kick downfield at the end of the opening set of the second half. It's 6 points to 4. The Broncos lead the Rabbitohs thanks to Lowe's as they work the ball back to their own 30-metre line through Asako. Turpin, he gets the pass away to Kennedy. Kennedy shortened up. Good tackle over the top, Colomatungi. Well, what about Jai Arrow? Straight through the midsection. Wow, that was a great tackle. Haas runs to the line. At the last moment, he offloads it to Turpin. Turpin gets the ball away. And taking it up now is Palacia. And he's tackled back towards the halfway line. Ball goes back to the right to Kelly. Kelly, again, I don't know what he puts on that ball, but it just wobbles in the air. And as I said, it looks like a corkscrew the way it just wobbles. Anyway, great take from Johnson and a great kick return. He was allowed to run a long way and then found half a gap, and finally Farnworth cut him down, but they start a set here, South, about 35 metres out from their own goal line.
Outside of Cody Walker, he's their most dangerous back. The rest of them have really, I think, been average. Campbell Graham, for mine, I think he's a winger, but he's in the centres through necessity.
And he's playing there at the moment as they offload the ball, comes to Host's up over the halfway line, and he's taken to ground by 3 defenders from the Broncos, just over the halfway, 20 in from the western touchline, and Cook darts out of acting half. He threw a pass. It was a shot. Well, it was either a bad pass or a bad catch. I'm not quite sure. Either way, Walker knocked it on. Someone's gone without a shoe. That's Kelly who needs to put a boot on. Ball comes to Asako, and Asako will play it. Well, the second half hasn't improved on the first half.
No, it hasn't. I mean, it's just not happening for them. And they're not used to that, the Bunnies. They're used to the passes sticking, particularly between Cook and Cody Walker. On that occasion, it was a short ball. It was less than half a metre. Here's the Broncos going out wide. Now, they look as dangerous as what the Bunnies do. There's no doubt about that. The Bunnies, for mine, tonight have been a major disappointment.
Ball goes back to the left side. Gee, there's a great tackle. Kolomatangi flying out of the line, putting pressure on Billy Walters. Played to Oates. He gets it away. Through the hands it comes. And Palacia brings the ball back to within 20 metres of the south line. Make it 18 metres in the southern goal line. They lead 6 points to 4, the Broncos. 3.5 gone in the second half. Turpin goes right. Comes to Kelly. Up goes the attacking bomb. Cobo comes through, takes it on the full. He got a pass away. Ball goes on the bounce. Picked up by Kelly. The referee's going to rule that Ricky has knocked it on, I think.
Well, it's a weapon for them because at the moment he's stuck to the ground. Josh Mansour. The ball went in the air there. Josh Mansour just stood and watched Cobo catch it. If Cobo gives that ball, if the ball is taken there by the back rower, I think it's a try. He's dropped it with the line wide open there. Jordan Ricky.
Not sure whether the pass Cobo went to Ricky Piggy and it might have been ruled forward and then off his shoulder, but either way, they just mucked it up, didn't they?
Well, they needed to execute because that's another try-scoring opportunity that's gone begging for the Broncos.
Arrow has the ball. Good strong run, comes to an end, 15 shy of the halfway. Cook again out of acting half. He gets the pass away. I get the feeling, Darryl, the coach has said at half time, you two get involved, Cook and Walker. We've seen them 3 times come together. That time they found
they've
the right
got to
pass.
do it. They're the class players in their side, David, and I think Cook's been pretty good throughout the whole game, but I don't know if he can just rely on 2 of them. The rest of them have got to get involved.
Ilias puts up a high bomb. It'll be very easily taken by Osako, who beat the first defender, almost got away from the second, but Walker's there, affects the tackle. A high ball, throws back to the left to Walker, or I should say Walters. Walters offloads the ball to Oates. Oates is tackled out towards his 30, plays it to Billy Walters. He offloads to Farnworth. Farnworth goes one way, cuts back the other, taken by defender in Havili, about 12 shy of the halfway line. Through the hands it comes to big Haas again. Haas stands. Can he deliver the ball? He can't this time. 3 defenders there, including Murray and also Walker, and I think the other man in there was Arrow. It was. Ball goes to Kelly. Back to left side they come. The ball goes across to Walters. Away to the captain, Catewell. Catewell's over the halfway line. Tackle 45 metres out. He'll struggle to his feet. 45 metres out. He had a case perhaps for a penalty. They did hold him down a bit. Ball fed to Kelly. Up goes the bomb. Mansour standing there with his feet rooted to the ground. You know what's going to happen. He's going to stand there. Then he throws a pass in an impossible position. Offloads it to Paulo. Paulo did well to catch it, and he did well to basically avoid being put back into the in-goal area.
Mansour doesn't want to run the ball. I'm not sure what's going on with Josh Mansour, but at the moment, I know he scored their try, but he looks slow as anything. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. Here he is now having a run.
And then he offloaded the ball, but you can see why he plays on the wing. That's as bad a pass I think I've ever seen.
He's struggling big time. I don't want to give him too big bang because he's been a wonderful player over his career, but he's having a very average game tonight, and they're targeting him.
Havili brings the ball back. Another good strong run from him. Back to the right it goes. And a kick downfield from South Sydney goes straight to the wing. And gee, Cobo did well to catch that. A 20-metre pass finds Osako. Osako runs back to the centre of the field. He gets back to his 40-metre line where Kolomatangi's there in concert with Burgess to put him down. 10 shy of the halfway line. And Walters in at acting half. Offloads to Oates. And Corey Oates is put down. Campbell Graham's there in company with Arrow, about 5 short of the halfway line. Walters at acting half, offloads to Kennedy. Kennedy's tackled over the halfway line. No change to the half-time score. Low scoreboard. Broncos 6, Rabbitohs 4. 47 gone on the game. And Palacia brings the ball back. Palacia, I should say. And he's tackled. A few metres inside the opposition line. Comes to Kelly. Kelly throws a couple of dummies. Offloads on the outside to Staggs, and Staggs, he throws a pass. Osako's done well to catch that.
He did brilliantly to catch it. Brilliantly.
Gee.
I tell you who else is having a decent game for the Bunnies. Jai Arrow's having a good game in the middle of the ruck. They need him there badly, and he's doing a great job for them. They're not attacking the ball here, the Bunnies. They got away with another one there. The ball went in the air. They didn't have a crack at the ball. It was Herbie Farnworth. He took it easily. They're lucky to get away with that, the Bunnies, on the last tackle.
Well, he tried to do something in the end, Farnworth. He tried to kick it ahead and had an air swing. And as a result, South Sydney came up with the ball. Ball comes back to the left side of the field. The Broncos are outplaying them, but they're only leading 6 points to 4. 48 minutes gone on the low scoreboard. Ball is played to Cook. Cook goes back to the right side. Arrow offloads. That goes across now. Colamatani, quick hands away. It goes into Tane Mill. And Mill up to the halfway line. Takes a while for the tractor to get going.
Well, they look slow. Let's call it. Out wide, they're slow.
That was what the problem is. They found the space. Walker runs to the line, puts a little kick over the top. It's into no man's land. They're coming quickly. Oh, great work from Asako. He got to the ball. He took the odds to keeping it on the bounce. And despite the fact that there are a couple of South Sydney players coming, he dived on the loose ball. Might have got a stray boot in the head for his trouble, but he saved the day for his team.
He did brilliantly, didn't he? It was an awful bounce for him. He had to dive on it. A lot of players would have knocked that on, but he managed to pick it up and just take the tackle. Really well done from him here. They've got to fire up here, the Bunnies. They're not firing up at the moment. The Broncos, for mine, are outplaying them.
Payne Haas brings it back to the 11 of the halfway line, plays it to Turpin, and Turpin goes back to right. Here's an attempt at 40-20 from Kelly. Doesn't quite get the angle right. He made sure he planted the boot behind the 40-metre line to give himself an opportunity. Ball grubbled on the ground. In the end, Johnson picked it up, runs it back to within 15 of the halfway, and the referee pinged him for not using the foot and played the ball. Hand over to the Broncos.
I thought that was a long way wrong.
I want to have a look at this again because I just worry if they're going to do this. You know what? He's put the ball down, rolled it, and stepped over it. No attempt to play it at all. And that's right, but geez, if they're going to penalise them every time for that, there's going to be 15 penalties a game. I think we've seen it twice tonight, haven't we?
3 times.
3 times, okay. And it's all South?
No, but your Broncos got done once, didn't they?
Okay, well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and
certainly
South
twice.
certainly twice. Totola and just then.
But you got to, if you're going to do it, again, you've got to be consistent.
Anyway, here they go, the Broncos. Can they increase their lead here as it goes from left to Kelly? Kelly to Billy Walters, and Tane Milne comes in and says, "Caught this, sweet Harry."
It was a good tackle, but it had to be made. If he missed it there, they had an overlap there, the Broncos.
That was a Ram truck special. He flew in, got him on the blind side. I don't think Billy Walters knew he was coming. Haas plays the ball, 15 out in the goal line. Ball goes back to Walters. He gets the ball away then to Carrigan. Quick hands to Corey Oates. Can he get to the goal line? You bet he can. He scores the try and puts him in front. 10-4. Oh, you bet it is, big buddy. It's 10-4 in favour of the Broncos. 30 minutes to go in the game on the low scoreboard.
Well, that's been coming for a little while, hasn't it, David? They just got on the outside. It was on the run from Haas, and the dummy half got out. Billy Walters threw a nice second-man ball to Capewell. Capewell got it on the outside to the winger, Corey Oates, and he did the rest. Dived over in the corner. They look at every try now, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's probably reasonably worthwhile having a closer look at it about whether he's in touch or not, but I think he slams it down. Looks okay to me.
Mark Figueredell.
Yeah, it was a nice try, wasn't it? Really well done from the Brisbane Broncos. Tane Milne, we spoke about him coming in and shutting the play down a couple of plays ago. On this occasion, there was no need for him to come outside in and leave his wing. Campbell Graham was coming across, and Tane Milne made the decision to go in, and the Broncos just got the ball on the outside, and Corey Oates did the rest.
Think about Capewell. He's played a lot of centre as well as back row, hasn't he, Darryl?
He's a handy player. He can play anywhere. I actually think he's been a little quiet tonight, but that was a beautiful pass from him. Here it is. Dummy half did a great job there, Jake Turpin. Got on the outside to Billy Walters. He threw a second-man ball to Capewell. Capewell did a great job there. You're absolutely right, Piggy. Tane Milne had no need to come in there. Capewell was covered by the centre there. But Tane Milne just got sucked in, came in too late, left a massive gap on the outside there for Corey Oates, and he's been a good player for a long time. He's not going to stuff that up.
Well, here's the Sarko, opportunity to increase the lead to 8. And the biggest lead so far of the game has been 6. So this is a handy lead in the context of what we've seen so far in this game.
David, Souths are slow. They're slow.
Slow as a wet week out wide.
And that's not what you normally say about them, but they are slow.
Here's Asako from the touchline. It starts to the right. Is it going to swing back? No, it's not. And so the Broncos lead 10-4. 52 minutes gone in the game on the low scoreboard. And just a reminder that you're listening to the Continuous Call Team.
Another great McDelivery, thanks to McDonald's.
You'd love one of those right now, wouldn't you?
Well, no, I'm sort of at a ice cream at half time.
I always love
other
it.
stuff.
Come on.
How's Big H going out
Big
there,
H is
Harry?
all right. He had an ice cream out there before.
There probably might be some chocolates out there too.
You know what I like at Macca's?
What's that? Choc Sundays.
The 40 pack of nuggets.
Share pack. Have you eaten a 40 pack by yourself?
No.
No.
You think you'll be getting some on the way home?
You got to give some to Big H.
Oh, Big H. We might share one on the way home.
What, a
Big
40
H.
pack?
Yeah, why not?
I wonder how many Harry will get.
Not many.
I think Harry, he's in for the fight.
Payne Haas brings the ball back. Great run. He showed a little sidestep then too when he got past the defence.
He's been a good player for a long time, but you know what? I think the fact that Carrigan's out there just giving him a little bit of, there's a bit of ball playing around the ruck, just gives him a little bit more freedom.
Ball brought back now by Ricky, and Ricky tackles 30 out from his own goal line. The play then to Turpin. Away it goes to Asako, who's starting to get himself a bit involved now. He's tackled 12 short of the halfway line. They lead 10 points to 4 thanks to Lowe's. The ball goes from Turpin. They go back the right side. Kelly puts it high in the air. It's going to come down near the western touchline. Mansour runs to the ball. He was forced to run to the ball then, so he couldn't stand underneath it with his feet rooted to the ground. He had to move his feet. And he actually was tackled 30 out from his own goal line as Jackson Paulo rings the ball back within 11 of the halfway line. They're not out of it, South Sydney, but they're
not out of it. Geez, they want to improve a bit.
I know, but
there's nothing in the middle of the ruck. They're
the
not making...
scoreline says they're not out of it.
No, that's true, Dave. But see, Michael Cheekham, I thought he dropped that ball. They let it go. They need to get some authority in the middle of the ruck. His Jai Arrow's probably been their best forward. Him and Cook have been their best forwards, I reckon.
Yep. Well, Arrow's tackle 30 out now from the Broncos line as they go back to the left to Murray. Murray offloads the ball. It was a horrible pass. Walker did well to pick it up. He offloads to Johnson. Johnson sends it back to Walker in the centre of the field. It comes away to Cook. Cook offloads the ball. Michael Cheekham runs the line. Comes away to Campbell Graham. Campbell Graham gets out of one. Campbell Graham still going. He's tackled 12 metres out. 15 in from the eastern side of the field. Last play coming up for South. They'll go back the left side. Long pass comes to Murray. He'll find Walker. Walker gets a lovely pass away. Jackson Paulo. Oh, he had a man unmarked on his outside Mansour, and he decided to go on his own. He finished up finding Jacob Host back on the inside, and the defence chops him down near the goal line.
What a ball. What about the ball from Cody Walker to him? Was a beauty. He sort of was on the way, cutting back on the inside. Cobbo got him, and then he just couldn't position Mansour on the outside because of when the pass was thrown from Cody Walker, he hit it on an inward line, and that just stopped him, or stopped the opportunity of getting a quick ball on the outside to Mansour. Mansour threw his hands in the air, but I don't think you can blame him for that.
Piggy, when you look at the replays, the balance just wasn't there to throw a good pass.
Yeah, as Darryl said, he was running that outside in line, and it's too hard to turn your body to try and, when you're going at that pace, to try and look for your outside support.
And Murray flies out of the line to put a hit on Corey Oates. Oates has tackled 11 short of the halfway line. Here's the fella that's had a huge game, Carrigan, working it back to the halfway line in centre field. Turpin goes one way, then goes back to centre, and it's Haas who brings it back. And he's tackled about 38 metres out from South's line. That's at the southern end of Suncorp Stadium. It's 10 points to 4. The Broncos leading over the Rabbitohs on the low scoreboard. Up goes the kick, coming for the ball and take it well as Johnston. And he'll play the ball about 13, 14 metres out from his own goal line. Offloads the ball through the hands. It goes then to Paulo. And he's tackled 20 metres out from his own goal line.
Johnston's been good for them, David. He's done some good stuff, Johnston. But, you know, for mine, he's better on the wing. There's a player gone down there from the Bunnies. But
tackled off the ball.
Mate, he's gone down like he's been hit.
Tane Milne.
Yeah, Tane. Who taught you that? He's gone down like he's been shot.
No, it's a con job. Now, the ball's gone loose here.
Mansour, can you believe
Mansour's lost the ball. Milne wants some help in background. He's got, maybe Mansour's saying, I didn't lose it. I didn't lose it, no. No, I didn't lose it. Payne Haas was saying, well, I didn't strip it.
What a dive.
The dive from Tane Milne.
You've taught him some very bad habits.
So what do we get there? 6.5,
for 10 years.
Mate, he's learned everything
10.
from you.
10 years ago.
Now he's got the loser's limp happening.
Loser's limp.
Anyway, because of that mistake, the Broncos there get a ball fed into the scrum, 35 out on South line, because Darryl and Piggy, brought to you by Mitsubishi Alpolic Safe Cladding, Fire Safe Cladding as well.
Yep.
Into the scrum it goes. Kelly, now Turpin. They waited for the ball. They come the right side and flying out of the line. Mansell went to Farnworth and missed his assignment. Farnworth bounced out of it, but thankfully the defensive, certainly one of them was Arrow, the other was Host. They got there. But Mansell flew out. The assignment was to hit the man the moment he got the ball and he missed him.
Well, Dave, we've still got 22 minutes to go in this game. The Broncos 10 leading the Rabbitohs 4. Once again, he is having a wow of a game, Patrick Carrigan. I've never seen him play this well.
Ball played 12 out from the goal line as the ball goes back to the left. Your man Carrigan gets the ball to Kelly. In turn it goes to Walters. Walters offloads then. Oates takes the ball ahead. He's taken over there by Milne. And also Campbell Graham 5 metres out from the goal line. Farnworth interacting half. They go the open side. Billy Walters has the ball, offloads to Turpin. He just ducks it out the back. Carrigan takes it. Good defence. Murray over the top. Another defender underneath. That's Arrow. It's ball played. Turpin throws a dummy. Finds Kelly. Kelly gets around one. Then he gets a pass back. It goes to Ricky. Ricky throws a long pass back to the left side to Walters. Walters puts a kick in. This will be touch and go. Can he get there? Tane Milne to knock it dead. He does. Just because flying through was Farnworth. Also coming through was Capewell. But he just got back in time to knock it dead and concede the line dropout.
Oh, it's a clever kick from Billy Walters. He got the ball. He thought about what he was doing. It was 20 metres out, David. The kick was beautifully weighted. And there was about 4 Broncos chasers and there was 1 bunny around the area there. Fortunately for the bunnies, Tane Milne was there. He's knocked the ball over the...
Knock on.
South
knock on by Herbie. It's a 20-metre restart.
So Farnworth's knocked the ball into Milne in the chase for the ball, and South's dodged another bullet. They're going to get a 20-metre restart.
Yes, I wouldn't mind having another look at that. Anyway, there's no blow up there from Herbie Farnworth. He just maybe I did. So, geez, that call there could save this game for the Bunnies. You know, if the Broncos got it there from a dropout, you'd think they'd score. It's 10-4 here, still 21 minutes to go. There's a good run from Jacob Host.
Well, just looking at the Harvey Norman replay, it did look as if 3 hands touched the ball, Farnworth and both hands of Milne. Now the referee wants...
You're on the ground.
Here we go.
He's getting frustrated. He's had a wow of a game, the hooker.
Cook's blowing up. Well, he's playing the game a bit faster than Klein can referee it, I think. That might be what's going on, as the ball goes back to the right to Host and gets the ball through the hands of, would you believe, it's a shocking pass from the little halfback. Ilias has a no-look pass, and Herbie Farnworth said, guess what, I'm going to accept the intercept.
You know what, they're lucky there that he didn't take it and run the length there, Herbie Farnworth. As soon as he took it, I think it was the player who was intended to get it, just smothered him. If he's not there, he's just off and gone.
Good run here, bringing the ball back. Ricky, he's over the halfway line, plays it to Turpin. They go back to Carrigan. He runs across field, the opposite up to Walters. Walters runs one way, and he's taken to ground 40 metres out from South goalpost. 20 minutes to go in the game, and the Broncos beat 10-4 thanks to Lowe. Haas brings it back. Haas is going to be swallowed by the defence. Around about 30-odd metres out, you heard Calvin in the background say last tackle. Ball goes back to the right side. Up goes the kick from Kelly. It's going to come down near the touchline, somewhere near Mansour. Mansour wanted nothing to do with it.
10 in last.
He can't do that. I mean, he can't just stand there and let the other bloke have a crack at it. He did not have a go at that. They're lucky once again to get away with that, the Bunnies. I think there was a Broncos player who went up for it. Might have even been Katoni Staggs, who I think knocked the ball on. So the Bunnies get the ball. But Josh Mansour does. Cobbo will eventually get a high one, catch it and score a try.
Staggs down getting attention for cramp. Ball is played. Comes away to Nichols, who's on for his second stint. And of course, all of those replays we get thanks to Harvey Norman. Ball goes back to the right side. What can they do, South Sydney? In the second half, they just have looked very pedestrian. In fact, they probably did for most of the first half. Cheekham plays the ball. Now over the halfway through the line goes to Tola. Great tackle, brings him down. About 40 metres out on the goal line. They're now to acting half. Cook goes for a run. He offloads the ball. Ilias gets the pass away. It's loose on the ground. Was it knocked down by the Broncos? Picking the ball up as Corey Oates is off. But the referee's going to call it back.
Knocked down by the Broncos. It was just a catch and pass. It was always going to be too difficult. I think it might have been Michael Cheekham on the right side there. He had to do a catch and pass. but in the process of trying to pass, the ball was knocked down there by Herbie Farnworth. It ended up being picked up by Corey Oates, who was off and gone, but it was knocked down. So this will be a scrum feed here to the Bunnies. So they've had a bit go their way, the Bunnies. They are less than impressive here. I think when I had to do my top 8 this year, Mark Levy, not that you can answer me because you're not on air, but I believe I had them, I think, running 5th or something like that, 5th or 6th, but this is really average performance from them. Are you with me? Where'd you have them, Piggy?
You've got them 4th, big man.
Where'd you have?
I've got them 8th.
Where did David have them?
4th.
I've got them missing the finals, big man.
They're your team.
And I'm a Bunnies man.
Here's Nichols working the ball back.
They won't miss the finals.
Ball played to Cook. Away it goes through the hands and Totola brings it back. They're running to the northern goalpost. 6 to go here for the Rabbits. They've got another little bit go their way. They're trailing by 6. 18 to go in the match. Ball fed now to Walker. Walker throws a dummy and no one accepted it. Kelly did well to take him to ground. 5 metres out on the goal line. 6 to go again. Ball goes to Cook. Away it goes through the hands of Ilias. Ilias offloads the ball to Cheekham. Cheekham comes back on the inside. Carrigan had him. So is Ryan James. They're going to stop him only just near the line. She took him a long time to put him down. Couple of metres out in the goal line. It's fed to Murray. Murray gets it away to Walker. Great defence. Flying out of the line there. Great bit of work by Katoni Staggs. As he had nowhere to go. Walker gets up. Trying to fend him away. Ball played. Cook. Away comes to Nichols. Nichols tries to go between Carrigan and Haas. Don't think you're going to get through that combination. Ball played, open side. Here goes Murray. Murray throws a dummy. Ilias throws a dummy. No one's accepted it. He finally got a pass away. It's loose on the ground. And would you believe they've got the ball, the Broncos. They're tackled in the in-goal area, but it's going to be ruled a knock-on by South Sydney, and so they'll get the ball back. And again, it was just lack of structure or lack of knowledge what they were going to do, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty average. Ilias got the ball there. It was a good tackle there. Capewell came out of the line. They tried to flick the ball. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The ball went from mine. It's got to be a Broncos goal line dropout.
Should be. Yeah, I think someone's changed their mind here. It is a goal line dropout because at no stage does South Sydney knock it on. There's a kick-off. It's a good dropout too, up over the halfway. Is that the first line dropout we've seen? I'm not sure. There might have been one in the first.
Dropout aficionado. I'm not sure about that.
I don't think we have.
David, could you get onto that, please?
Ball played, back it goes to Murray. Murray throws the dummy. Gee, he was through for a second. It was a great tackle from Ricky. Thank you, Darryl.
That's your job for the night. How many line dropouts?
Ilias, Walker again. They're trying to impossible. He tried the impossible. He tried to get a pass away to Cheekham, who was in an impossible position to take that.
Look, I'm not going to try and make an excuse for him, but I will. He's playing on one leg. He's got an injured leg here, Cody Walker, but that was an awful pass. Michael Cheekham had no chance of taking it. They're frustrated. You can just tell, each and every one of them. The only one who's at the moment who's really looking, in my opinion, any danger is Damien Cook around the middle of the rucks, but he's just got no support. He's creating little opportunities, but there's just no one streaming through like they used to, the Bunnies, through some holes. At the moment, they're just not running into them.
Capewell gets the ball after they've found touch over on the far side, the eastern side, just inside. Now they've lost the ball here. The referee's blown the whistle as if it's a penalty, though. Strip, says the referee. Well, don't go and ask the video ref because he doesn't know what a strip is.
David, you've got a long memory.
I have.
Got a few things going their way here, the Broncos. And one of the things going their way is the fact the Bunnies are playing dreadfully. Let's have a look at this. I don't know if there was a strip there. There's a few of them.
It's amazing. Watching Carrigan's there saying they're strip. Nichols is saying, no.
Carrigan's played a great role here tonight. It's like the lock in the modern game now has become a bit of a ball player. Not only is he a runner, but they're ball playing as well. And he's fitted that role beautifully tonight.
Here they come, the Broncos. Can they put the game to bed here? There's only 14 minutes to go and they lead by 6, 10 points to 4. Ball fed to Turpin. Kelly, out back it goes to Asako. It turned to Staggs and he throws the pass, but Cobbo was in front of him. The pass went behind him and the pass went into touch. If he'd been able to find Cobbo, try time.
Shut the gate, wasn't it? Cobbo, I think, just got in the wrong position there. He did a good job, Katoni Staggs. He went for the gap. He tried to pop the ball out. By that stage, unfortunately, Cobbo had overrun him. and the ball just went meekly into touch. They just keep opening the gate there for the Bunnies, but I don't know if the Bunnies are good enough to take advantage of it.
I think too, Piggy, that it was helped by Jackson Paulo. Just managed to hit Staggs at the right time, and the momentum pushed the ball where it went.
Yeah, just did enough, didn't he, to shut the play down and force Staggs to find a pass, and unfortunately Cobbo just didn't have the right positioning on the outside, but the Broncos, they're all over him at the moment.
David, we've got a listener in New Zealand. His name is Lee, and guess what his nickname is? Limo. I love that.
Yeah.
G'day, Limo. Thanks for listening.
Is he eating fucking chops?
Well, he could be, but unfortunately over there it's about 20 to midnight.
Never stopped me.
You eat fucking chops at midnight?
I have been known to when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the pub used to shut at 10. Ball comes away to Walker.
Why did you wait so long?
Up goes the kick. Comes away on the right side of the field. You'd remember those days, Darren, when the pub actually shut at 10. Good catch here by Cobbo. Great return too, as the ball is fed back towards the halfway line. Asako comes back to the right side, and there's a good strong run. Is that Ricky who's got his head all bandaged up?
I hope he doesn't lose my number.
No.
It was Rabati.
TC. Top Cat's gone out there. TC Rabati, his first run.
You love that one, don't you? Remember that great song, Davo?
Oh, yes, I do.
Ricky, don't lose my number.
Ball goes away to the left side to Kelly. Kelly goes one way.
Good song. I don't remember who sang it, Elton.
Can't remember who sang it.
Glasses are beautiful.
Ball goes away, across it goes to Turpin. He does a 360, offloads to Walters, back to Turpin, off to Kelly, away to Haas. Haas takes it ahead. A little pass out the back that went to Carrigan. He did well to go hard into the hit line. Walker did equally well to tackle him. Open side they come to Kelly. Kelly puts a grubber kick back on the infield. Someone's had an air swing. Picking the ball up as Johnson. Johnson somehow gets the ball back in the field of play, or does he?
He does. You know what? If they win the game, that play there from Johnson could be the reason. At the moment,
this will be a high shot penalty.
It's a penalty. What didn't they need that? The Bunnies, they were going nowhere. Alex Johnston did brilliantly. Firstly, to retrieve the ball, and secondly, to get it back in the field of play. It's 10-4 here. We've got 11 minutes to go, and the Broncos are leading 10-4, and the Bunnies just aren't in the game. They are not in the game, the Bunnies. 11 minutes to go. I don't know if they can get out of this.
Well, it was an attempted high shot, I think. That I thought it missed, but anyway.
Is someone on report?
Yeah, he put someone on report. I'm not sure who, though.
Well, there were three players there, Piggy. I'd have to have another look again to see who he's got.
Who do you think sang Ricky? Steely Dan. How good were they?
Oh, Steely Dan.
Remember them?
Yeah,
Steely Dan. How many were in that group? Do you remember them?
I don't know. I can't remember.
You don't want to call nobody else.
Great song.
Julius gets a pass away to Cameron Murray, who's tackled over the halfway line, and Cook gets out of acting half. He runs one way, runs the other. Ilias gets it away. Campbell Graham goes one way. He goes back the other. He comes back against the grain. He's gone almost all the way to the line. He stopped. His head will be on the whitewash. That's how close he is to scoring a try out of absolutely nothing. But started by Cook. Cook gets a pass away. I'm certain it was knocked down by the Broncos. So it's 6 to go. Picked up by Walker.
Can't run.
He offloads the ball. Ilias goes for a run. Ilias is taken ahead. Walker is standing there. 6 to go again. Here go the Rabbits. 10 minutes to go in the game. They trail by 6. Nichols takes it ahead. He's tackled about 6 metres out. The Rabbitohs. They haven't looked like scoring a try in the second half. Ball comes back and goes to Walker. He gets a pass away. Mansour was away out in front of him, but he caught it. That was a miracle. He did really well.
Yep.
Ball played to Johnson. Open side. Horrible pass. Picked up well by Walker. He sends it on to Cam Murray. He runs into his opposite. He tried to offload it, did Murray. He actually went backwards into Carrigan, then back into to Murray's hands, I think. But there was no, of course, there's no knock on for that. No, Totola goes hard into the line. He's tackled short of the goal line. 2 tackles left, 1 tackle left. Open side they came. Comes to Walker. He puts a grubber kick in. It rebounds. It rebounds off the Broncos' legs, and then falling on the ball, Turpin plays possession for his team close to the goal line.
He did a great job there, Turpin, because they were under pressure there. The kick went in there from Cody Walker. Could have gone anywhere. Turpin picked it up cleanly. Here they come now. They're finally waking up the Bunnies players. Out of the line they come. They crunch Payne Haas.
Now penalty. All early. So he's getting them for offside with Calvin. So the Broncos lead 10 points to 4, 8.5 minutes to go in the game. And just another one coming on. The Broncos haven't seen Tyrone Roberts. Haven't seen Roberts go out there before, but he's out there now.
I think it'd be handy for them, Tyrone Roberts, because he's got a bit of zip about him and
could kick field goals too.
Well, exactly. Well, that's what they need, David. Is their opportunity here? The tap will be taken 45 out from the Bunnies line here. There's only 8 minutes to go. Broncos are leading 10 points to 4. Here they come.
And bringing the ball back and bringing it back strongly is Top Cat. That's Rabati. Rabati is tackled. 39 metres out, 10 in from touch, plays the ball. Roberts at acting half. Carrigan takes it into the hit line. Good strong run from Carrigan. 30 metres out now from the South Sydney goal line. Southern into the field. Roberts, Kelly, back to the left. It goes to Walters. Walters gets away from one. He got it back. It goes away now to Roberts. And Roberts is tackled 10 metres out, about 20 metres in from touch. Here's their chance. Broncos on the attack. 3 tackles left. Kelly goes right to Asako. They play the front man and can't get through their tackle. About 6 or 7 metres out on the goal line. Roberts goes back to right side to Kelly. Kelly puts it under the boot, picking the ball up after it was knocked on by Stagg. The Broncos have it through TC Rabati, and as a result, they're going to be a scrum feed to the South Sydney side. An unreal season is heading for unreal glory. The NRLW Grand Final is heading to Redcliffe, Brisbane to be decided at Moreton Daly Stadium on Sunday the 10th of April. That's 2022. Be there to witness the very best that Women's Rugby League has to offer as our athletes battle it out to lift the Premiership trophy. Don't miss your chance to be part of this historic occasion. Secure your seats at nrl.com/tickets.
I'll give Josh Mansour a rap there. He probably saved a try there for the Broncos because there was a grabber put through from the halfback, Albert Kelly. I think it was Katoni Staggs picking it up, but Mansour got there and got him. Personally, I think they mucked it up, the Broncos. They should have gone left, take the tackle, kick a field goal. They're in front by 7.
Yeah, it was a strange bit of football, wasn't it?
Well, in a low-scoring game, it's hard to see the bunny. They knocked it on.
Now, Walters picks it up. Billy Walters, first game for the Broncos at Suncourt Stadium, and he was almost in to score a try for his dad's team. Ball goes back to the right. Well, his team too, I think. There's he's almost there. Palacia, he only had to put the ball on the line at the last moment. He didn't realise how close he was, and Totola jumped on the ground to put his hand under the ball. Attempted field goal from Masako. Pressure out of the South Sydney line. He can't get a kick in. Offloads to Rabati. Rabati takes it into the ground, and he'll play it about 8 metres out from the goal line. That's tackle 2. 6 minutes to go in the game. Long pass comes away. Carrigan, he throws a dummy. Then he throws another dummy. Then he's tackled. Murray's low.
Field goal now, David. They're right in front.
Tyrone Roberts goes back to left. Kelly, they go back to the far left. And Walters goes one way, goes the other, almost gets there. He's tackled 2 metres out in the goal line. Roberts, a dummy half. He's looking to pass it to someone to the right. Who's going to get the ball? Kelly. Kelly offloads. Payne Haas takes it ahead. Payne Haas will go horribly close to scoring. He won't. Last tackle. 10-4 the Broncos lead. 5 to go in the game. Now, where's the field goal man? It's a horrible pass to Asako. And again, Asako under enormous pressure. He manages to get it to Capewell. Capewell has a shot at field goal. And he put it straight between the sticks. Capewell, Captain Capewell scores the field goal that will give them the victory. Broncos lead 11 points to 4. 4.5 to go in the game.
Well, it was messy. I wouldn't say they did it very well. In the end, he did a brilliant job to get the ball away. Gave it to Kurt Capewell. Why isn't he kicking field goals? He nailed that. He was about 25 metres out, and it was still going up as it went through the post, through the uprights. Landed about halfway up in the grandstand. It was a brilliant field goal, and they're going to get home and win this. And you know what? They deserve to win it. It's not that they've been that good, the Broncos, but the Bunnies have been really poor. Really poor. David, I've got a question from an email raiser. You off the drink still?
Yeah, basically.
Well, yes, basically, or no?
Well, I might have one tomorrow.
Okay, he's off as at now, but tomorrow he's on it, Razor.
Yeah, I've been off the grog for most of the year.
And you know what? I think it's affected your personality a bit.
Oates plays the ball. Comes away. Farnworth takes it in. Oh, dear.
We're back.
Only got 29 more weeks of that. So it goes to Carrigan. Now it's with Kelly. They go to the right side. Oh, Stagg. He got the pass away. Look forward for me. Cobbo did wonderfully well to catch it, but Staggs did throw it forward. 4 to go in the game. Broncos lead 11-4. Rabbitohs need a miracle. I think they need more than that.
Well, they don't have it, David. There's no spark in them, and no doubt the 5'8" Cody Walker is playing with an injury, and that's just taken his ability to be a threat out of the game. And at the moment, the only threat they've had has been him or Damien Cook. The others, to me, have been just pedestrian, really pedestrian. It's been a wonderful performance from the Broncos.
Well, they'll certainly take something out of it, won't they?
Well, they get the 2 points.
Well, next week they play Canterbury next week. So
who the Bunnies got next week?
They're going to play Melbourne on Thursday night in Melbourne. Now they've got a penalty here, South. Oh wait, it's a challenge. It's a Harvey Norman challenge to the decision made by Calvin Klein.
The captain's challenge from Brisbane. They're challenging the ruling of the strip.
Well, you're going to ask Alex Shortall to determine this after his earlier ruling on the strip. So, Payne Haas has his arm wrapped around Campbell Graham, and I would have thought there was a motion.
Determined if there's 2 players in the tackle.
Yeah.
Can you talk to Alan, David, please?
It will.
Well, actually, there's not. Well, one's got his hand on him, Patrick Carrigan.
With 2 players in the tackle, Payne Haas has intent to strip the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Wow. I think that was less a strip than the one we saw.
Well, that's.
Am I being crazy?
Yeah, you're being crazy.
Wow.
Crazy Dave.
Oh, he's going to have a shot at goal. Well, that means they get the. That makes sense. 45 metres out in front. Have a shot at goal. 3 minutes left on the clock. Ball back. They score a converted try. They win the game.
Well, unfortunately for them, they're walking around like chooks with their head cut off. The clock's not stopped. The clock is ticking. Now, he hasn't stopped play yet. Now he has. I reckon that was 20 seconds gone before he stopped the clock. Now, whether he had to stop it or not, I can't remember what the rules are.
Yeah, isn't it last 5 minutes they stop the play like
well, there's 20 seconds gone there where he didn't stop the clock. This is a smart play from the Bunnies. It's the only way they can win the game. They had to score twice, and this could be one of them.
I think he's a smart coach, Demetriou.
They're a long way out, though.
Oh, yeah, I suppose
45 out, Davo.
Piggy kicked one from 45 out on the angle from the sideline.
Good point. Anyone can do it, wasn't it?
It's not that hard.
Against the Broncos. Last game of the year, too, I think, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was a good night that night, wasn't it?
Great night, Darryl.
Dragons had 9 out, I think. Yeah, probably.
Half the salary cap.
Well, you played. Here comes Jackson Paulo. Can he kick a penalty goal to make it 11-6? Keep the game alive. It's high and it's away. And it didn't even go over the dead ball line, so they don't get the ball back. Cobbo catches it on the full. He offloads the ball to Staggs. Staggs comes racing downfield on his tackle near the halfway line, and they're pushing and shoving. Staggs isn't happy. He isn't happy he got tackled.
You know what? To me, the Bunnies are now going to get in there and just try and, I don't know what they're going to try and do. They're putting a bit of niggle in here at the moment, but maybe they should have thought about that 77.5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
There's a bit of, they're just getting off their line and trying to smash the Broncos now.
Well, see, already, Darryl, you're seeing where they've missed Reynolds. Because both those kicks, I reckon Reynolds kicks.
I think they miss him just for his calmness and his ability to, his combination with the 5'8" is, well, as good as any combination of a half and 5'8" for a long time. He was brilliant, and he's missed him tonight. He's missed him big time. Payne Haas copped an injury there.
It's not 100% as the ball goes back to the right. Carrigan brings it back. Carrigan's tackle about 35 metres out in the Rabbitohs line. Broncos lead 11 points to 4. That's on the low scoreboard. A few minutes left in the game. In fact, a minute and a half left in the game. And a good bit of work there from Billy Wallace. Gee, it took a horrible bounce. I thought when he put the kick in, the ball was going to dead set going to touch close to the goal or the corner post. And then it just took one of those bounces and went parallel with the sideline. And now the kick downfield from Johnson. And Johnson's kicked it away from Asako in the hope that he could get down there and get the ball back. Not the case. Asako turned and ran and managed to gather the ball back, and it goes to Corey Oates, who's tackled on or about his own 40-metre line.
Yeah, well, it's going to be even though it's been a pretty ugly game, it's going to be a great win for the Broncos. I mean, that's exactly what they needed, a win against a side that most people thought would make at least the 8. They did play in the grand final last year. We know they're under strength, but the Broncos have just made it a really gritty, dirty sort of a game in the middle of the ruck, and they've handled it well, the Broncos.
Kelly brings the ball back.
He's been very good for them. I think he's been really good, Kelly.
He's tackled around about 33 metres out from South Sydney's line. The remaining seconds of the game. We've got about 3 plays left in the game, you'd think, as Carrigan's taken by Nichols. 29 metres out. Tyrone Roberts at acting half. Goes back to the left. Billy Walters puts a kick in. It should be picked off over here by Tane Milne. It is. And Milne is taken by the defence. A few metres out from the goal line, southern end of the field. There's 10 seconds to go in the game. The Broncos lead 11 points to 4 as Campbell Graham tries to chip and chase. Look at there's a few slow people going to get after the ball. In the end, Staggs got back there. He got the ball. He takes the tackle of Campbell Graham. And the Broncos, you'd swear from the Broncos crowd, they won the premiership. But considering how they've got in the last 2 years, a win at home, a win in the opening game of the year is an enormous fillip for them, especially those who, of course, been through the floods and everything in the Brisbane and the Brisbane River area. So 11 points to 4. The Broncos far too good for last year's beaten grand finalists, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. 11-4 for the Broncos. Tries to Albert Kelly and Corey Oates. Asako kicked the goal and Capel the field goal. And while for the Rabbitohs, Mansour scored the try. Paulo unsuccessful with 2 shots at goal. And I shouldn't say an uneventful game because the Broncos will get a lot of heart out of that. And they come to Sydney next week and take on Canterbury. South, not sure what they get out of it. But next week they travel to Melbourne. It won't get any easier.
Thank you, Davey. Job well done. 11-4 Brisbane over South Sydney shortly to the player of the match competition. But looking to last year, I mean, the Broncos only posted the 7 wins and 17 losses, and they start 2022 with a nice win over the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Player of the match competition, thanks to Harvey Norman. It is back this year. Shortly 3 players who are in the running. When you hear them, if you're based in New South Wales or Queensland, be one of the first 3 callers through on the prize line. 1300 722 873. The first caller will get first choice of the 3 players and so on until all 3 players are allocated. Then when I announce the player of the match, the caller who has that player will win a $200 Harvey Norman gift card. The continuous call team's player of the match, thanks to Harvey Norman. Shop furniture, bedding, electrical and computers in-store or online, harveynorman.com.au. Let's hear from Kevin Walters. He's about to catch up with Andrew Johns on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Here he is.
With Kevin Walters. Kevin, congratulations. Great way to start the year.
Yeah, it is, mate. I love hearing that song, Joey, and it's great to have it back on the airwaves here at Suncorp. We weren't great tonight, but we were good enough to win, so...
Considering your new signing, Adam Reynolds, wasn't there, you must be pleased with that also.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he'll be right for next week against the Bulldogs, but I just thought we showed a lot of grit tonight that we haven't showed sort of in the last couple of years, so really proud about our defence. With a lot of things to work on, but nice to get the win to start the season.
Selwyn Cobber, when will he be in fullback? Well, what a player. Well,
he's a great player, and he just brings so much energy to the side. Very quiet guy off the field, but once he gets out there, he lights it up, so he's a good one for us.
Well done, mate. Thanks, good on you, Kevin. Over to you, Lockie.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. I'm here with the Broncos captain. His debut for the Broncos, Kurt Cable, and that's your first field goal. Have you ever attempted one in the NRL before?
Nah, never in a game. Plenty of times at training mucking around, but never had the opportunity.
Have you hit him that sweet at training before?
I'm going to say yes.
Well, did you know when you got the football that that's what you had to do?
Oh, not really. I just went back as an option, obviously. As you'd know, they're going to scream out of the line there. I had no one to pass it to, so kick was an option, and the posts were there, so I had a crack.
The timing was a little bit off, as you expect round 1, but that was a real arm wrestle. Last time you played here was for Penrith in the grand final, and that was a real arm wrestle against the Rabbits. Different game, but it still had that same feel.
Yeah, 100%. The Rabbitohs are going to be good. Cody Walker. They got pretty dangerous players, so we had our work cut out for us, but it's awesome to see our boys fight it out for the 80 minutes. The start of the year is always tough, and it's always an 80-minute grind, so I think we played well and we've got plenty to work on.
And the halves went well.
Oh, the halves went unreal. They've done their job. Everyone across the board done their job. Our middles were terrific. Payno's a freak. Paddy, they're all getting us down the park, and all our halves have to do is finish our sets off.
All right, mate. Enjoy the win. Well done.
Thank you.
Field goal for the ages. Over to you, James.
There he is, the captain of the Brisbane Broncos, Kurt Capel, off the back of an 11-4 victory over the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Big man, let's get to your player of the match nominees. I need 3 players off you. Thank you, and we'll take the first 3 callers on 1300 722 873.
Albert Kelly, Payne Haas and Patrick Carrigan.
Albert Kelly, Payne Haas, Patrick Carrigan. First 3 callers through right now. 1300 722 873. We'll announce our player of the match in just a second, and the caller who has that player will win a $200 Harvey Norman gift card, thanks to Harvey Norman, where you can shop furniture, bedding, electrical, computers in-store or online, harveynorman.com.au. Yeah, they've done it tonight, big man, without Adam Reynolds, so no doubt Kevin Walters, you could see just there, was pretty happy. That's 2 points they'll put in the bank, and obviously look ahead to next week.
Yeah, well, he said it was ugly, it wasn't perfect, and we all know that, and they made it a real arm wrestle, and they really didn't give the Bunnies a lot of latitude, and the Bunnies weren't good enough to take advantage of whatever latitude they did get. I think the injury to Cody Walker certainly curtailed their chances in the second half and probably evaporated, to be honest with you, because he and Damien Cook, I think, were probably Damien Cook, I think, was their best player. He was their most dangerous player with ball in hand. They just didn't have enough support. I think the rest of them were very disappointing. There's a lot of players played in the grand final last year in that side, and they need to lift their game, because I think tonight they did let the jersey down a little bit, and I think they let down Cook and Cody Walker. I thought they were quite poor at times, really poor.
Piggy, 11 points to 4, the Brisbane Broncos over the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and we'll open the lines in just a second and hear from our listeners. No doubt plenty of Broncos supporters will be in the car making their way home from Suncorp Stadium to wanting to have their say and obviously speak about the joy that the Broncos have given them to start 2022. And well, equally the South Sydney supporters, are you at all concerned about the year ahead? I'm a Bunny supporter, and I just think the loss of Reynolds and Gagai and Benji Marshall, no Wayne Bennett. You have a look at the statistics, and Matty Johns wrote a column in the Daily Telegraph today suggesting that teams fall off a cliff when Wayne Bennett leaves them. I think it might be the same for South Sydney. I'm hoping it's not as a Rabbitohs supporter, but there's some problems there for South Sydney, but take nothing away from the Broncos.
Try-scoring opportunities throughout that game. They couldn't ice them all, but they created them, and for the Bunnies, they've got a lot of work to do. Obviously, Latrell comes back into that side over the next few weeks. Johnston will then go back to the wings. I think Darryl pointed out their lack of pace in the outside backs, and he's 100% right there. But Johnston going back there, he sort of solves that on one wing. But they've got a lot of work to do. I thought Brisbane out-enthused them from the opening whistle. I thought they had a lot more energy in the game. I thought defensively on their goal line, they came up with some big plays when they needed to, and I think it's a really good platform that Kevy can sort of launch off going into next week.
All right, well, let's open the lines. If you want to have your say, folks, 131873 is the number. We're with you for another hour, and the beauty about this final hour on a Friday night is that we're going to have plenty of people jumping in their car heading home. We'll no doubt have supporters of the two teams tuning in, so jump on the line and have your say. 131873, the lines are open right now. Brisbane Broncos supporters, I touched on just 7 wins last year. You've been through plenty, I know, with the floods in southeast Queensland. Is this the good news? Is this the smile that you've needed on your face watching the Broncos, our 4BC listers in particular, beat the South Sydney Rabbitohs by 11 points to 4? And then Rabbitohs supporters, what did you make of tonight's performance? I think Darryl hit the nail on the head. With about 2.5 minutes to go, we finally saw something from the Bunnies. Are you concerned? Can they play finals football this year? Have they got the depth to carry them through to another finals campaign, given that they were in the grand final last year. The number to call 131873, and we'll get to as many of your calls as we can over the next hour here on the continuous call team. To the player of the match competition, Daryl Wendy from Menangle went with Albert Kelly, Madison from Holland Park went with Payne Haas, and Michael from St Mary's, Patrick Carrigan. Who is your player of the match thanks to Harvey Norman?
I gave it to Patrick Carrigan. I must admit, I haven't seen that much of him. I've seen him play. He's been a handy first grader, but I thought from the moment the first whistle went tonight, he was involved, he was ball playing, he was hitting the line. I thought he was tremendous tonight. Patrick Carrigan, my best player on the field.
So, Michael from St Mary's, you pick up the first $200 voucher from Harvey Norman for season 2022. You nominated Patrick Carrigan, who is the continuous call team's player of the match, thanks to Harvey Norman. So you've won that $200 Harvey Norman gift card, and we'll give you another chance to win tomorrow and then on Sunday, all thanks to our mates at Harvey Norman. What about yourself, Davey? You've had a chance to reflect on that game after calling it, and obviously you're following the ball as it goes for the 80 minutes of football. But what did you make of the Broncos and the Rabbitohs?
Yes. Look, the best way to describe it is that I think the Rabbitohs are going to have awful trouble next week against the Storm. The Broncos play Canterbury. That'll be a pretty even match. Oh, that's right. We haven't got news at 10, have we?
No, we'll
I was
continue.
keeping an eye on the clock.
They're the Pips for 10 o'clock.
Oh, not the Beeps this year.
No, the Pips.
Usually the Pips.
No, the
well
Pips.
done, Piggy.
Yeah,
you
thank
finally
you.
cottoned onto the radio caper.
10 years later.
Well done.
Yeah.
When's Latrell back? Is he next week?
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he'll make a massive
Well,
difference.
Johnson will go to the left wing.
Exactly. He'll make a massive difference. But I suppose the issue now is whether Cody Walker's right.
Yeah.
I think the halfback was average tonight. I can't put it any differently than that. Never really noticed him. He needs to take some more control, but they had a number of them. I mean, a lot of their forwards were unsighted. I mean, Cameron Murray's a really good player. I never noticed Cameron Murray on the field. Colin Matangi, I think, is a good player. Tatala, Nichols, they all played their part last year in getting that side to a grand final. They need to pull their finger out about 4 or 5 of those blokes because they were average tonight.
We heard, Piggy, in that interview between Andrew Johns and Kevin Walters, Joey obviously thinks highly of Selwyn Cobbo. He said, Kevy, when are you going to put him back at fullback? Does that happen next week?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure. It will happen. We may see him spend time there, I think, over the next few weeks with the Sacco maybe going to the wing. But he's a talent. They tried to kick for him on many occasions tonight. They know he's good up in the air with the high ball. So it won't be long. I understand why they're playing him on the wing and giving him opportunity first in first grade before they put pressure like that on a young bloke. But when you see him move and the way he plays, I don't think it'll be too long before he's back there.
All right.
I love that in away in the first half. I mean, class players do that.
It's Greg English written all over him, isn't it?
You don't like saying it, but it is.
It is. It looks like him. He runs like him. He moves like him.
Yep.
If he's you'd have to say you don't think he'll be as good as him, but he's a pretty good player.
He's got a big future, that's for sure. 131873 is the number. Already a couple of people waiting online to have their say about Friday night football. And if you're a Panthers supporter and want to have your say about the performance last night and that atmosphere at Bluebet Stadium, it looked fantastic. The number to call 131873. We'll get your calls in just a second. 11 points to 4. Brisbane over South Sydney. Patrick Carrigan is being named the player of the match thanks to Harvey Norman. Earlier tonight, Canberra beat Cronulla by 24 points to 19. 24-19 Canberra over Cronulla. And we'll get you an update on Josh Hodgson from Ricky Stewart a little later this hour as well. And last night, Penrith over Manly by 28 points to 6. Well, we heard from Kevin Walters. Let's hear from his son, Billy Walters, who made his debut tonight for the Brisbane Broncos.
We've got young Billy now with us. Hey,
Billy, well done.
How you going? Be relieved of that one, eh?
Yeah, there's nothing better than round one coming here, 30,000 people and getting a win for the Broncos.
How was the nerves?
Nerves probably didn't kick in until about just before we came out on the field, but I was just excited. I've dreamt this my whole life, and I thought I was going to be a little bit nervous than I was, but I was just excited to get out there.
And what was the focus for you tonight? Because you really combined well with the Albert as well on that left-hand side.
Yeah, so Albert's going to play on the ball a bit like what Renault might do when he comes back. And the focus for me tonight was just get my defence right and just take the line on whenever I can.
How have you found being at training with Adam Reynolds?
He's so good. He brings the game to another level. He just makes you calm, and he's so composed and focused, and it just brings out your best footy.
Well, was said at half-time by Kevin, because it was a very impressive defensive effort by you boys. The bunnies were coming at you through the middle. They were attacking your line, but you kept turning them away.
Yeah, Like he said, we just kept turning up for each other, and he was really proud about that. He knew the game would shift and we'd eventually get some ball in their half, and it did in the end. And there's still work-ons we can have inside their 10, but we'll take the win.
A couple of rough years for the Broncos. How's the confidence amongst all the players?
I can't speak for other years because I wasn't here, but it seems like there's a lot of belief in the group this year and a lot of confidence. We've had a tough pre-season.
We've got a streaker.
And obviously it showed tonight that there's a lot of belief in the group, and our defence attitude's changed this year. Only letting in 4 points is a massive bonus.
Billy, the old man, is pretty emotional post-match, loving hearing the team song belted out over the speakers, loving this atmosphere. What do you think it means to him to get a first-up win against South?
Well, it's just reward for all his hard work that he's put in. He's tried so hard this last 12, 18 months to try and turn this team around, and I feel like we're on the way up, and it's just a reward for him.
What are your memories of growing up with the Broncos?
So I used to always go down to old ANZ Stadium back when they used to play there, and there used to be a strip of grass about 20 by 50 metres long, and all the kids of all the other footy players would be actually playing a little game of footy while the NRL game was getting played. And so they're my memories. The other memories is being a ball boy here and trying to run out when the Broncos run out to get that roar.
Well, mate, you're a Bronco now and you look right at home. Congratulations to you tonight. We'll see you again very soon back out there for the Broncos.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
That's Billy Walters with the team on Nine's Wide World of Sports. And Billy touched on his old man, who you know, Daryl, Kevin Walters. And he is, I mean, he's got the Broncos DNA, hasn't he? Piggy and I caught up with Darren Lockyer a little earlier and he made that point. And the Broncos board has decided to re-sign him for another year. So he's got a point to prove. And he's obviously very relieved to post the first win for 2022.
It's against the grand finalists from last year, so it's a reasonable scalp for them. They were a big price, the Broncos. I think they were $3.35 with Bluebet, I think it was,
Yep.
the start of the game. So, if you got a bit of the $3.35, you'd be pretty happy. $1.33 the Bunnies, they didn't play like they were $1.33 pops. Maybe it was the pressure the Broncos put on them. I think it was probably a bit of both. I think it was a bit of poor play from the Bunnies and the Broncos putting pressure on them. But that's the start he needed, Kevin. I thought Billy played pretty well. I haven't seen a lot of Billy Walters, but 5'8's not an easy position to play, particularly in a side that's been under the pump for a little while. So he wants to make a name for himself. And, you've always got the narcs out there saying, well, he's only in the team because of his dad. No. Well, he showed tonight that's not true. He played really well. I was impressed by him.
Yep, good stuff. All right, let's get into it and have a chat to our listeners on 131873. We'll get to your text messages as well, 0460 873 873. And, of course, you can email us as well, 2gb.com, 4bc.com.au, where you click onto the feedback icon. But if you're jumping in the car after the game at Suncorp, we want to hear from you, 131873, or if you're listening in Sydney, you're a Bunny supporter, the number to call 131873. And just on Bluebet, no luck for your same game multi tonight,
yeah,
big
shocking.
man. But that's all right. We've got another 2 chances across the weekend.
I wasn't far off it.
That's all right.
Bunny's 13 plus.
That's all right. Don't forget either. Don't forget racing tips too this hour. We've got to lock them in before the race, Davey, not after the race. Okay.
Well, he's no good like that.
How many times this year there'll be a horse, down to the 200 dash clear, wins the race. Your beauty, best bet of the day, gets
good
up.
Thing wins.
Oh, really, Davey? Where's the tip? No, I told you last night. Wasn't here, Davey. Anyway, let's get to some calls.
Jeez,
It's already started. First night.
Out of interest, Davey, what did you say when you were leaving home tonight and you said to Christine, see you later, I'll see you later on or tomorrow? Did she just go, good luck, Davey? Another 6 months of copying it from the boys.
No, she sent me a few messages.
Oh, she's been tuning in, has she?
What'd she say? I'm waiting at home.
No, listening away.
She said,
she listened to it? Does she listen to this?
Yeah, of course she does.
She sent through a message earlier. Oh, sorry, Davey, I'll have to top up that hair dye that I've obviously missed this week. All right, let's get to some calls and the text messages as well. By the way, Bern the chef's been in touch. She says, continuous call team on fire. Welcome back, fellas, and have a great season and enjoyed the podcast during the week. Good on you, Bern. Thank you very much. 131873 is the number. Let's kick things off with Steve, who's listening in Melbourne. G'day, Steve. Hello, Steve.
Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Champion.
He's talking to someone else in the background. Steve, we'll come back to you. Theo's in Earlwood. G'day, Theo. Hello, Theo.
Yeah, hello, mate. How you going?
Good, mate. You're on the air. What would you like to say?
Mate, that game, I'm a big South fan, but, mate, that was probably one of the worst games I've witnessed from South in a very long time. They've obviously given Cody the reins, but I know it's a different era. I know it's round one. Credit to the Broncos, obviously, but, mate, the attack was just non-existent. Like, every time went out to the left or right. We just kept making mistakes, throwing intercepts. I don't know, mate. We should have expected this when we let go of the guy that's been there for, a little under a decade. And yeah, mate, it was really frustrating to watch. And our run's not the best. We've got Melbourne next week in Melbourne. We've never won there. We've got Penrith the week after, grand final rematch, mate. It just doesn't get any easier than this.
Well, Theo, it's only round one, mate. So that's what I'll say. And mate, I'm like you. I'm a Bunnies man. But Piggy, it's a decision that's really left a bad taste in the mouths of a lot of South Sydney supporters, and that is Adam Reynolds going to Brisbane.
Yep.
Not much we can do about it now. He's now at the Broncos. He's their captain, and I think they meet again in round 9. But it does fall on Cody Walker. He's the experienced playmaker now for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, so he needs to take the games and control the games. And like Darryl said, the return of Latrell next week will help. But Cody Walker, he needs to be the dominant half, I would have thought, in this football game.
Yeah, he does does need to, but he also had a lot of pressure on him tonight. I think he tried hard, then he got that, a knee collision, and he looked like he was hobbling around and playing on one leg. I think at one stage there in the second half, he got past the ball and he couldn't even run.
He didn't run.
He was looking to find
you
find
know what?
someone.
I know he's got to take over and he's got to take control, but he can be a bit of a hothead as well. And if things are not going your way and you've got a bit of a temper that way, sometimes you can fall apart easily. I think it's obvious. They're going to miss Adam Reynolds. They missed him tonight. They're going to miss him big time. He's a calming influence. He's their kicking game. He kicks goals. He does so many. He might not run you 50 metres to score a try, but he'll put blokes in the right positions who can capitalise on his expertise around the halves. And they don't have that. And the young halfback tonight, I need to see more of him, but tonight was a disappointing night.
131873, that number. Good on you, Theo. Thanks for the call, mate. Dean's next. He's listening at Rose Hill, where we're group racing tomorrow. G'day, Dean.
Good afternoon, Leaves. You know me, it's Dino. And welcome back, Gibberers.
Good on you, Dean. Thank you, legend.
I'm going to agree with the big man. And the bloke on the switch told me his name twice. The halfback for
Lachlan Ilias.
Oh, seriously? Did he play today? Did he? Oh, they're in trouble, aren't they, boys?
Well, mate, they get it. We said it. I mean, everyone said it.
Never should have let Reynolds
sorry,
go.
Keep going. Yeah.
I'm not a South supporter, but I love Adam Reynolds. Most underrated halfback in the game. The game's giving him a hard time. To let him go, and I'm going to say something. I'm a New South Wales. I'm going to congratulate Brisbane. Can all my mates out there listen just write that one on the list?
Dean, you're on fire. You're cracking yourself up. You're on fire. Thank you, mate. Lovely to hear from you, buddy. And look, I think there's more. And not wanting to dwell on last year because the decision's been done. Reynolds is in Brisbane, but I think the game needs to really step in here and do something about the fact that you've got a local junior who grows up across the road from Redfern Oval, and he's just allowed to waltz on up to Brisbane when he wanted to finish his career at the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Do you guys agree with me? I mean, not wanting to harp on it, but there'll be a lot of South Sydney supporters off the back of the performance tonight saying, how the hell is Adam Reynolds still not in the Cardinal and Myrtle? He's now at the Brisbane Broncos, and I think that falls back on the NRL, that there's no help given to clubs to hold on to players, local juniors, when we should be rewarding loyalty in our game. What say you,
There's
Vic?
not a lot of incentive for long-standing players, one club players. There should be a point in their career where it gets to a certain stage and, percentage of their contract is not counted in the salary cap. There needs to be more done like that. It is a conversation for another day, I'm sure, but off the back of Adam Reynolds and him having to leave Brisbane, we said it all last year. We couldn't believe that he was leaving, then they were letting him go, and salary caps and whatnot.
Was it purely a financial decision? It seemed to me as though the Bunnies were happy to let him go.
It was a decision about the length of contract, wasn't it?
Yeah, he wanted 2 years, didn't he?
He wanted 2 years, and they're only going to offer him one. I think that was...
He sort of met him halfway because I think originally he wanted 3 years, and then he said, well, you're only going to offer me one, well, I'll be happy with 2. Yeah. And even then they didn't want to budge. Over one more year, when you're talking about your goal-kicking halfback, local junior, grew up across the road from Redfern, hello. Yeah. I mean, I've got to declare I know the family, so they're still... Yeah. I know the family really well, and they're dirty on the decision.
Yeah, but it's the decision made by South Sydney, it's not the NRL's problem. I mean, I'm not being rude here, but let's remember, South Sydney made this decision.
Yeah, but the NRL should be making it easier for clubs, Davey.
I'm not disagreeing with that, Mark, but I just thought that,
Well, see, no one likes to see a club legend leave their club.
I know, Penrith didn't want to see you go.
Ryan James is another example. Ryan James played for the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
He did,
But Ryan
I was
James
waiting for the
played for the
acknowledgement
Titans. No, did anyone want to see Ryan James leave the Titans?
no,
I don't want to see that happen. I mean, and there's probably other examples of it that don't come to mind.
When you see players that, like, it's going to be hard to see Adam Reynolds run out in the Broncos jumper, only because, it would be 2012, just 10 years at least we called him.
Look, and you know what, boys? I mean, that's going to be a storyline to come out of tonight's performance from South Sydney. But let's take nothing away from Brisbane, given the struggles they had last year. Kevy Walters in charge. First win at home, Suncorp Stadium, big crowd tonight. Congratulations to them. And if you're tuning in through 4BC, you're a Broncos supporter, you've been affected by the floods, jump on the line and tell us how you're feeling. 131873 is the number. You can email us at 2gb.com, 4bc.com.au, or text us 0460 873 873.
No, I was just going to say, I'm actually excited to see what Adam Reynolds contributes to the Broncos next week, considering what we saw tonight from Brisbane.
I'll be intrigued to see who plays where.
Yeah, well, that's going to be
Billy
the other
Walters.
one.
He did a pretty good job, especially in the second half when he seemed to feel as if he belonged.
Yeah.
First half he was feeling his way. The second half I thought he did some wonderful things.
I think he'll be the one to go. I don't,
But he played a lot of acting half, didn't he, when Turpin went off? So maybe he'll be on the bench, come on as the Turpin replacement, as an acting half, and see how he goes. Now, just if you are a Souths fan, this is the run Souths have got. Next week they play the Storm. The week after, it's the Roosters. Round 4 is the Panthers.
Dear, oh dear.
So they could be 0-4 when they meet their arch enemies, the Dragons, in round 5. And then they play Canterbury, the Tigers, Manly, and the Broncos again.
Good luck.
Well,
Anyway.
all I'm saying is that they've got the next 3 weeks.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dean. Appreciate the call, mate. Good luck, good punting tomorrow at Rosehill Gardens. Well, speaking of Brisbane Broncos players who did well tonight, Albert Kelly, he's caught up with Darren Lockyer on Channel 9.
Congratulations, Albert, our $1,000 Macca's man of the match. You look fit tonight. Is it probably the best shape you've been in for a while?
Yeah, probably. Since I've left and come back, I've lost about 17 kilos. So I did a lot of hard work to get where I am today, and I'm just so grateful to be here and part of this club.
I guess the other thing, like last year, there's a fair bit of strapping still on you, and this year, none.
Yeah, I don't like it. They call me Victor if I have too much strapping. So, but yeah, no, it's I'm moving freely. I'm healthy and I'm happy.
Moving freely. Talk us through that try.
I didn't think I had the 6th gear, but it was still there a little bit. But I'm just glad that I got over the line. Yeah.
Did you know that if you didn't get that, it's try time, and you just thought you had to do it?
I had to do it. I think they had an overlap, so I think I just put my hand out and hope for the best, and then it landed in my hand, so I just took off.
What did you like most about the team's performance tonight?
Just the way we communicated in tough, scenarios. Penalty after penalty, we made sure that we had to get on to our next job after an error, and I'm very proud of the boys on the way they handled themselves.
You got a couple of handy players outside you, and Katoni and Selwyn.
Sometimes I just pass it and just watch them. It's like poetry in motion.
Yeah, for a young kid, Selwyn Cobbo, he's impressive, isn't he?
He certainly is. The star of the future, and I'm glad he's outside me. So,
as I said, you're our man of the match tonight. You get $1,000. Which charity would you like to donate it to?
I'd like to donate it to the Koori Mail Flood Appeal down Lismore area. They're all going through it tough at the minute. Even all us Queenslanders up here as well. I hope everyone's staying safe and take care of you. Cheers.
Mate, well done tonight on your performance, and well done then. Go and enjoy the team song.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, well done, Albert Kelly, with Darren Lockyer on Nine's Wide World of Sports. He was Nine's player of the match, and of course Patrick Carrigan, the continuous call team's player of the match, thanks to Harvey Norman. Our number 131873. Email us at 2gb.com, 4bc.com.au, and shoot through a text 0460 873 873. Let's try Steve again. He's down in Melbourne. G'day, Stevie.
Fellas, how good was that?
Broncos, man.
Tell you, we're going to wake up tomorrow and we got selection issues for the good for a change. How good is that?
Mate, I vaguely remember, Steve, hearing from you after some of the Brisbane Broncos games last year, and you're obviously disappointed and dejected at your team's performance, but finally a smile on the dial, mate.
Mate, E is for effort, not excuses, and there's no excuses tonight. They were superb.
Good on you.
can't wait for the season. It's got to be a ripper.
Good on you, Steve. Great to have your company in 2022, mate, and thanks for the call. Our number 131873. Email us via the websites and text us 0460 873 873. A couple of interesting stats, and of course we look at our stats in season 2022 thanks to... Who do we do the stats for? Gulf Western Oil, don't we? Yeah, there they are. Gulf Western Oil. Gulf Western Oil, go the distance. Tonight, the Brisbane Broncos conceded their least amount of points in a game since round 11 2019. And tonight was also the first time the Rabbitohs have lost to a team other than the Panthers and the Storm since round 19 in 2019.
Just say that again.
Wow. A couple of good stats. Thank you, Spiro.
What was the last stat?
So the first one was the Broncos conceded their least amount of points in a game since round 11 in 2019.
Right.
And tonight was also the first time the Rabbitohs have lost to a team other than the Panthers and the Storm since round 19, 2019.
Jeez, that's a good stat, isn't it?
Good stats from Spiro. Well done, Spiro. Thank you.
Fire. He's growing his hair long too, the Constantinople.
What do you think about it, Big Man?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a bit
Needs a
Nico
trim.
Hines-like. I think Nico needs a trim.
Oh, does he? What?
You agree, David?
Why are you going red, Spiro?
See, Nico Hines' hair, I don't think it's attractive. It's just me. What do you think, David?
Well, I said earlier I thought he needed a haircut.
Okay, well, he might be listening on the way home.
Oh, well, good luck to him. He'll probably say 2 words to me, and he's got every right to. I've got no right to say that, but
No,
I just said to you, I think he needs a haircut.
Hey, by the way, just recapping the scores, 11-4 Brisbane over South Sydney. Canberra beat Cronulla 24-19. And last night, Penrith over Manly 28 points to 6. We've got a new sideline eye this year in season 2022, and he's filed this report.
I'm Harry Riddell, and my dad is unbelievable.
Ah, Big H. Big H is on the radio.
Is he still alive? Is he still not awake,
I think he's out there.
Where
He's
is
on a
he?
sugar high at the moment. Harry, he's been tucking into chocolate, Garlo's pies, you name it. He's out there.
You reckon he'll last the way home?
Oh, mate, he's out there. Listen to how fired up he is.
He's already been told you're calling into Macca's to get a 40-pack on the way home.
How fired up is he?
I'm Harry Riddell, and my dad is unbelievable.
Hey, Harry, good to hear you following your father's footsteps. Hi, Mark. Great to hear Piggy's there. Can you please get him to say unbelievable a few more times? Just can't hear it enough.
Stop it.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was a very gutsy performance. Tell you what, it's been an unbelievable display.
You're unbelievable.
I've dead set got to see it 100 times. This was unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That's what it is. And it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. Oh, that was unbelievable. The speed of this game is unbelievable. Oh, it's unbelievable. I'm tired already just watching it on the sideline.
Tommy, it's unbelievable.
It's a big egg, isn't it?
It is a big egg. What about you, Piggy? What do you think of it?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
Well, it was a huge kick. It was unbelievable. They can't do anything wrong. Unbelievable display. That was unbelievable stuff. Oh, it's unbelievable. What a comeback. How good is this? It's unbelievable.
We get an unbelievable from Piggy. Just one.
This is unbelievable. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, it's unbelievable, Mark. Oh, how good is this, boys? It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
This is unbelievable, as Piggy would say.
Yeah, I think he's got a response. Can we see what he's got to say about this wonderful email?
Big boy, come in.
Mate, it's unbelievable. How good is it?
You're unbelievable.
I'm Harry Riddell, and my dad is unbelievable.
We're off to a break. Brisbane 11, South Sydney 4. Earlier tonight, Canberra 24, Cronulla 19.
When the family can't decide on tonight's dinner, I make the Macca's run easy with one simple order. One McValue bundle, please. Welcome to my world.
Get dinner sorted tonight at your local Macca's drive-thru with the McValue bundle for just $24.95. Available between 10:30am and midnight.
Heading off. Loading up. Eating up.
Sauce? Yeah, go on.
Heading home. At home.
Who's a good boy? Come here.
Truckies fit a lot into a day. Whatever your journey, we're the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Now's the time to upgrade your laundry with great deals right now at Harvey Norman. Save up to $400 on Miele laundry packages like the Miele 7 kilo front loader and heat pump dryer pack. Now $2,848. That's a saving of $400. Say goodbye to wrinkled clothes out of the wash. Refresh your clothes with steam. The higher 7.5 kilo front load washer is great value at $599. Or for a king size load, get the stylish LG 10 kilo front loader with steam, only $1,299. You'll find these and many more great deals now at your local Harvey Norman retailer or online at harveynorman.com.au. I bought a new washer and dryer a couple of weeks ago from Harvey Norman. Log on to the website harveynorman.com.au.
Whether it's work or play, the Ram 1500 pickup makes light work of any challenge. Legendary capability meets luxury sports utility vehicle, taking your driving experience to the next level. Move more, tow more, do more, and enjoy more. The unrivaled Ram 1500 pickup range eats more than just utes. Visit ramtrucks.com.au.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Harvey Norman, Pilot and Catch Fitness.
Friday night football with the Continuous Call Team. The win goes the way of the Brisbane Broncos over South Sydney by 11 points to 4. And earlier, Canberra beat Cronulla by 24 points to 19. While last night, Penrith, too strong for Manly, 28 points to 6 in front of a crowd of 16,901. We'll get you some reaction from the dressing sheds from Jason Demetriou and Cam Murray at the press conference. We'll also hear from Kurt Capewell and Kevin Walters. In the meantime, a few text messages coming through, including this one. Actually, I want to read out this email, boys. It's from Donald. And I think we've made new ground. Now, Donald is a regular listener to the football in Bangkok in Thailand.
Oh, g'day, Donald.
He says, boys, greetings from Temptation's Ladyboy Bar in Bangkok. Now that I have purchased the joint, it is a rule that the Friday night Continuous Call Team feed is played in the bar thanks to the 2GB app. Attached is a picture of me and some of the girls celebrating your return this afternoon. The girls say, love you big time, big man. From Don, who's listening to us in Bangkok, Thailand. And it's a legit because he sent through the photo and there they are enjoying the Continuous Call Team. And it looks like the bar's pretty busy on this Friday night. What's the name of the bar? It's called Temptation's Ladyboy Bar in Bangkok.
Beautiful. I haven't been to Bangkok, I don't think, before.
Well, when you go to Bangkok, you'll be stopping at the Temptation.
Have you been there, David?
Yeah, I've been there.
I've been through Bangkok Airport many times.
Hold on. There seems to be a bit of guarded
Temptations.
Have you spent more than a day in Bangkok? You spent overnight in Bangkok?
No.
You have, Piggy?
Yeah, I have.
What's it like?
I didn't really like it too much, to tell you the truth.
Isn't that a song? One night in Bangkok.
We went to all the bars and all that in Bangkok.
Did you go to Temptations?
I'm not too sure. I went to a fair few of them. They're all on one sort of street.
A lady boys like
Yeah.
Boys that are the
Yes,
ladies.
well,
Yes,
hello, Darryl, of course.
Yes. They're boys.
Yes. Anyway, thank you, Donald, and lovely to have you tuning in, and say hello to everyone over there in Thailand listening to the Continuous Call
I don't
team.
have any mates who look like that.
Josh says, beautiful call, legends. Loving the call. Go easy on the 40 Nuggets, boys. Well done to the Broncos for holding on. Sending love from Tassie. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Just quickly, let's hear from Ricky Stewart, because there's a... Actually, no, we won't do that. We'll hear from Jason Demetriou and Cam Murray. Here they are, the press conference right now.
Defensively, you tried hard, but I guess in attack probably a bit clunky at times.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I thought the scoreboard as well put us under a bit more pressure. We needed to be a bit more patient than we were with the footy. But I thought Broncos' last-ditch defence was pretty good as well. I think we had 3 or 4 chances and they managed to turn us away and get blokes to cover it, and it's credit to them.
Did you expect it to be that clunky round one, JD?
Oh, yes and no. I think losing Taff the day in captain's run didn't help. But yeah, I mean, we've got to build our season. You know, there's no doubt about that. We've got some changes and key people, but I was really happy defensively with how we kept turning up. I think other than the intercept, we conceded 1 try, so we've got to bottle that and sharpen our attack a little bit.
What did you make of Lachlan's first up performance as your number 7 after Reynolds?
No, I thought he was pretty good. I thought he just, he's learning and he's going to learn. He'll keep learning all the time, but he defended really well, which is a big part of his game. I think he can own his kicking a little bit more, but other than that, I thought it was not a bad start for him.
Would you like to see him run the ball a bit more? And I don't think he had any runs according to our stats.
Yeah, it's work in progress. He's a kid who's played his third NRL game. We've got to hold the ball as well. We come up with a few silly errors. I think we had 2 or 3 penalties where we didn't play the ball correctly. So, that puts pressure on a young half as well. So we've got a few things to tidy up, but he'll be right.
Jason, do you see him like we saw with Sam Walker last year? He sort of came in and out of the side at times, not because he was playing bad, but just to manage him. Do you foresee that with Lachlan perhaps this season, or or do you give him the jersey and say it's yours?
No, I think the only way he's going to get better is to be out there. And, we can train as much as we want, but he's going to learn as he gets out there, and his temperament's very good. He'll learn on the run. But, ultimately, it's the physicality, I think, the difference with Sam. Lockie, he handles the physical side of the game really well. Like I said, defensively, I thought he was outstanding. I thought our right edge in particular was pretty good. We'll get better with attack. There's no doubt about that.
All right, we'll leave it there. That's Jason Demetriou, the South Sydney coach, speaking to the media after the 11-4 win to Brisbane over the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, just quickly on the Canberra-Cronulla game, the Raiders won that one 24 points to 19. Now, Craig Fitzgibbon, as you know, wasn't there because he's tested positive to COVID. He's been forced into isolation. But one man who we did hear from is the assistant coach at the Sharks, Steve Price. And Pricey touched on the disappointment of Fitzy missing his first game as head coach. Here he is right now, Steve Price.
Plenty of positive to take out? Yeah, mate. There's a lot of character within our team, and we're still learning about ourselves also. And we gave ourselves a position to win the game, especially the last 3 minutes. And we needed to be more physical over on that right edge. Simple as that. But there was a lot of positive stuff, but we've got to transfer that start, to our game. Yeah, the coach was on the blower, and I feel for him. It was, it's been really hard. He's waited a long time for this opportunity, and we're very driven to get the 2 points back for the coach. But we just didn't get that start right, and far too many missed tackles, which snowballed into offloads. And when we rectified that in the second half, it showed what we're capable of doing.
That's Steve Price, the assistant coach back at the Cronulla Sharks. He was there in 2016, I think, Darryl, when they won the comp. Now, the Raiders coach, Ricky Stewart, was asked whether he would have taken the field goal or run the ball in the dying moments in the lead-up to Hudson Young scoring. Here's a little of what Ricky Stewart had to say.
Field goal.
You were screaming on the sideline.
If Elliot wasn't here and he wasn't on the sideline, I would have said, no, I want him to run it. No, I sort of play inch for inch or whatnot. Although I love a punt, but I would have taken the one. But that's why they're out there and I'm not.
Yeah, that's Ricky Stewart. And one of the other big stories to come out of that earlier game, Canberra beating Cronulla 24-19, was Josh Hodgson limping off in the first half of the match, and there were fears that it was an ACL injury. Well, Ricky also gave an update on the injury to his number 9.
We're hoping it's a meniscus. It's on the outside of his knee, and he's got pretty good stability in regards to the ACL side of it. So I'll let you talk to the doctors and that, but from my layman's point of view, talking to my doctor, but hopefully it might be just a little bit of a meniscus on the outside of the knee.
So that's some good news for Josh Hodgson and the Canberra Raiders. 24-19 over Cronulla, and Brisbane beat South Sydney tonight at Suncorp by 11 points to 4. Our number 131873. Dave and Lee, don't go anywhere. We'll be with you shortly, but we're off to a break. When we return, we'll hear from Kevin Walters and Kurt Capel following on from the Broncos' victory over South Sydney.
All right, lads, look, it's been a bloody soft first half. Johnson, mate, you're asleep out there. Stand up straight. Belly, you're looking absolutely stretched. Hairline, where's the staying power? Stop going backwards.
Treating common men's health problems shouldn't be hard. Pilot connects men in Australia with real doctors online for best-in-class treatments for common health issues. For easy, safe and confidential healthcare from the comfort of home, visit pilot.com.au today. Pilot, level up your health.
And Pecker, try making it to the siren this time.
Here at Gulf Western, our oil is that good. It speaks for itself. It's even good enough for the lone rider. Check him out at gulfwestern.com.au. Gulf Western Oil. Go the distance.
Hey, you look you're smiling. Now you're smiling. You're looking so good.
Dr. Ned Dresden here, founder of the Australasian Implant Academy. Our new Smile On clinics are leaders in implant and cosmetic dentistry. If your dental health has deteriorated and it's stopping you from smiling, Smile On clinics can help restore your confidence. We have a vast range of treatment options to help improve your smile, using state-of-the-art Smile On design technology, so you can see your new smile before the procedure. To create your beautiful smile, call Smile On Clinics on 13 30 50 or visit smileon.com.au. That's 13 30 50 or visit smileon.com.au.
Hey, you look good. Now you're smiling. Smile on. Smile on.
You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Ram Trucks, Gulf Western Oil, Lowe's and Ampol.
Mark Levy, David Morrow, Darryl Broman, Mark Riddell, the Continuous Call Team back for 2022. Brisbane beat South Sydney 11-4 and Canberra over Cronulla 24 points to 19 to the Broncos press conference in just a second. This one from Scott, who says, missed the team the last 5 months. Happy you're back better than ever. The boys kept touching on how much Souths miss Adam Reynolds, but as a Broncos supporter, I can't wait to see how he'll polish up what was a pretty good performance from Scotty. Yeah, the boys made that point as well. Thanks, Scotty, for getting in touch. 0460 873 873. Gleno's not happy with my sledging of you, Davey. He says, Levy, hope you kept all the receipts for your personal trainer. Forget the sledging of Davey. P.S. the Guru to win the last at Rose Hill tomorrow. Loving having you all back. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it. Hey, boys, Jason from Maroochydore. Have you seen anything in the first 3 games that are making you question any of your season predictions? Big man, question for you?
Souths, I've got them to come 4th. I don't think they will.
All right, Piggy?
No, not at the moment. I've got the Rabbitohs to come about 8th. I think that's probably still okay.
What about you, Davey?
Ditto, Darryl. I've got South to come 4th. I think after watching that tonight, they're going to be struggling.
All right, Cherise says, evening, gentlemen. One game does not make a season, but my boys did well and hung tough, the Brisbane Broncos. Stay safe and well. Thanks, Cherie. Speaking of the Broncos, here's their coach, Kevin Walters, post-match press conference.
Good win, Kev. Yeah, it was a really good win. It was tough, gritty. I thought our defence was probably the best it's been since I've been here. And, that's the sort of stuff that you can really build a team around, is that desire and that will to stop them from scoring. So, yeah, that was the most pleasing thing.
You wanted the boys to go out, play footy and have fun. Do you reckon they did that?
I thought they had some fun tonight. Well, you have to ask Capes that one. The field goal, he seemed to enjoy that one. But, yeah, look, it's a tough game, the NRL, but, when you win, it just makes all the difference. And tonight we were in front of the scoreboard, fortunately, at the end of the game. So, some good things we did throughout the game, some fun things, but plenty to work on, which I'm sure Capes will agree that wasn't it was just a tough, gritty game, and we haven't played that way for a long time. And I've got to say, I know he's sitting beside me, but that's what Kurt brings to the team, is that tough, that grittiness, that drive, that hang in there. And I was really happy for him tonight being the captain without Reno. That was a typical game that Kurt shines in. He was great for us.
About Paddy Carrigan, $1 million, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, we did. We only played, 6 or 7 games last year for us, and he's a good middle forward, tough. He's got good minutes in him as well. So, yeah, he was a welcome addition to the group. Katoni back as well, which we haven't seen for a long time. So, yeah, some new faces out there that we haven't seen either at the club or new in. So it was really good team performance.
Kurt's always been tough though, but it looks like he's added a bit to his game since he's come back.
Yeah, well, he's only a young forward, so he's still, got a lot to develop in his game. His defence is good, but certainly his attacking game, I thought it was really good tonight. When he needed to roll the sleeves up, he did, and when he needed to, add a bit of variety to our game, he was up for that as well.
Kurt, you're the field goal specialist. Take us through that.
1 from 1.
Only one you've ever kicked.
No, it's the only one I've had a crack. He does practice at training, though.
Take us through it, Kurt. What was the lead up to it?
We got tackled. Jermaine was getting set, so I just thought I'll get back in case they're always going to come out. And then I didn't know I was going to kick a field goal, that's for sure. And then the opportunity came, and I didn't really think too much about it. I just kicked it.
All right, we'll leave it there. That's the Brisbane Broncos press conference following on from the 11-4 victory over South Sydney. 131873 is that number to call. Lee's phone through in Auckland. G'day, Lee.
How are you, boys?
Very well, thank you, mate.
Yeah, nice. I just thought love listening to you guys call. I've been waiting like you guys for 5 months for the footy to kick in again, and I will listen to you guys in any TV commentary that we get over here. So thanks very much. And I'm a Bunnies man. I was at the 2014 Grand Final. Flew in for a 24-hour stint to Sydney from Auckland. Should have been longer because I couldn't sleep at all on the Sunday night. But it was great to be there. I spent all my early part of Sunday in Darling Harbour and then out to the game, and then after that was a bit of a blur. But love you guys, cool. Mark, Daryl and Davey, great to hear you back. And I'll listen to you guys for the rest of the season. It's been a long time coming, but
hey Lee, can I jump in for a second, Lee?
Are you Limo?
Yeah, that's me.
He's on the Jim Beams. He's on the bourbon
nice.
tonight too, Lee. Hey Lee, have you spread the word for us over in NZ? Because I'm reliably told by our Kiwi friends that the big man's pretty big in New Zealand.
Yeah, massive.
Oh, mate, we love them. We need to do you guys need to get over here. When the Warriors get back, not that I follow them, but they first came back, you should fly over and do a wee little Saturday afternoon show, and I reckon you'd pack it out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lee, given what you've been sending us on the text line and what you've said, given that you like a good time, I think if we need a tour guide, Limo might be him. So good on you, mate. Yep. Lovely to hear from you, and stick solid with your bunnies, mate, because I know it's a tough start to the season, but, hey, they can only improve from here. Good on you, mate. Dave's at Katoomba. G'day, Dave.
How are you?
Very well, thanks, mate.
What I want to say is you spoke earlier about players that you loved that retired.
Mm-hmm.
Piggy.
Yep. Did you love him?
Thanks, Dave.
Mate, I was so devastated when he left the Dragons.
Why did you leave the Dragons?
Cash.
Money.
There's no hiding from it. Why'd you leave? Cash.
At least I'm honest.
What did you love about Piggy, Dave? Was he? Did you like the character or?
The character, the arm. I used to get up in the lounge room as he kicked the goal, and I'd put the arm up as well. He was a character.
Well, it's funny, Dave. You talk about Piggy putting the arm up to kick goals. He's brought his eldest son, Harry, in tonight for a bit of work experience and to watch the football. And when I saw Harry standing in the kitchen, I thought he was actually doing that, putting the arm up, practicing his goal kicks, and then I realised, no, he was just trying to reach a Garlo's pie. So I think he's had a good night of work experience, Harry. And Piggy, I've told young Harry that you'll be paying him for tonight's efforts, so a sneaky 50 or something for his efforts tonight.
He gets enough. He gets enough.
Oh, really?
How much do you give him, Clyde, per week? What do you give him?
Well, he's got his own bank card now, so
he's got what? His own bank card?
Yeah,
what credit card?
No. Well, have we got time here? I can explain it. So there's a company, and I won't mention them, but you can get the kids a bank card, and what you do is it's an app, and you set tasks for them each week. So when Harry feeds the dog and he unstacks the dishwasher or he stacks the dishwasher, I give him money. And he ticks it off on the app and tells me he's done it, and then I pay.
He's just lay-byed an Audi, you told me out there with his credit card too. So.
But he's got his little bank card because obviously no cash as much these days, so he goes down.
Can I get hold of that and take it home?
What are you talking about? You got one of the platinum cards.
Yeah,
you're flying. All those big lunches you pay for. So were you off the drink, Dave? Is this official?
Well, I have been because of what I've been through in the last month or two. Yes, in that sense that. Yeah, well, I had to, really. I mean, I think the doctor would have been saying, Dave, if you don't get off the drink, I'm not damn operating. So, simple as that.
All right, and I should mention too, folks, Davey is going to be with us, every second Saturday. We're just going to lighten the load on you this year, Davey, because of your health problems and everything else that's going on. So Matty Thompson's going to come in and call some footy with us this year and become a regular member of the team. So he'll be with us tomorrow. And believe it or not, Davey, you've got tomorrow off. What are you going to do with yourself?
I'll find something to do.
He's going to get on the drink. He said it before.
Mate, there's 14 group races tomorrow, 3 group 1s. I mean, there's 7 group races in Sydney, 7 group races in Flemington. I think I'll find something to do.
All right, we're going to get some racing tips after the break, in fact. And, Darryl, all I'll say is at least you and I are giving our guts for the continuous call team. These two pretenders got tomorrow off.
Well,
Unbelievable.
It's all right. One's because he's had some health issues, and the other one because he's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, and what happens
Well,
tomorrow?
they're both multis.
What happens tomorrow week? Eh? Tomorrow week, you two just stroll down the street, like it's a home game for you. I've got to drive all the way from Coogee down there.
Where is that? Cronulla. It's
so
Cronulla
what?
next Saturday, is it? That's right.
Yeah. And let me give you a little gold-plated guarantee, Mark Piggy Riddell.
Yes.
We will not be going to Wollongong. Okay?
Yeah, what about, there's a Wollongong game on a Sunday.
He's
in a
already
few
started.
weeks.
Oh, I think we should be doing the game in Wollongong on this Sunday.
I saw it the other day and I thought, I think we should do that.
Well,
at
guess
Wynn
why that
Stadium.
won't be happening, champion, because you've got Saturdays off and we don't.
But this is on Sunday.
I don't care. We're not going to
Hey,
Wollongong.
it'll be closer for you than half the other grounds anyway.
Well,
Joe.
I'm looking after our sponsors at McDonald's because we broadcast from the McDonald's Interactive Studio.
Correct.
Dinner's sorted. Dine-in, drive-through or delivery. You with me, big man?
I'm with you.
Thank you very
Dine-in,
much.
drive-through or delivery.
And we're at?
McDonald's.
And Lowe's. We're off to a break. We'll come back with more Friday Night Football.
When my kids' plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with the 40 chicken McNugget pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. McDelivery available at select locations.
Heading off. Loading up. Eating up.
Sauce? Yeah, go on.
Heading home. At home.
Who's a good boy? Come here.
Truckies fit a lot into a day. Whatever your journey, we're the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Catchfitness.com.au is your one-stop shop for high-quality commercial-grade strength, conditioning and cardio equipment without the hefty price tag. With flexible payment options available, visit catchfitness.com.au today. Proud partner of the Continuous Call team.
Lads, today proved what I've been saying all along. This game is better when everything works together. No one's going to pick up the slack for you. You've got to grab the balls, run it straight, kick your own goals and keep the missus happy.
Are we still talking about footy, Coach?
Every great player has a crack medical team behind them to get them performing at their best and feeling like a Clive Churchill winner. For easy, safe and confidential healthcare from the comfort of home, visit pilot.com.au today. Pilot, level up your health.
When our Aussie Paralympians are racing to be the best in the world, don't let the cost of equipment, training and travel stand in their way. Buy a virtual beanie to Beijing 2022 and help Paralympics Australia raise over $300,000 to support our next generation of Paralympic superstars. Be more than a spectator these Winter Games. Support talent, hard work and determination. Buy your virtual beanie today at donate.paralympic.org.au.
The Continuous Call team thanks to McDonald's. Get the McValue bundle today. All your favourites in one simple order for just $24.95. Available in-store, drive-through or delivery.
Brisbane over South Sydney 11 points to 4 and Canberra beat Cronulla 24-19. Boys, let's have a quick look at the rest of the round. Daryl, just a quick comment from each and every one of you.
Yep.
Daryl, you can look after the Roosters and the Knights, 3 o'clock tomorrow, daylight saving time.
Well, considering I've tipped the Roosters to win the competition, I'll be tipping them tomorrow. I think they've got some good players back in their side, headed by Luke Keary. I think he's a superstar. I love watching him play. He'll be a steadying influence on them. He's a great, great player. And I think he's enough for them to win. No Mitchell Pearce. Roosters win.
All right, Warriors, Dragons. Piggy, the first game that you'll hear with the Continuous Call team.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Obviously, I'm excited as a Dragons fan to watch young Sloan and Talatau Amone go in the halves. Nice experience pack for the St George Illawarra Dragons. Sean Johnson back at the Warriors. First game in round one for him. No Reece Walsh, but I will be tipping the Dragons. I think they can get the job done.
David Morrow, West Tigers and Melbourne Storm. Chris Warren will call this tomorrow night with the Continuous Call team.
I'd love to say the West Tigers are a chance, but history says that they've got no chance. Melbourne Storm have won 20 in a row, isn't it, of round one. Craig Bellamy always has them ready. He always loves getting up a stack of wins early, so when State of Origin hits, he's got a little bit of a cushion, and I don't think anything will be any different this weekend. The West Tigers, they've got Hastings at 5'8" and Brooks at half. I mean, they're still fiddling as what their best combination will be, and they've still got to improve on what they produced last year with much the same squad. I can't see them troubling the Storm.
By the way, the prices at bluebet.com.au, our betting partner. Roosters $1.20, Newcastle $4.50, Warriors $2, St George Illawarra $1.80, West Tigers $4.25 outsiders, Melbourne Storm $1.22. And then on Sunday, we'll be at Combank Stadium at Parramatta, where the Eels start $1.38 favourites against the Gold Coast Titans. Big man, they're $3 outsiders.
Yeah, the Eels have a really good trial form. They gave Penrith a hammering there a couple of weeks ago. I've always said about the Eels that I think they're the sort of side that will beat the sides that they should beat, and they should beat the Titans. Titans will be, plucky for a while, but I think the Eels will be too professional.
And then on Sunday night, Piggy, North Queensland and Canterbury, the Cowboys slight favourites here, $1.85, the Doggies $1.95.
Yeah, a lot of people not tipping either of these sides to do much this season. We know the Bulldogs have bought a lot of players in, going off trial form. They're still a long way off, but you never know. They may surprise us. I went with the Bulldogs in this one. I think that they can get the job done. I think I've tipped the Cowboys to come last in our pre-season predictions. Yeah, I have. So I'm going to go with the Bulldogs to get the win.
All right. Now, what we're going to do on Friday night, boys, before I let you go,
yes,
is we're going to tip a horse. Each and every one of us is going to tip a horse on the races tomorrow for those listeners who like a flutter on the races. And Andrew and Spiro, I might get you to keep track of these racing tips, and then at the end of the year we can nominate the best tipster for season 2022. Davey looks pretty confident, so I'm going to start with him, given he's got the form open.
He's even got what form is that, David? What paper is that?
That's the Herald from today.
Okay.
Because it's a stablemate of Channel 9, so why else would I bring anything else in?
Okay. Plus, you know who works on the other one.
You're only allowed one tip, Davey. I know you've got about 75 in there.
Well, I will. I'll
one.
Well, I'll just give you one then. Mm-hmm. I think that they won't get near Think It Over in the Australian Cup. I think it just wins it easily.
Give us a race number and number horse.
Righto. Australian Cup, race 7 at Flemington, Group 1, number 2, Think It Over, good track, Nashorilla. I think it'll be just too good from
race 7, number 2, Think It Over at Flemington. Big man, what have you got?
I'm going to Flemington. We could have an all-upper here, David. I'm going race 6, and I'm going to go number 2, Home Affairs. I saw it win last start. It was brilliant. It beat all the good horses.
Yeah,
what's the really good horse? Nature Strip. Beat it easily. Home Affairs.
What did you say, race?
Race 6, number 2. This is an all-upper here.
6, number 2, Home Affairs. Well, I've got a stat for you on Home Affairs. The last horse to carry 55 kilos and win that race at Flemington was Scalacci in 1992.
I think it's better.
Scalacci won what? It won the Lightning, the Oakley Plate, then the Newmarket, and came to Sydney and won the Galaxy. Won all 4.
You're all over it, Davey. Piggy, who did you tip today on race program?
Today I tipped Rose Hill, race 5, number 2, Rule of Law.
Rule of Law, and I'm going to Brisbane tomorrow. I'm going to Eagle Farm. If it doesn't run, it'll run Wednesday, I'm told.
I know what he's going to tip here.
Race 7, number 9, Aidensfield. Race 7, number 9, Aidensfield, which goes around tomorrow, hopefully at Eagle Farm. If not, it'll run on Wednesday. So there are our tips. Race 7, number 2 at Flemington for Davey, Think It Over. Race 6, number 2 at Flemington for the big man, Home Affairs. And race 5, number 2, Rule of Law in Sydney at Rosehill for Piggy. And my tips in Brisbane at Eagle Farm. Race 7, number 9, Aidensfield. If it's scratched tomorrow, we're told it will run on Wednesday. So if you're having a bet, please do so responsibly. And you can log on to bluebet.com.au, our betting partner, and get all the best odds and find yourself and back a winner and get a bit of money to play with over the weekend.
Was that the name of the town in the TV show Heartbeat, which was set in Yorkshire, I think? Yeah.
Are you asking a question you know the answer to?
No,
David?
not really. I just, when you mentioned the name, I'm just somewhere in the back of the...
That reminds me. I've got a bone to pick with you, Davey, in that game of football.
What?
Up comes the stats on the screen. Dropout 1 to Brisbane, South Sydney 0. Davey poses the question. I think you'll find... Is that the first goal line dropout of the night? You're the best. You are the best.
Well, you must have been watching a different screen to me because I didn't see that come up.
I thought Davey's just too good here.
He's the best.
Asking a question he already knows the answer to. But if you didn't know the answer, fair enough. Anyway.
Well, I didn't know the answer because I couldn't remember whether there was one in the first half. That's why I asked the question.
Can we confirm if Piggy's going to get 40 nuggets on the way home, Harry?
Oh, I'm just going to see how we go.
Get very excited, Harry.
You know what Harry said to me on the way up? He goes, Dad, I like this drive. There's so many McDonald's on the way. It's like there's one every 10 seconds.
He's giving you a tip.
Hey, Harry, what do you reckon, champion?
I'm Harry Riddell, and my dad is unbelievable.
Yeah, next week Harry's word of the is penetrometer.
Actually, we'll have to test him on some of those big words that his old man can't say. And how's William? Is he still a lunatic?
Yeah, he's going all right. He's going okay. He's got a reply to Big Man's video. Big Man sent him a video firing him up. So.
Can you give this photo to Harry?
No. Life lessons.
Both from Thailand.
That was one of the great comments from William last year. William, what do you think, champion? Oh, my dad's off his head.
He went to the Nitro Circus tonight.
Oh, good on him.
He would have had fun.
Good on him. All right, boys. Great start to the season. 2022 are underway. Daryl, you'll be back tomorrow with the continuous call team from 1 o'clock daylight saving
I'll
time.
see you then, and I'll see you boys on Sunday.
Good job. Thank you, Daryl. Piggy, safe trip home. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
40 nuggets from our sponsors at McDonald's, and you'll be in refreshed and ready on Sunday.
Ready to rock and roll Sunday.
Enjoy the Ocean Beach Hotel tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Too hard to work, too busy to work with us on the continuous call team, but more than happy to go down to the Ocean Beach.
So where are you going to be?
Winners.
Ocean Beach Hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Davey, you're in fine voice. Didn't miss a beat. Great to have you back for 2022, mate. And we'll catch you on Sunday.
I will. Now that I've had a warm-up of the tonsils, I should be right by Sunday.
Go home and have a little drinky poo. I think you deserve it. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. David Morrow, Daryl Broman and Mark Piggy Riddell, the continuous call team, are breaking back with more.
When my kids' plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with the 40 Chicken McNugget Pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. McDelivery available at select locations.
Heading off. Loading up. Eating up.
Sauce? Yeah, go on.
Heading home. At home.
Who's a good boy? Come here.
Truckies fit a lot into a day. Whatever your journey, we're the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Big man, what's your favourite day of the week? That's easy. It's the 20% off Zero and Rewards event for 3 days only at Lowe's. Save 20% off everything in store and online today, including schoolwear, workwear, big men's and everything else. But it's only for holders of a Lowe's Zero or Rewards card. If you don't have a card, it's easy to apply in store or online today to receive the discounts. Don't miss the 20% off Zero and Rewards event for 3 days only at Lowe's.
Rest Super presents How to Stay Pumped. Some profit to shareholder funds leave your returns a bit flat. At Rest, profits go to members, not shareholders. Get a fair go at keeping your super balance pumped. Search Rest Super today. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. Product issued by Retail Employees Superannuation Pty Limited. Consider if it is appropriate for you and read the PDS and TMD available at rest.com.au/PDS before deciding to join or stay.
When the family can't decide on tonight's dinner, I make the Maccas run easy with one simple order. One McValue bundle, please. Welcome to my world.
Get dinner sorted tonight at your local Macca's drive-thru with the McValue bundle for just $24.95. Available between 10:30am and midnight.
You're listening to the continuous call team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Harvey Norman, Pilot and Catch Fitness.
Big thank you to all the people that have been in touch via the text and the email tonight and those callers as well. The winners so far in the opening round, Penrith, Canberra and Brisbane. Back to wrap it up on this Friday night.
Heading off. Loading up. Eating up.
Sauce? Yeah, go on.
Heading home. At home.
Who's a good boy? Come here.
Truckies fit a lot into a day. Whatever your journey, we're the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Hey, you look good. Now you're smiling. Smile on. Smile on.
Dr. Ned Reston here, founder of the Australasian Implant Academy. Our new Smile On clinics are leaders in implant and cosmetic dentistry. With implant surgical procedures, you're naturally apprehensive beforehand. So at Smile On Clinics, your care is our priority. Our staff will support you through your journey, which starts at your first contact with us and continues long after your treatment. You're not just in and out of our Smile On clinics, it's a long-term relationship. To create your beautiful smile, call Smile On Clinics on 13 30 50 or visit smileon.com.au. That's 13 30 50 or visit smileon.com.au.
Hey, you look good, now you're smiling. Smile on, smile on.
Here at Gulf Western, our oil is that good. It speaks for itself. It's even good enough for the lone rider. Check him out at gulfwestern.com.au. Gulf Western Oil. Go the distance. You're listening to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB 873. Thanks to McDonald's, Ram Trucks, Gulf Western Oil, Lowe's and Ampol.
Canberra over Cronulla 24-19. Brisbane beat South Sydney 11 points to 4. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we'll be on air from 1 o'clock, midday in Queensland. 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in Queensland. We'll have score updates on the Roosters and the Knights. Matt Thompson will join us in season 2022. He'll broadcast the Warriors and St George Illawarra with Darryl Broman and Paul Gallen. And then at 7:35, 6:35 in Queensland, Chris Warren, Jamie Soward and Shane Flanagan to bring you the West Tigers and the Melbourne Storm. We're underway for season 2022. A big thank you to you for listening and to our sponsors. And well done to our two teams that are victors tonight, Canberra and Brisbane. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.